in the garter?
It's tomato. It's chopped up tomato.
Just type chopped tomato.
You want to hear about the longest poo he's ever done?
I don't like the idea of some dickhead who's cut me off becoming meat in my brain permanently.
Well,
Yeah.
Hi. Jesus Christ. Do you live in the jungle?
Yeah.
Oh, have you always lived in the jungle?
I don't know. I'm so confused.
And I'm also very good at cooking. That's not really related.
that's not real. Oh, God.
It looks very important.
Oh, I'm a big deal.
You're a big, yeah.
Perfect.
Back Parker for Thursday, the 3rd of August. Live from the Loki Studio, starring, if you want to know how to make a cart using redstone, just ask her. It's Hex.
Don't ask me. Don't ask me that.
He once violated a keyboard by rubbing it on his bum. It's Bajo.
That keyboard had a great time. I had a great time. It was all fun. It was all a good time.
He's been grinding the sticks all day and has the blue thumbs to show for it. It's Gus.
That's my keyboard, you fuckwit.
I remember what you're talking about in the office when you're all on holiday and I filmed the keyboard on my bum. Yeah, remember? I put your keyboards on my bum while you're away. And then I sent you the video a few days later.
His ability to manipulate the Inspect Element tab on Chrome is unmatched. It's Swifty.
Yo!
And lean peeking over the shoulder, it's the Devils. And it is Ruby, the Devil.
Whoa!
We'll talk about this after the show, Ruby. No bullying will. And me, Peter Burns. Call me 0412-645-572.
Is it?
No.
Wait.
But
Did
somebody's
he just
going to
dox
call
himself?
that number. And
It's not my real number.
Oh.
someone's going to call that
Tonight
number.
on the show, we give video game characters head, and things will get messy.
He's not wrong.
I don't remember this from the brief,
Yeah.
but I'm on board with it.
That's interesting.
We give the video game characters head.
Makes sense. Checks out.
It's all true.
Sure. Okay.
Bajo, welcome to the fucking show, man.
It's so nice to be here. Hi, it's not what I expected. I just like to say, but I'm on board with it. How are you? Hello. Hi.
Welcome
Hello,
to
everyone.
Sydney.
Hello. I'm in Sydney. It's
Welcome
very
back.
smoggy here. There's a lot of traffic.
What are you talking about?
I'm a country boy now. I live in Adelaide.
It's sunny and happy and lovely here. It's nice.
It is. No, I must say,
big
I've had some nice experiences being back in Sydney. I
For
got
the
a
last 3
for the
hours.
last 3 hours. Had a nice coffee.
Yeah.
I saw a snake around someone's shoulders, which is very Newtown.
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 I know that,
Very
was it the guy with the mohawk?
The mohawk was also a snake. He had a snake on his head as well. He had
I was
many
going to say,
snakes.
if you've got a snake, you don't
man.
need dual
Yeah.
He
distractions.
had a full-on, like, glued-up 80s mohawk.
Yeah.
The
Yeah.
snake guy. I
He's a
know that
bold
guy.
man. You know that guy?
Yeah.
He's into snakes. He likes snakes.
Yep. Used to be your old neighborhood. You like just walking around the old
I
traps
did do
again?
a bit of a walk, yeah. It was nice. All the shops are still there. I went into a cafe and I said, "Hi, I haven't been here in 7 years." And they said, "Welcome back." And I said, and then I got the same meal. I said, "That's right, I don't like this food. Why did we come back
That's
here?
why I left this city.
Too much tomato sauce." Anyway, I told them that and then I left.
Good on you.
Sure.
You're
Make
at the
him friends
age now
in
where
Sydney
you-
then. Make him friends.
Yeah.
Stand by my opinions now.
And why
I don't need to
hide
cater
it?
for- Why?
Grumpy old man
Why?
yells
Yeah.
at cafe.
I like to saying no to things now as well.
Oh,
like
really?
someone says, "Hey, you want to come over and play some tennis or watch the football?" No.
Who invites you to play tennis?
You said
tennis friend.
you said this.
You don't have tennis
Scenario.
friends.
Someone
You don't have
invited
tennis
you.
friends.
Someone invited you to the footy. You said
They
this
did.
on your stream,
And
and,
yeah.
and then it got all the way to the point of just about to go, and then you called and just said no, you don't want to
The
anymore.
day before, yeah, they even bought me a jersey to wear for it. They bought my tickets. They said we're going to go see a football game, and I actually uttered the words, "You're my good friends. I will go with you to watch a football."
Did you have an
game."
excuse? Did you have something even that like? Do you
I
just were
said,
like, I
"I
just don't wanna-"
can't do it."
I mean, that's a pretty good line. Like you say, I can't do it. It implies
do
that
it.
something is
I
up.
feel, like, I
tried.
feel like deep down that person would have known and they would have been like, I know.
Saw this coming.
Mate, we're
Yeah.
surprised
They
you're
would-
even here.
Totally.
I know. I legit didn't want to tell people until like the last minute because I was like scared that you weren't going to come.
Why wouldn't I come? Sydney's great.
Because you just
If
said
you like,
you bailed
if you
on-
like smog traffic and too much tomato sauce in your shashanka. Is that how it's pronounced? I'm
Are you
not
saying?
sure.
Are you thinking
Shakshuka.
shakshuka?
That's it.
Shakshuka, yeah. Shoshanka.
Gesundheit.
Thank you.
It's like they're putting Heinz in a shakshuka.
It just has a lot of sauce. I don't want to get
It's
into it.
but
I
It's
can't
a
pronounce it
sauce-based
properly.
meal.
It's a
Oh, I didn't know
sauce-based
that
meal.
information. The bread was very nice and the staff were very nice.
Heinz.
As they're
It's like
watching.
it's
Thank
a
you for-
canned
thank you for-
tomato situation.
Yeah, I didn't know that 7 years ago when I ordered it, and I didn't know it today.
To be fair, you did sit there and order off the phone dinner, and you went, "The hell is pico de gallo?"
what is pico de gallo?
It's tomato. It's chopped up tomato.
Just type chopped tomato. It's awfully fancy for what was it?
Pico de gallo.
No, what was the food? Where was it from?
Mexican.
Mexican.
What was the brand?
Guzman.
It's it's too fancy a
It's
menu
not
for
their
Gomez.
word. It's a traditional
Is it
word.
really? I think we all are aware that I do not have culture.
That's true.
Yeah, checks out.
That is true.
I forgot the story of you rubbing your
Don't
butt on
even
the
say-
keyboard.
Me too.
I
and-
forgot that. You used to like. This was similar to when you put your face on things around Gus's apartment.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
That's a
But
good
you
time.
you filmed.
They're still finding them to this day.
And there was a video
there.
that we played
Christmas
at
party.
the Christmas party.
Yeah.
But you weren't there.
I couldn't come for some
You
reason.
couldn't come.
Did you
and
just say
so-
you don't want to?
Maybe that's it. I don't want to go.
I
just can't.
And in classic like Bajo style, you were like, I must have a presence there.
Yeah.
So you made a short film of you around the
That's
office.
right.
Making
And
through the ABC after hours.
Right. And it
cut
was
it
like,
to- you
guys,
cut it
I
to
hope
music,
you guys have a
like-
wonderful time. I just want you to know I got pretty busy while you were away. And then everyone's keyboard too. It was to a
a
Taylor
song.
Swift song, I think.
Yeah.
Like
I know-
shake it off.
No, Shake It Off.
Shake it around, Shashanka. Anyway, I rubbed the keyboard on my butt, and then. But you know what? Because of you couldn't do that really OH&S wise, so I actually did have an air gap between my butt and the keyboards,
Sure.
except for
Right.
Gus's.
we
Gus's,
go.
I went
Checks out.
deep.
Deep in.
There was
I knew.
definitely
But the state
no,
of your keyboard was
there
so
was
good.
There's
definitely
still-
no
doesn't matter.
gap.
That's true.
Your,
That's true.
The letter
your
T
keyboard
is
used
still-
my butt to get clean.
To be fair, I use an Apple low-profile keyboard, so there's not much like. I mean, that means more surface area to
yeah.
butt connection. So now think about it. I don't want to think about it. Yeah.
You had a mouse pad with your own face on it, I remember.
Did I?
Yeah.
I can't
How do
remember.
you
I think
forget
that
this shit?
I forget. I
Yeah,
forgot
I
what we
remember
talked
that.
about
Just
5
like-
minutes ago.
yeah, that's
Hello,
just trolling.
welcome to back_pocket.
Well, we were talking about just before we went live as well how you don't socialize anymore because all of your chat
Yeah.
is to all your conversation is to a wall of text.
That's true. I've forgotten how to like discuss things. Even just, I feel like I've got a bit rusty. Even just having a coffee with a friend. It's like
You came
know,
in and instantly mimicked body language because
Oh, did
we
I
all
really?
crossed arms. I was
Oh.
like, "Oh, we're doing that classic thing," and then I did a split stance, and
Yeah.
you did that. I'm like, "Okay,
I did
that's
the splits
different."
as well.
You did a
Like-
full split stance.
weird
I
that
went
you
right
noticed
down to the ground.
It's all those things.
You were doing the
did the split.
between the trucks split. Yeah.
I live in a different
Really?
world.
Oh, I'm Sherlocking up here.
unobservance.
I'm reading
Yeah,
everyone's
right.
little tells. Steven in those pants. Oh, I know what's really going on.
Ah.
We talked about fresh underwear.
But
Yeah.
now you're back in the old chairs.
Great to be here. Back. This is a comfy chair too. It's nice.
Better than the old ones.
I remember when we went shopping for new
yeah, we
chairs,
did, didn't
not
we?
long after I
Yeah.
started on the show, and we shopped around
Whole day of
a
shopping.
whole day of shopping,
It was a
just
good fun
trying
day. It
out
was nice,
chairs.
yeah.
I still have the photos of us posing in all these different chairs, like having a good time.
Yeah.
And we finally decided on chairs, and you were very specific about the chair that you wanted.
Yeah,
And
I
we
got a bad
finally
bag.
we got those chairs. They shipped them to the ABC, put them in the set. You were like, I hate them.
Well,
Back to the old chairs. Never saw those ones
they lasted
again.
one episode because they put my back out. Like after that
Sure.
one day, my back
Yeah.
went, and I was in bed going, "I think we need to go back to the old chairs." You guys. I remember you were very upset because you like those chairs a lot, but they didn't even have armrests. What about
Yeah,
arms
but you
do
went
without
shopping for them, and
armrests?
you
Yeah,
went and picked
I
your
think-
up.
I think
Can't be
it was-
trusted.
It was just
You probably
that-
said the day before, "I love how these don't have armrests."
I can slip right under a desk.
Oh, my back. But yeah, I do have a. It is weird talking to people and not having them, fart on my head, which is kind of what
Gonna
most
say.
of my
Oh.
job is now. So it's
the
nice
night
to
is
be
young.
here and nice to be with all of you. It's been so long. You all look very similar. Hex, you look shorter somehow.
Yeah.
Peter, you look identical.
shrunk.
Like nothing's changed. Gus has more of a Matthew McConaughey meets
Yep.
meets
Oh.
woodsman vibe
Alright.
going. That is quite nice. But I see subtle differences. You look
Grey hairs.
beefier.
I have
It's-
grey
it's
hairs.
Grey hairs.
Grey
Yeah,
hairs,
I still
Yeah.
dye the hair. I let it go grey for a while, and then it's like, oh no.
Do you get like the Maxwell Sheffield sides, or are you going the whole thing?
I get one here, which is pretty cool.
Oh, that's
and
sick.
then all this just dulls.
You get a
It just
rogue-
dulls.
You should just
Yeah.
let it go.
Streak?
Dudes
Excellent.
look
That
cool
was
with
good.
grey hair. It's
Yeah.
like
Do
it's
it.
like
do
a
it.
socially
Not yet.
acceptable for men. You should just own it.
I got enough things reminding me that I'm getting older. I'm 42. Once I hit 40, things just start breaking. Neck, back.
Sorry, I just want to point out, Miss Shart says, Goose is aging very nicely.
Nodders.
Well, can I say, this is meant to be too judgmental, and if you dye your hair, good stuff. But doesn't
Sounds so judgmental.
Good stuff.
There's a
Good stuff.
You know what you should do?
I wouldn't do
Here
it
comes.
based on the judgment of the guy on the box in the bathroom. I couldn't have a bathroom with a box of that hair stuff with the man being like that sort of cheesy, square-jawed man on the box of the hair dye if I was using that. So I don't know how you live with yourself.
No, I don't.
It's got real, it's got deep.
That feels like a good place to leave
Yeah,
the
what the fuck
conversation.
not?
Steph, is it nice having him back?
Yeah. I was just about to say, because we're sitting in the
Same sides.
Same sides
Yeah.
in similar chairs, but we usually.
Same sides. I'm getting
sat.
more wide. Same sides.
I had a moment where I was like, and now he's going to apologize for his coffee breath. You don't have coffee breath. You never did. But it was every, not just every shoot, but like we'd go away for lunch and we'd come back and you'd be like, I'm so sorry about my coffee breath. And I'm like, there's no coffee. There's no coffee breath. Relax, man.
I'm paranoid about smelling because in grade 10, my first kind
It's
of
linked
girlfriend
to
in grade
trauma.
10,
It's linked to trauma. Yeah,
For my birthday, she gave me a deodorant, Lynx Africa. And I was like, oh, I smell. I didn't realize I smelled. I don't smell now.
She might have just liked that specific scent.
Yeah.
No, because she gave it to me and then cried and ran. She felt so embarrassed, but I must have smelled.
That's so sweet.
Sometimes you don't realize you smell when you're going through changes, your body's going through changes.
Yeah.
And that's what happened. Yeah.
When was the last time your body went through changes?
Every day. Every day something new falls out, falls off,
Falls out.
changes. Yeah. Grows.
You smell
shrinks.
great, though.
Thank
Yeah.
you. Thank you so
That
much.
Lynx Africa
The
is
I had
really
changed
helped
shirts
out.
3 times today.
I always tell people they smell nice if I think they smell nice. Is it weird?
No, I think that's nice. How do you say it?
Are you
smell
complimenting?
nice.
You smell awesome.
Oh, great. No,
Are you
that's cool.
complimenting
That's
in a
fine.
natural odor, or is it a choice of products they've used?
No, it's usually a product.
I was going to say that's all right. You're like, oh, are you
I'm
wearing?
not like detecting a musk.
Is that a Is that a
Your
pheromone
pheromones are-
wafting over
No,
here?
no,
When
no.
I use
it's-
hairspray, my wife, what's that from? When I use hairspray, my wife,
Where's that from?
she talks to the cats and she says, Papa's using his grandma spray. Apparently it's not like
It's just mothballs.
it's
funny.
called Essence Grandma.
Is it really?
Yes.
Where did you get it from?
I got it from the grandma shop in the grandma district.
Sure.
Yeah.
I use those dab-on
just
pheromones you get in
Adelaide.
public bathrooms.
And ants follow you everywhere. If for some reason you got ants.
Haven't you seen them? They used to be in public bathrooms next to, like, if you go to a dodgy public bathroom, like,
Oh yeah.
and there'd be a condom
Condoms.
vending machine, and next to it would be dab-on, or nightclubs that have like
Yeah,
a
I
little,
do remember
they're
that,
like
yeah.
a KFC wet wipe packet that if
I
you
never
open
got
it,
one, so I
no,
don't know
no,
what it was.
the joke is neither did I.
the
So,
joke. the joke
Why
is
is that a
because
joke?
I
we all
would
got
never.
quiet.
But you're about to explain literally
Very funny.
specifically what the
But
thing
I
is.
think it was just meant to
I
be
think-
like wipe. I think
We think, guys, we're not sure.
I think they never worked either. They were wipe-on pheromones. There's a thing.
Where did you wipe
Oh.
them? You specifically.
That's why you said ants, because ants follow pheromones.
Yeah.
Like if
Do
you
they?
kill ants, they
thank
will
God
follow
we're
the
up-
dead
Yeah.
corpses
Yeah, let's
of
talk
the
about
ants. Yeah, I see. We had so
didn't
many
fucking
hands.
ask that
I'm
nice.
just
That's what I'm
seeing you go.
They weren't into it.
Maybe.
What?
So the moral of the story is wipe some dead ants on your body
There
if
it
you
is.
want to
At
get
a nightclub,
some.
if
At a
you're
nightclub.
as a
right.
show of strength.
Yeah,
Works
cool.
every time.
Works every time.
So other than fucking ants, Gus, what have you been up to?
I didn't say have sex with them.
no,
you kill.
Kill.
We'll talk about it
You
later.
know, if you do
Okay.
that and you crush ants and you actually make like a little crush ants, make a paste,
God.
and if you make a little line, a circle, they'll just keep going in that circle.
I'm actually a vegetarian. I find this whole conversation very offensive.
Oh dear.
So nothing else?
No,
Just murdering creatures. And...
just murdering ants and wiping on pheromones.
Okay. Good on you, man.
Bought a yellow t-shirt.
Good on
Let's
you.
move on.
Well, we've got a big night ahead. We've got a couple of fun games to play, but we're going to start with a little bit of backup.
Can't believe it made me talk.
Again.
I recall us talking about ant fucking on Spawn Point. I remember that coming up. It's very
Yeah.
different.
You
Yeah,
did,
we'll-
but it got cut.
We'll find a way
see.
to work it into conversation wherever we can, really.
Yeah, absolutely. And a little bit of backup.
And we're back.
Doesn't fuck ants. It is brought to us by EvilSpyBoy. Ooh. Batman? No.
That's
Yeah,
Batman.
that's the Batman wipe, yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Sure
Batman
is.
wipe.
Ah.
A little bit of backup is brought to us by EvilSpyBoy. Thank you, EvilSpyBoy. as always, check chat for !SpyBoy, and you can find out about Food Bank Australia and donate to Food Bank Australia. EvilSpyBoy is using his space to highlight Food Bank Australia. So go to foodbank.org.au and help out just like EvilSpyBoy. What a goddamn hero.
Can we hear that sound effect one more time? Because it does sound kind of superhero-y. Get one more. It is Batman, isn't it?
Yeah, that's Batman.
Yeah. That's what we should have when we have Pockety Spin up.
Can I tell an old ABC story about wipes?
Please do.
It's so cool. So one episode back, and I feel like it was
Not pheromone
2007,
wipes.
2008, not ant pheromone wipes, no. We wanted to do a star wipe because it was a cool game, and we had this kind of funny thing. It was like, we just want to do a star wipe. It took about 4 meetings and with various levels of the production team. And at the end of the day, they just said no. We can't do a star wipe because we then have to purchase the rights for the wipe to go into this editing software. Has to go through 7 layers. It just couldn't be done through the production system. And I threw my hands in the air. They did a clock wipe
when was
instead.
this?
Those come in stock.
Clock
Do you remember the
wipe
game?
instead.
I don't remember anything else.
Stephen, those
besides
come in
getting mad.
stock. That was just how they got you not to do the most atrocious transition next to page peel. Star wipe.
Can we get a star wipe on this show at some point tonight? Can we make that happen?
There's a star wipe.
No.
I just don't feel like a star. No.
Sorry, Josh says yes to everything. So for him to say no to a star wipe, that's a big
Surprising amount of ABC trauma.
It's not surprising. It's
there.
a traumatic place to be.
Sure.
We're going to talk today about The Last of Us knockoff, The Last Hope Dead Zone Survival.
Amazing.
Some people may have seen this video game floating around. It was on the Nintendo eShop. It's been removed from the Nintendo eShop after a couple of weeks up there because Sony has put forward a copyright claim. So it's been removed. Trailers have been taken down. The game is now no longer for sale on the eShop.
Because it's too close to Last of Us?
Oh, it's hilarious.
Yeah.
So the cover art, first of all,
seen this.
The title on the cover art. So sorry, I'm gonna steal this away, but you can keep talking.
Yeah, I was just gonna say that I think we're looking at the Digital Foundry footage. We might be looking at a trailer now.
This is the trailer.
But,
This is the trailer, yeah.
Digital Foundry did a video about it and they called it an absolute disaster. In fact, the team said it was the worst game they've ever tested, and this is from Victoria Kennedy, Eurogamer. So this is like classic, just like
shovelware?
You expect it to be like a phone game, the kind of just blatant IP theft.
Yeah, that's very common for mobile games, right?
Absolutely,
You know,
but to land on the Nintendo Switch store and be aping one of the biggest, probably the biggest IP.
Oh my
that
gosh,
Sony
I
owns.
recognize all these like level areas.
So I, funnily enough, stumbled across this trailer on. Occasionally, I'll look through the Switch eStore just to see if there's something to play, and I saw this. Like that's literally Ashley.
Oh, wow.
There's like the model.
The costume and everything,
of
yeah.
her is
Ellie.
Ellie, sorry, played by.
But
She's
her
called
voice-
Ashley.
Her voice
She's called
actor is-
Ashley in this.
I think she's probably called Ashley.
her voice
in this.
actor is Ashley Johnson.
And Ashley
Yeah.
Johnson, yes. And the thumbnail is just, and there's a lot of that like rip-off shovelware, but the thumbnail is called, it's like The Last something, and it has a male character and a young female. It's almost the cover art just done by AI.
So no one can ever make a video game again with a young lady and a man
But look,
with the
is
title
this-
Last in it.
I ask you, is this a video game?
So I bought it.
So I ask you.
Good boat though. That's a
I
nice
bought
looking
it
boat.
thinking I might talk about it as a joke on the show. And there you go. There you go.
The Last
Come on.
Hope.
Yeah. With some extra thing in there.
Dead
something
Zone
sort of-
Survival,
Dead
yeah.
Zone Survival. I bought it because it was $3 or even less, I think, thinking I'll talk about it on the show. I tried playing it, and it is impossible to play. Like, it's just so badly made.
How does it
It's
get
like-
past the certification on Nintendo when it's that
There's a lot of
bad
shit-
and it
I think
looks
it
such
must
a
be
copy.
automated. The
Well,
I was about to
No.
say, it looks like it was made by AI.
Yeah, the trailer with the voice is amazing. Like, there's a narration over the top of that. If we heard it, it's just like
Is it a Troy Baker sound-alike?
it's more that it just grammatically doesn't make sense. It's like Barry woke up from going to the future, and he is our last help. And make sure he only has hope to survive. And you're like, no, these aren't sentences. Like,
I wonder if they took a trailer from The Last of Us and then like just replaced certain words.
It's pretty much like that. And the way the game plays, it's like it is not a game, and it's just made of bits. It's just
$3
like
though.
Sorry?
$3.
It was 80% off all the time.
Already on sale.
Already on the whole
good
time.
Closing down sale.
Yeah, so I couldn't even get through it. But then it started picking up a bit of traction online. I think Press Start did an article on it being like, we have Last of Us at home, was the line everyone was saying, because it's pretty much like the parents
is
being
Last
like,
of Us.
here's the
Is
last
this
vote.
VR? I'm seeing double. It's so close.
And
yeah,
even as a joke, I couldn't play it, but I love that it's picked up a bit of a meme kind of thing.
Well,
but
it's just so interesting because it is, The Last of Us is such a big title, and for it to be on the Nintendo eShop is interesting because this conversation has happened quite frequently since the Switch came out. Is that Nintendo used to be the
seal of approval.
Pinnacle,
Star
right?
kind
It
of
was
thing.
like nothing was on a Nintendo that wasn't very
Yeah,
good.
they were very particular about it.
Yeah.
Except for We Dare. That made it on.
That
We
was
Dare
annoying,
was
yeah.
fantastic.
Yeah.
It still worked. It still was a game
great
that
time.
made, like,
They got Andrew
Sure.
Hansen.
I
as
showed
the
it-
process.
Actually putting a condom on a Wiimote going, I'm not sure if we can put that on television. Oh, we're doing it? Okay, cool.
I'm sorry. I shut it down too quickly. What a fabulous game.
I can't imagine anyone at Nintendo looking at this and going,
But have you gone through the
yes.
e-store? Like, there's a shitload of shit there.
Yeah,
like,
right.
there
At
was a
some point,
lot
they
of-
stopped caring.
Yeah, and it's flooded in the same way that like Steam has all this stuff in there, which is barely a game. And it's some people's maybe first time at making a game, and they get it on the store, and they're like, "Great, I make a couple of bucks." But this feels targeted to trick people. I don't know who, like grandparents, into accidentally buying it for kids.
Well,
it's the last of Hope game, you guys.
Exactly.
I think it's. I mean, it feels like it's got to be an intentional business decision by Nintendo to just go.
Sure.
Let it go. Like, just
Yeah.
let it happen. We
Yeah.
don't care. Which is a weird thing for Nintendo to do because they typically quite like protective of their property.
I mean,
But I
they're,
think-
they're litigious.
They
aren't
are litigious,
Very
yeah.
litigious, but
Yeah.
they also like money, I assume.
They're
Totally.
litigious over their own property. Like, and this is not theirs. So
True.
this is a Sony.
The
property.
interesting question too is like for the people that made this and were not just like, okay, The Last of Us is popular, let's make like a version of it. It's like they're obviously trying to capture people who are familiar with the game.
But not familiar enough to tell the difference between them.
Or maybe like they just they're like,
Oh.
I've played the good version of this and I'm too
This is
curious.
what comes up when you
I just
die.
want to play it on the go.
Yeah, yeah. Like, what is
You did.
what is the
You
audience
did.
they're targeting by ripping
fantastic.
it off so obviously?
well, it's interesting because I think
Confused people with $3.
I think they,
Yeah.
totally. But or they're not even trying to rip people off. I don't think anyone buys this expecting it to be good. You don't buy a $3 game expecting it to be good. It's kind of the same mentality as going into like the all new releases on Steam and going like, all right, what the fuck's here for $1?
Yeah.
I'm just going to buy it and see what
about
happens.
people who have a Switch who might be, I don't know, maybe a little younger, who are like, I love the fact that The Last of Us is a game that's out there that I don't have a PlayStation, I'm too young to play, but I have my Switch and this is $3. Maybe it's as close as I can get to it. And then it's not even close in terms of gameplay. Like but you think for a second, maybe I can have a knockoff Last of Us experience. Maybe that gets enough purchases across the line. They just pointed out in that video as well, there's like, it's not stolen assets, but it's bought assets to make a game. The way
right.
you can in
Yeah.
like Unreal these days. You can pretty much build a game out of just pre-made assets, which is what this is.
So I think from the developer's perspective, it's like they've probably spent a very short, like relatively for a development cycle, short period of time making it. They've spent a few grand buying the assets that get plugged into it, and they're putting it in an engine that already works. They're
I
just
wonder if
layering assets
it's
in
like
and just
someone
pump it out.
Sorry, someone has like a bunch of money, right? And they trying to make money off these shops. So they just go, okay, I've got $100,000. I'm going to try and make a knockoff of everything I can.
Yeah.
And if one of them pops, I'll get my money back and more. So
Yeah.
and so they probably hire teams to do it. So the person making the game has no intention of actually.
and it probably was a $3 game, but
says
they probably went
trainers.
on to the application, went, I can make a $30 game and make it 90% off. I don't know
Yeah.
maths. And be like, I'm going to have it permanently reduced, so people are going to buy it and be like, that's $3. That's fine.
Yeah.
And
Totally.
maybe
Let
they
it go.
sell
Probably not gonna bother
a couple of
refining it.
thousand copies, and
Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
like, man, that's not bad.
Yeah, and you get $3,000, and then Sony's just around the corner, and then it's like, well, it cost me $1,000 worth of assets to and a week of my time to put this thing together.
I'd
and
love to
get it
know
on the
how
store.
much they made
Yeah.
and how much it
So,
cost.
are Sony suing for damages, or are they just like take it
think
down?
it
No,
was
it's
just
just
a
like
takedown.
get rid of that thing.
Yeah, okay.
They just
Yeah,
had a letter
you're
saying,
right then. Then
"Come
they've made their money already.
They do it. They rug pull on the game, and then they're
Yeah.
good. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, full review next week.
So,
Yeah.
do we think
Final
by
thoughts?
that logic, are we going to see some more games that are just like Wish Store versions?
They're already
of-
there.
It's the,
there's
the
so many,
eShop is a
um,
disaster. now.
Really?
Yeah.
I didn't realize Nintendo eShop was that bad. Like I know there's a lot
it's
of stuff on
trash.
Steam.
And
but-
like it was, I remember early on, because the Switch was so late to like, there wasn't a lot of software early on launch. There was like a couple launch titles, and then there was a big wait.
Yeah,
and
they
I
took a long time to get
it was
one
a
up,
heat-
didn't
It was a
they?
long
Yeah.
time, and there was a lot of crap. And I was like, I'll buy it. And
Yeah.
so, yeah, I don't know if that was what got the sort of momentum of people just putting shovelware on it, but it just kind of opened the floodgates for crap.
It's just such a huge catalog of like 16-bit era and onwards games that should just be on all of our handhelds, and we can't.
Yeah.
I feel like it must be a rights thing, right? Like you've got some
Nintendo
game
just
from
know they
the-
repackage, and that's why they have their virtual consoles on the Switch, and that's why they
They're
release.
not all there.
And that's the thing.
They're never
But
all
they're-
there.
they're never
Like,
all
whenever I
there.
get the Mega
And
Drive
when the one
collection,
you-
it's like Golden Axe 3.
Yeah.
And then,
Yeah.
you know, Brunanza Brothers and nothing else.
And then they'll add one and take 3 out. And you're like, you
Yeah.
fucking crafty.
Calypso Moon says buying this game is like donating to Bajo's stream and expecting Tom Walker.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
That makes sense. Tom and I were very similar. We're both white men who have a face that goes like this.
So is that we
You
have Bajo
nailed
at
that.
home?
Sorry, say
We
again.
have Tom Walker at
Oh,
home?
we have Tom Walker at home.
And it's
Yeah,
Yeah,
okay.
Tom's currently in my house.
There you go.
He's cat sitting.
We're actually not sure which version of us is Wish, me or Tom. We're just not sure. Maybe it's both of us. I'm not-
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think you're both
Interchangeable.
wonderful, unique individuals.
Yeah.
Oh, thank you.
We should get Tom on the
Tom
show.
once sent me a picture of a poo.
We really.
Was
A
it
real
his?
one?
A real poo. And he was very proud
His
of it.
own?
I'm not going to say whose poo it was. I feel like
Okay.
that's not my
Post show?
story to
Oh,
tell.
post
Oh,
show.
sure.
But he did send it to me, and I revealed it to me while I was on stream.
Did you score it?
I did score it. Yeah.
Yeah.
It was so long. Let's not talk
That's
about
not-
I have a
poo. Let's have a
long
night
I
not
have
talking
a, I have a
about
relevant
poo.
story to that post show.
Oh, okay.
I don't know if that's appealing. That's not going to get us anyone joining to see that story.
You want to hear about the longest poo he's ever done? Stick around.
This is
That's
the
it.
internet. They're for sure going to be like
I have
tickled by
context
that
around
idea.
how and why and the process.
I'm very
You
conscious.
get all the details.
All the corny details.
I'm conscious about talking about poo because someone came to my stream day before yesterday and said, whenever I'm on your stream, you're always eating, you're not playing the game, and you're talking about poo. And I'm like, I don't bring these things up. I'm hungry.
And you didn't write back to
and
me.
I can't play a game and eat at the same time. That's right. If you could stop saying that, please, in my channel.
It's called content, guys. This is the future.
This is true.
Well, we're not going to review The
It's a
Last of
living.
Us, The Last Hope. Sorry,
I might.
Dead Zone Survival. But we did play some games this week. Here's what we've been playing.
Backup singers.
What we've been
Let's
playing
go.
is brought to us by Nicrotex. Thanks for the reminder. Thank you to Nicrotex for sponsoring what we've been playing. We shuffled him around a little bit. He's not usually here, but he is here this time.
What's he doing here?
As usual, when he does pop his head up, we like to read a tweet or an X from Nicrotex, I should say. Is that what we call it now? You do an X?
No, you call it a tweet.
Zeeting.
Post.
I call it a tweet.
Oh.
I was trying to figure out what you call a blue sky post, and apparently it's a skeet.
Skeet.
What's a
Doesn't
blue sky?
Skeet mean poo in German?
That's-
Speaking of poo?
Scat?
That's
Oh,
think
that's
that's
something.
scat.
That's scout. Sorry.
Scatman.
Carry on. I'm sorry for bringing up poo for a second
No,
time.
you're not. No,
Couldn't
you're
help
not.
yourself though, could
Couldn't help
you?
myself.
Couldn't help yourself.
Yeah.
Well, we're going to read a scat from Nicrotex, as we do every week.
Scat,
For sponsoring the show. And on July 13th, Nick Belling at Nicrotex tweeted, exited, scattered, Jesus Christ, nothing has made me feel older than scrolling through my TikTok front page and seeing someone refer to a dial-up modem sound as the brain processing sound effect.
Oh, yeah.
rough.
Because on TikTok, that's what
That's
they're
what
like.
they would hear it
They're
as
like,
for the
that's just like
first
an audio
time.
effect
Yeah.
that people
So there'd be
make
young-
when they're confused.
They don't
There'd be
know
young
kids
people who
these
think
days.
that's the only context they've heard that sound is when someone is confused. So they think someone has come up with that as a sound effect to typify a brain chugging along.
But I feel like that's also like, I feel like that's my experience of TikTok anyway, because it's like a meme is it's like a sound that has been taken from something and then repurposed to a meme and then spread and gone viral and then reapplied to a different scenario. And then you have to reverse engineer where it came from.
It's like
I
a
went on
next
that
level
whole journey
know
with
your meme
the,
kind of thing. Now it's like a...
It frightens me.
That's canon. That whole
Oh, the
thing.
canon thing. We
the
talked about
canon
that,
thing.
yeah.
Oh my gosh.
The Spider-Verse.
That took me ages. Yeah.
That do anything
Don't
for
know
you?
what you're talking about.
Yeah. And you never will. It's
That's
better
pretty
that
good,
way.
actually. I think that was close. So thank you to Nicrotex for sponsoring what we've been playing. Peter, what you been playing?
Oh, I've been playing. Telltale's back, baby.
Oh, yeah.
Not really, but kind of. Telltale have a new game called The Expanse Telltale series. Episode 1 is out. It's a 5-part.
Sorry.
Please go. It's a 5-part.
She hates the Telltale.
Part 1's out. Obviously, the original Telltale were the biggest thing in the world for the better part of 4 or 5 years. And then...
For narrative choice consequence stuff,
Yeah.
they were doing it. was
They were
great.
doing all of it, and they had they started with The Walking Dead, and they did
ended with The Walking
the Wolf
Dead.
Among Us. They did end with The Walking Dead.
Yeah.
They ended with the final season of The Walking Dead, which was only 4 episodes long,
Clementine.
and was not very well received. And the thing that happened with them was they struck a lot of success early. Then everyone wanted to plug their IP into it. There was a Batman one, which was pretty good. Game of Thrones one was not good.
Batman one was questionable. Borderlands was really good, but unexpectedly
Tales from the
good.
Borderlands was a big
good.
success, and the
There was a
Guardians of the
Wolf
Galaxy
one that
thing
was
fell.
great.
Wolf Among Us.
The Wolf Among Us,
which
That
was the
was-
Fable
the writing
characters.
was
Wolf
great.
Among Us was fucking wonderful.
I
And then
enjoyed that a lot.
Then you had
was
the
so
New
good.
Tales of the Borderland, which was
Yes, more
that was
recent.
Telltale as well, right?
New Tales of the Borderland wasn't. It was.
Oh, that wasn't Telltale.
It was
For some reason I
Gearbox.
thought it was.
They did some
Oh,
Game
yeah.
of Thrones stuff as well.
Yeah. So that was like
That was
between like 2013 and 2018, and they just did a million games.
Game of Thrones
Yeah.
was the one that was like, oh, this is a perfect fit, and it wasn't very good. It was like everyone could die, remember, and betray each other. It was like,
Yeah.
this is a hot mess of the game.
I remember the engine was getting so creaky too.
Oh.
Like the engine didn't change, and every time it cut scene,
Do you know
like,
what it
it
was?
cut from an
Just
angle.
quickly,
It
it was
freeze.
Walking Dead. Quick, run! We've got to get away from the zombie.
processing.
And then, oh no! And then hit something. And you're like, here comes a fence.
Yeah.
Well,
that-
they took so long to update that engine.
It was a company called, or a dev team called LCG Entertainment that just renamed themselves Telltale when they acquired a lot of the rights to the Telltale engine and bits and pieces. And so they've now made the first Telltale game in 5 years. And it is attached to The Expanse, which is a pretty beloved science fiction series. I know you've read the books.
The Expanse is my favorite book series of all time.
I-
The writing is so beautiful and so
heard that from a lot
complex
of
and so thoughtful. I love them so much. And I did try to watch the TV show, but it was one of these weird things where normally I can watch the TV show and bloody enjoy it because like, oh, he's from the book. I turned to Jenny. Hey, my wife. Okay, this is going to happen. This is going to be good. Anyway, but I can't get into the TV series. My picture of them is so different to how they look.
Yeah, I find the exact same thing. The
Oh, really?
books, I think, it's
Aren't they
probably the
great?
best science fiction novels series that I've read. It's like
You read a sentence and you just like sometimes you'll put the book down and go, "That was a
People
good
talk about it being
sentence."
like,
Oh, I
it's-
love
yeah.
that. I
Well,
love
people talk
that.
about it being
Yeah, yeah.
it's dense and well researched and like practical but still sci-fi and enjoyable. It's like there's
Cool
a sensibility
characters and
to it.
moments
there's
and
still like it's
action and
still
everything.
absolutely action fantasy, but it bases all of its in theoretical physics, but it bases all of its structure and all of its world building in theoretical physics that makes sense in its own world. So you just buy into it.
A lot
so
of
heavily.
goo from memory. A lot of goo.
Lot of goo.
Yeah.
Goo?
I remember
Goo?
goo. I can't remember
Goos.
all the plot lines, but there's a lot of goo.
Goo is part of life.
Yeah.
Yeah. So anyway, to get to the point, this is attached to a character, Kamina Drummer, who appears in the books in a pretty serious way after the first few books, not in the first couple of books, but is introduced reasonably early in the series. There's quite a few books and becomes quite an integral character. Is voiced by the same actress that plays the character in the TV show. So it is, and I've seen a lot of press coverage of this game going like, oh, we got another season of The Expanse, because a lot of the people that worked on the TV show and voice actor-wise or actor-wise are working in this project, which is very exciting for them. Doesn't do anything for me because I'm not familiar with the TV show.
What
but
did you think then? Not being, don't mind me interjecting. What did you think? Not having watched the TV show. How did you find the voice acting in this? I'm so curious.
I found the voice acting really solid. I found I think the writing is really good and the playfulness between the characters is really good. So yeah, I was pretty invested early on. I do think that there's like maybe some diction and stuff that was like unclear, like just pronunciation and stuff. But it's like these characters are meant to be. I imagine the TV show as being a bit dirtier and grittier than this engine.
There is no lint on a single outfit. That's the
Yeah.
first thing I noticed when I
yeah.
played this. Look at how clean these outfits are.
Yeah.
There's like, I've got so much cat hair. There's just, they look, I really liked it because I played it as well. And
I'm in.
yeah.
You know, it's very short. It's a 90
so
minute
short. And
if that, chapter one, and it doesn't really. I've seen some criticism of it feeling like a prologue, and I feel that's pretty accurate. It doesn't really feel like it, and it's hard to say as like the first 20% of a 5-story arc or a
I think they need
5-chapter
a bit
arc.
more.
Are you buying?
I think so as
Just
well.
a bit
Are you
more to get
buying
people in.
the whole thing?
Yes,
and
you-
it's been right.
And it's
so
not a full price game. It's like $50 or something for the 5 chapters.
And
Okay, right.
no
They're just-
knowledge of the Expanse. You go into it, you still have a amazing
Yeah,
experience.
it is like without any knowledge of what the Expanse is and does. This is space.
It's the Expanse.
Same stuff.
Sure.
I don't actually think this, unless you've read the books or watched the show, I don't think there's enough in this prologue to be worth your time yet. Like it was, I really
Yeah,
enjoyed
fair
it.
enough.
Interesting.
And it was beautiful, and I liked you were doing a lot in it.
But you had touchstones from the game. Oh, sorry, from the
just like hints of
Yeah.
the books and stuff, but you don't actually do that much
No.
in it. But I like if it continues like this and things happen that are cool, then I'm on board. But
Totally.
I feel like it's way too short for a prologue.
So the
to
I feel
put
the
people
same.
into
I
the
feel the
game.
same.
onboarding here is
Yeah,
quite
yeah.
literally coming on board and walking around.
It's
and going
not.
like,
It's not that. It's establishing that this is a crew, a scavenger crew. They're on this ship, and they're establishing a lot of the things that make the Expanse interesting, which is like it's effectively a military setup, though they're a scavenging team, and like interpersonal relationships and conflict and racial tension, because in this universe there is like humanity doesn't stereotype typically based on the races on Earth. There's Earthers, there's Martians, and then there's the humans that are born and live on the belt,
belt,
But
which is an
everyone-
asteroid belt.
But
further
everyone's
than-
a humanoid.
Everyone
Like,
is
there's no
human.
Yeah,
alien.
the
Everyone is
Martians are a
human.
bit taller, I think, and because their gravity's different.
They're,
But they're all-
they're
it's
shorter,
all
but
skinny,
they're
are they
shorter
called
and
skinnies?
stockier, and the belters
they're
are
shorter and stockier.
the belters are taller and their bones.
But it's all
bit
humans that have
extended
evolved in
and they're-
space. There's no
yeah,
other
correct.
aliens.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, yeah.
But I feel like you, unless you've read the books, you can't gather any of that from this. Like they mention OPA and they mention things, but even me who's read all the books, I'm like, wait, how many factions are there?
But that's so dense to drop on people so early.
Yeah.
And
But
there's
you could-
logs, there's logs and stuff to read, and I found that those were not
Reading?
cumbersome.
in a game?
I know.
I don't
Well,
have
look,
time to read.
I typically ignore all reading stuff in games like this because it's so dense.
Yeah.
And I didn't think they were in this. I was like, they're a paragraph.
There was one, I think, message that was written on a tablet, and it said, "I'm so sorry." Like they've been killed,
Yeah,
like
yeah,
the
yeah.
old pirate, the old letter
Fell
where
off
it
the
ends in
cliff.
blood.
Yeah.
It's like you're on a tablet typing away, la la la. Anyway, I tried my best. I'm so. It just gets knocked off. What's happening there?
Yeah. And like I'm playing it and I'm seeing this kind of stuff that is like, this isn't a polished 3D action game.
Yeah.
But in you give so much allowance to it being a narrative.
The interaction in Telltale games was never that polished in the sense it was just moving around a space before
Yeah.
you hit crucial cutscenes or points of interest that kicked off the story.
Exactly.
It looks
This
a
is
lot
more.
better.
This is more polished. I feel. I found it
Totally,
was really
totally.
polished.
Yeah.
Even though, what did you think? Because like right at the end,
Yep.
I suddenly got goosebumps.
Me
So
too.
the whole way through, I'm like, let's see. This is taking a long time. I don't
Yeah,
know about this, but in the
abso-fucking-lutely.
last 2 or 3 minutes, I'm
There's
like,
there's and Telltale do this really well. They have obviously there's choice, consequence, and consequence that might not play out for 3 chapters.
Yeah.
But there's a conflict at the end. The one that is particularly heavy and effective is the one at the end of this chapter where it sets 2 characters up against each other, and you have a decision to make about how the characters engage with each other down the line. And I felt it.
yeah. I felt
It was
that too.
just like
Yeah.
a wave, because everything else was like, this is interesting and I love the Expanse. And then that was there and I was like, oh, that's a big fucking choice.
I wonder how many of the original Telltale devs are still there, or if it's just like all
Completely
new
new.
people.
Because
like-
they cut their teeth
wonder.
on with Walking Dead having that same kind of feeling of episodic content leads perfectly to the idea of going, oh, this is an okay story, and then suddenly in the last 10 minutes it's bang, 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 and it ends. And you're like,
Yeah.
oh my god,
Yeah.
I'm so ready for the next one.
Like
and I'm
Buffy
like,
and
that's
Buffy cliffhangers at the end of them all.
it's exactly it. It's what you can't do in
I
a
love that's
regular
your
game.
barometer for a good
Buffy
cliffhanger. It's still
cliffhangers.
Buffy. I love that.
It's your sister. Cut to black.
Next
season, we've
that
won a
was
whole
crazy.
season.
That whole fucking season was amazing.
That was actually the start of the season.
Oh, was it really?
Yeah.
I don't remember anything properly anymore.
Um,
It's still a great cliffhanger.
but it was
for
at the
this
end of the
Yeah,
episode
yeah.
of the first
Right.
season.
Yeah, yeah.
Bold. My experience with Telltale games was always that like you're often presented with 2 impossible choices and you're trying to choose the less bad one, and then it's like
And often
sucked
it
in.
was-
That was actually the worst one.
And it got a little play by numbers in the first one where it was all those other games where it was like, do the bad thing and you'll actually do the better thing. Do the obvious choice of help everyone. It's like, and they both die. And you're like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I always like it.
Is that sort of
That
the
wasn't
case
in
in
that.
this?
That
No,
certainly
not
wasn't
really.
the case in this
Okay.
first chapter.
Definitely.
But I think the Expanse is again, I'm letting the rose tint of my love for the Expanse color this probably in a better light than most.
Sure.
People coming in cold would take it, but it's so logical, the Expanse, that like a choice that you make that might be that might affect someone's life going ahead is not always so personal and always so dramatic and always so it's just a decision and a moment between two characters, and there's going to be more moments between these characters.
It's
so
suddenly so clear to me why you like this.
So no, there's not any pulling the rug out. There's not any
Husband
like.
and wife
Whereas
stuff.
The Walking
Yeah.
Dead is
Yeah.
meant to be. There's no hope. There is no hope
Yeah.
except the tiny little strand of it that you cling onto. So you'll make a decision and something bad will happen. Whereas in this, it's like you make a decision as effectively a captain of a ship. That you're making a decision based on what you think is best for your ship or your crew, and so those decisions feel very logical, and you get the result that you expect going into the choice coming out of it. So far, chapter 1, pretty tame, I would say.
Yeah, I think it's a little impenetrable, this, for people who have never either watched the show or read the books. But
Yeah.
if you've done one or the other, I think you'll probably play it and go, ooh.
Maybe, and then maybe as you said, it does need a couple more episodes
Yeah.
to drop before anyone
Hopefully.
who's clean, who hasn't no knowledge of it, can come into it and go, oh, there's a bit more meat on the bone later on. But
Polish, though. The polish is impressive.
It does look very.
Nice.
compared
Does
to
anyone
those
know
other
who
ones.
Miranda is?
I've never heard of Miranda.
Should we?
I don't know. There's just spam.
Justice for
There's
Miranda.
Miranda's
spam
a
of
suburb
Justice
in
for
Adelaide?
Is it a
Miranda.
character in the game?
I see movies in Miranda in Adelaide, a suburb
There's a
in Adelaide.
Miranda. There's a
This
Miranda
is a
in
weird Bajo
New
chat
South Wales
thing.
as
Is it a
well.
budget? Is
Is
one of
is
your things
Miranda
you
a
brought?
worm that you shout out?
Is Miranda a worm?
Why would that
Why
be?
would worms be an issue? With me? I don't have worms.
God.
PSP, Miranda. If someone asked about your PSP before, what the hell is
No, I
happening?
don't have the PSP's been. They've stopped making
He's
PSPs.
gonna deny it.
You're fucking lying.
Oh no!
What is this? What is that?
We'll have to come back around to Miranda.
come back to
But
that.
that's
Save
the
for the post
Expanse.
showing, yes.
Two
He's
Expanse.
denying.
Two Expanse fans enjoy chapter 1. Excited about the coming chapters.
Expanse.
Yeah, for sure.
Can't say that it's going to be as brilliant as Telltale have achieved in the past,
Yeah.
but a
It's nice
reasonably
talking
good
about
setup.
games
Nice.
with you again, and all of you. Like, I've really missed that from the old Good Game office. We used to be on the television, and just getting to have
wasn't.
this chat. I remember we'd always come in the office and have
it's
this kind of
lunch,
chat.
man.
So if
Yes.
I've talked so much over your game for the week, quite Gus.
He's
and
nervous about. It's the Miranda thing. He's fucking going off. He's trying to get off the Miranda thing.
And it's just really nice.
So
I remember
is.
I'd use that conversation to like go back and I can put that thought in the review now, and a bit of this I could change my mind on some things and add new things. It was always really
why-
fun.
Yeah. My thing though, and I've often said this to people is that
No, go.
Quiet, Gus.
The camera cut to me and then cut off, and I went nope, and it disappeared.
Hi, guys.
Talk away. Hi guys. Bye guys.
that was a joke. That was a joke we always had because Gus always
Every episode was Spawn Point
he
for
would
that
come
last
in-
year. Hi guys.
I'd be ushered in by a producer to do something quickly, and they're like, "Just walk in," and they'd be like, "Go and push the whiteboard in." And I'd go,
It takes so many
if you had
takes
to
as well.
say,
It's so
if you had
hard
to
to get.
say a bit more in the show, there wasn't a chair for you, so you had to kind of
Squat?
You would
You
squat.
squatted
And
on-
Darren was already in the best spot to squat between the chairs. So.
Yeah.
and just squat and go, "Hi guys,"
Hey, guys,
and you
I'll
go,
just look back here.
"Do the thing," and I'm like, "Okay, bye guys," and walk out.
Yeah. My feeling is that we would talk about the games that we'd played so much that we would start to color each other's opinions
Yeah,
a little bit. And
yeah.
I feel like it, because the joy of having two people, talk about a game is that you have different experiences. And we totally brought that, I think, in terms of the opinions that we shared. But when it came to scores, because people, and this is why I always hated scoring games, people are they put so much weight on numbers.
Yeah.
I feel like there were times when I would talk about an aspect of the game that you hadn't necessarily considered, or you would highlight something that I hadn't really focused on. And I was like, oh, that is a good point. And then I feel like we would kind of
The
we'd
scores
start
would
to
come
second guess
together.
ourselves.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was
Yeah.
hard. That was hard. That was a hard aspect of it. It would almost have been better if we'd just gone in cold and not seen each other before the review and then gone blah.
Funny that would have worked for production, but it wouldn't have, would it? I always, having said that though, I felt like most of the time, especially in those final years, I felt like I would play a game for half an hour and go, this is a 6. Like you could get I feel like I could always get a sense of it, and it was so rarely wrong.
You can
So
always
rarely
find
the
an
experience
IGN
would
7
change
when you need it.
that much, to change a lot. But I absolutely agree that we would especially in our tone and of the feeling of the game. You know, like we might start complaining about it, and then we might excite each other about it.
Yeah.
There was a joy in that, though, and exciting each other.
For
If
sure.
you guys you can leave if you want.
So,
Why don't you excite us about the game you were playing this week, which was called something, but it's not written in the document.
I think it's called Miranda.
Vaudeville.
Miranda?
Vaudeville's about
Oh
a
my
murder,
gosh.
nothing to do with Miranda.
Wait.
Vaudeville.
Vaudeville's about Miranda.
Vaudeville is a video game where it's basically there's a series of murders, and you're in a town and you're a detective, I'm pretty sure. And it's the hook of this game is, honestly, this is one of the most interesting experiences I've ever had in a game.
Okay.
It's fucking terrible in some ways, but it's also incredible in others. You are trying to solve a series of murders in this town, but all the dialogue and I think all of the characters are AI generated. So that sounds like an awful thing to be involved in, but you sit there and you use your microphone and you've got an AI character in front of you and you say, so did you know the victim? And with barely any processing, they go, yes, I knew the victim. And they've all got their own set parameters. So it's essentially, it's a bit Phoenix Wright in that you have to get the information out of different people and then say it to others.
Sure.
But it's just never before have I talked to a video game and have it talk back. And you go off the rails. So your instinct is to start dating Sim, right? That's your first instinct.
You've described it so beautifully. The clip that I saw was you going,
Busy
I
this
had
weekend?
explosive diarrhea. How do you think that relates to the murders? and the AI character was like, wow, I'm so sorry to hear that you've had a bowel mishap. That happens to all of us. But let's get back to the topic of the murders.
One of my,
I'm
honestly,
uninstalling myself now.
You definitely go on the
AI,
rails.
like-
Off the rails. It's actually incredible in many ways, though, because they all have their own set parameters, right?
Sure.
But you've got to pull it out of these characters, and you stop, and you actually have to think like a detective. And think, what would a detective ask? Do you know the suspect? Where were you? And you've got a notepad and you start writing down where everyone was at the time of the murders.
Because
Who's
the AI
shifty?
is coded to like give you certain information if you ask the right
you've
questions.
got to hit the right keywords, I assume.
So
and also they have personalities. Like one dude hated me, and I tried flirting with him, and he absolutely wouldn't flirt back, and he was very short, and then there was. But it just inspires so much comedy for yourself while you're playing it as well. I heard someone said that a streamer was trying to convince the AI to buy them an iPhone, and it was just going back and forth for ages. I had a whole thing where one person said, "I think you'll find." When it comes to me, there's more than meets the eye. And I went, Transformers, more than meets. And I sang it to them. And then they said, oh, I love Transformers. You won't guess which is my favorite one. And I was like, Grimlock. And he goes, no. Starscream, no. And eventually it said, this one is pretty sneaky like me, but also cute. Bumblebee, yes, Bumblebee's my favorite. And we went on and on and on like that. Incredible. And then there's one other thing that really stood out for me, which was like, you can get them to call you nicknames and stuff. So I did the whole, call me Shirley, please. And then after a while, they say, well, anyway, Shirley. And I go, thanks for the information. And don't call me Shirley. I'm sorry, I won't call you that anymore.
I love that you're throwing it sarcastic humor and it doesn't get it, and you're still happy. So is the game of the town, the characters, the models, all this stuff we're saying, like, it's set in a space and a time, like it's a period piece, or it's like but all the information, the ChatGPT is current day, so it's kind of at odds with.
Yeah, so obviously there's some, every now and then it messes up, but it's surprisingly accurate. It's surprising how many times it makes sense. Yeah, and the biggest issue with it that I had was you can actually look around the rooms, and I played this for a couple of hours, and at the end I said, I can't do it. It's too hard. Like, there's no way to get hints. It's still, I assume, quite early in development or early access, or this is all it is.
And then I realized about fucking Transformers.
I can waste a good hour talking about Transformers and diarrhea, but right at the end, I realized, I turned around and there's like another 5 characters or so. In each room, there's another character you can talk to. I just didn't look to the left to see them. They didn't say anything. So it has a lot of it needs to help you more if it's going to be a game that people can truly enjoy. But for the experience of talking to a game and have it talk back to you and kind of make enough sense for you to feel like you're interviewing real people, that was really cool.
That is really interesting, because I played a game a little while ago that was it was also a detective game actually, and it was like procedurally generated in its map, but also
The Minecraft-y kind of looking one.
yeah, but it was also
voxel-
procedurally generated in the cases that you had to solve. And so like you kind of had to go through, but I think the issue with it was because it wasn't designed by a person that is like, when you're designing a level, you're like, I'm going to throw a few red herrings here or things that maybe aren't relevant, but like there was so much stuff that wasn't relevant. And I was like reading into every detail because I'm so used to somebody has programmed this deliberately. You know what I mean?
Transformers. Let's see where this goes.
Yeah. And it was like, actually, I should have just gone straight to the quest objective and not bothered with any of that other stuff because it was like most of it was irrelevant because it was all generated by a machine.
Like randomized with some set parameters probably.
Totally.
Randomization in games is always hit and miss, isn't it? It's like all the dungeons are randomized. They all kind of look the same somehow.
Yeah. So it kind of has that feeling of not having any soul.
What's it called? It was like Bound
Procedurally
something or other,
generated?
that game. Oh, I can't remember.
Oh, sorry, the game.
No, the game you
yeah.
played. 'cause I was
Shadows
going
of
to check that
Doubt?
out.
Shadows of Doubt.
That was
Yeah,
something,
that's
right?
it. Yeah.
I was like just looking at it, and I haven't played it. It feels like my first thought was this would be such a powerful thing to plug into L.A. Noire. Because the promise of L.A. Noire, and I really liked L.A. Noire, and I think it was pretty effective, but there was still just something about those interviews, which were the core part of the game, was like, you're telling a lie, you're telling the truth. And just these facial expressions being so obvious.
Yeah.
But they messed, because of the development issues they had, they changed the whole thing, didn't they? Where it was meant to be like lie or truth, but they changed it to like press or doubt. There's some weird
all that.
and they kind of ruined the whole cleanliness of what they could mean as an interaction.
I think what's interesting is as well, you're meant to be having these organic conversations and hi, Rove. You're meant to be dancing around the idea of like someone is trying to either avoid talking about it or you need to dig under layers of information. The problem with video games and set dialogue is that you'll often hit that point in video games where either they'll start repeating themselves or they'll have a few set things.
Yeah.
And it breaks it, right? When they say the same thing again.
Totally.
Like,
And we know as gamers, we're like,
we
okay,
go.
I've hit a wall here. I need to walk back. But having procedural dialogue that could continue a conversation about some rambling bullshit conversation, it's like, oh shit, I have to get back
Really
on
cool.
track. Because otherwise this can just lead me down a path, that's the cool element of it, I think.
I
That's
like it when those
imagine
games-
plugging this engine into those interrogation scenes
be
in
cool?
L.A. Noire that's got a really beautifully crafted city and story around it, and then you get into the interrogation and it's this interesting.
But it
hope
adds all,
something comes of
the
this.
fat
Yeah.
around the importance. So it's like the thing you're trying to get to the bottom
Totally,
of it
yeah.
adds all of that. So suddenly you realize there's a whole thicket of misinformation you need to
But
find
it could
a way
run into the
through.
same things here that Shadows of Doubt did, and this does a bit as well. Of like,
Yeah.
there's just
It-
too much noise to actually become a detective. So it just
I'm just
forces you.
excited.
Yeah.
You hit on such a great point though, because it's on you to get the conversation
Yep.
back on track. Because they
Yeah.
purposely will start asking you questions, and you actually said at one point, "I'll ask the questions here." They're like
Detective
they're trying to
Shirley
be
on the
humans,
case.
and they swear you're like, no. What do I do about my diarrhea? I mean, who killed this person? Like you've got to bring it back on track.
I
And that's cool.
I guess there is a way that you could code, because I think the thing in LA Noire was that like the annoying thing about it was that if it felt like they just went from 0 to 100, where if you would ask a certain question and they'd be like, final, right, bro? And you're like, whoa, Jesus. Like I
thought we were friends, man.
I just asked you if you were there on Saturday, and they're
Yeah.
like, fuck you, and you'd be like, and then the interview would be over.
Yeah.
He'd always, that guy from Mad Men, I mean, there were a bunch of them, but he would always like slam the table and like yell at him. And the
Yeah.
next question, he's like, "So how are you?"
The prompt would be, press a little further.
Yeah,
and he'd be like,
yeah.
you were there at the scene of the murder. And you're like, no!
Damn it, Phelps, you've gone too far.
But
Yeah,
like,
cool.
there's a world in which you can kind of program a kind of a point where they either just like don't want to talk to you
break up
anymore,
or
or
they-
like
yeah,
so that you're
don't-
not kind of in an endless loop.
There's some,
But
like,
they have-
maybe some Bioware or Bethesda games that do it where, like, if you go back to the same question, they're like, "I've already answered that. No." Like,
Yeah.
you feel like, "Oh, okay."
There's
There's ways
better
to get
than
around it,
repeating
but as I said, plugging AI into it, I think, is an interesting way to then just create a lot more noise that you then have to get back on track, which is such a more organic way to go. And
It
again,
felt
it's,
more real. This felt the most real interrogation
There is
kind of
a-
in a video game I've ever experienced.
all
I
the-
can't recommend this game except
Yeah.
for that experience of the AI.
for all the
interaction.
things people say about AI being, negative things, there are little moments you catch yourself out when you're either talking to it or writing to it that just for a second feels real, and putting it in a game I think is really clever.
How often are you talking to Chat GPT by yourself?
I was going to come up with a name for it, but I haven't come up with it. Miranda. Her name is Miranda. Cool. So that's called Vaudeville.
Vaudeville.
Interesting. Very cool. I checked out a game myself that just came out this week. that has found its way onto Game Pass, which is where I picked it up, but it's also available on PC, Switch, and PlayStation. A beautiful little experience of a game called Venba. Which is a narrative puzzle cooking game that is.
Jenny played this today on the plane over.
Oh, really? Yeah. It's really short. It's only about, I'd say, hour and a half to 2 hours long, but it's a really wonderful little game that's I saw a trailer for it, and the thing about the trailer that got me first of all was the music. It has amazing like sort of pop music set around sort of Indian pop music that is played on the radio in the kitchen, because this whole game takes place around the main character of Venba, who is this the mother or the young woman at the start of it, and it's her whole life. And it's her experience as a mother, as a wife, as a daughter, having emigrated to Canada. So the whole thing is about a family that is now in another country, another culture, and it's sort of a condensed version of her life story that all revolves around, uses the cooking as kind of like the touchstone points for memories and experiences and things that happen. It's really beautiful to look at. It sounds stunning, and the way it handles the narrative in a very condensed sense is fantastic. I really, really enjoyed this and found it very emotive, very powerful, but also charming and bittersweet, and it fits a lot into basically an hour and a half.
Seems like it's a very personal story.
Very personal. Really personal, but also like done with a sort of a
truth to it?
There's a truth to it, but it's also it's not heavy-handed in the way it's trying to. Like, there are some somber parts to it. It's as I said, it's melancholy, bittersweet. It's all about, sort of the displacement of this person's life and the family she's trying to raise there. But it's not. I don't know. It's not going for the heart. It's not trying to break your heart over it. It's very subtle, and I think that's what's really, really special about this game. The core gameplay element of it is the cooking itself, which are mini puzzles, and there's really only like 4 to 5 of them. It's very, very short, but they're done really, really sort of with a lot of intricacies, and it is all about traditional recipes, traditional Southern Indian cuisine. And the way it sets itself up as a puzzle is that there's a cookbook that she takes with her that's her mother's that's been damaged, and so parts of the recipe are missing, which your gamer brain goes, oh, cool, I'll look at this diagram and go, oh, I can fill in the blanks and I can work this out.
Just add cheese.
Just add cheese. But what's really good is that
it's the food of my people.
Cheese naan. There is a process. You have to put these recipes together in the right order. It's not just like how I cook, which is get all the right ingredients and just put them all in together. Kind of probably like what you're talking about. But there's a process that you need to follow, and the game will literally at the start not give you that damaged cookbook won't even be like subtle enough that you can work out how to do it. Like
you can't like brute force it.
You can't brute force it, or you have to. You have to trial and error, essentially.
Oh, sure, right, yeah, okay.
And so you will fail at the beginning,
just like cooking,
and
just like life.
There you go.
Life is cheese, really.
But I thought that could be frustrating. The first recipe I hit, I was like, oh, come on, like I should be able to use my gaming knowledge and read the cookbook and work out. But it's meant to do that because obviously she is relearning these recipes and she is making a connection and she's talking to you through the process about why it's special. And yeah, I found it utterly charming. The art style and the sort of the I guess the term is like that kind of UI crunchiness for how everything like sounds that's picked up and moved around and
did it make you hungry? Because when
really,
Jenny finished it, she said, "This made me hungry."
And hungry for different types of Indian food that obviously have a Western understanding of what Indian food is.
Is there a sick butter chicken?
Why isn't they just making it? But no, I looked up. There's a few things I'm going to try and cook myself, which when I finish this, and I won't go too far into the story because it is very easy to spoil. Those moments and those, very special little moments in a very short game. But I will just say it's fantastic. It's done a perfect mix of really powerful emotional stuff and really light, charming elements.
Rotate so the holes. You fucking idiot.
Yeah, they're gonna get it wrong the first time.
One thing, could I add one thing really quick if you don't mind?
Yeah, please.
Because Jenny my wife has a unique attachment to this in a way because she related to it because she was kind of. She said to me that she related to the youngest child in a place that didn't want to conform to the the food or the
They use the food
sure,
without,
yeah.
without
and she
it,
really related to that thing of being
Without it being a spoiler,
I don't want
there's-
to be like this, or I don't want to eat this kind of food.
The
I wanna
child in the
eat
family
the food of the-
very early on, and
Yeah.
it's
Not
something
explaining
that
it well,
gets
I'm sorry.
expanded on. So this I wouldn't say this is a spoiler.
Yeah, I
but
don't want to spoil it.
There's
so
an
I'll let
element
you-
of the child in the family being embarrassed about the food that they take to school.
Of their culture.
Of
yeah,
their
yeah,
culture,
yeah,
and
yeah.
like I can just
Because
understand
people
that
are like, oh, it smells that people aren't
smelly,
used
they
to,
talk
and they would
about
call
like
out
it
in
being
kids.
a very
yeah,
different
yeah,
smell.
for
and,
sure. Yeah.
in that sense, I could see that being a very relatable anecdote for people who are coming from a different culture. And as someone who's never dealt with that, I can still look at that and be like, that's an experience I could very easily understand and see what people have to go through. But from this perspective, it's really, I think, done really well and done. I don't know. It becomes a bigger thing later on in the game, but I'm not going to spoil it. But it's like it's not
It's not a spoiler, but
it's not labored. It's not labored. It doesn't try and make you like
Classic
just.
us.
It doesn't slam the sentiment in to the point that you're like, I get it.
Yeah.
You're different. The world, and it's hard to be different. It's like it's just done in such a more subtle way that feels so real. And
did you say you're going to try and cook some of them? We were going to look at some recipes.
the thing I really want, the one that got me was
Yeah.
putu rice, which is a combination of rice flour and coconut husk that's cooked in this kind of like long cylindrical. I'm not going to cook this, but I'd never seen it before. No, I don't have the tools. It's like it has this unique. I need my tools. Cooking tool, and I was like watching it come together, and then I was like, I have to look this up, and I looked up the actual process of it, and it's this stunning kind of like coconut rice log that gets served with a curry, and it just looks so interesting. And the way the utensils and the things they were using for it.
How do you spell it? I want to look it up.
PUTTU. You make putu flour, and it's basically grinding up rice. There was a bunch. Biryani is a meal that looked amazing. There were so many things in this that I was like, I'm dying. I got so hungry looking at just like how it all bubbled away in the oil, and you get better and better at the cooking. And then, again, I won't spoil it, but the way the narrative evolves, jumps through time, it's not always a happy story. I think that's really important in this. It's like it's just like it has some interesting emotional moments.
Diarrhea.
The diary. Jesus. So again, 2 hours max. It's on Game Pass. If you have that, I highly encourage anyone to check this out. Everyone to check this out because it was a nice little experience. And yeah.
It's funny, like looking at it, it's like this looks like WarioWare, but games like this can be so deep when you can connect with them.
And a big part of it is every time she jumps in the kitchen, you see like tunes the radio and comes on with another like Indian sort of
Bollywood type song.
Bollywood type
Yeah.
pop song that's like really catchy and has this like really unique sounding lyrics in it and stuff. And so it's done really, really well. It's a Canadian studio. It is about them living in Canada. So and I'm not going to spoil it. The end.
Awesome.
The end feels like the developers really injected some of their own stories into it.
What happens right at the end?
Yeah, what's it?
You burn it all, Peter. You burn it all. So it's wonderful. Venba, check it out. It's a great little game and worth playing. So that's what I checked out. Steph, you've been dabbling back in Diabloing?
Yeah, so I've not really had an experience with an ARPG that has seasons before, and so this is kind of a interesting kind of concept as more games are kind of moving towards like live service models and stuff like that. So finished the campaign of Diablo 4, really enjoyed it, had a great time.
My God, the last cutscene.
Oh my God.
Oh my God, I just finished it as well.
I was also
Somehow
like I was
got
some
of the side quests. Sorry, please continue.
I did a lot of side quests too. I love
Me too.
because also I want to be able to make sure that I'm getting through the area as efficiently as possible. So if I pick up side quests and I know that I'm going to that area anyway,
Might
and
as
I
well
can
do
get them
it.
all done in one
And
shot,
suddenly
then
it's
it's like
4 a.m. You smell
It's like-
bad.
it's very
This is a side
satisfying.
quest of a conversation.
Well, this is
Yeah.
like the side quest of going back to 2016 to Studio 21 and like,
Guys, come on, we're rolling now.
yeah.
I don't remember those days.
That last cutscene, I was in BC with everyone, and we were all watching it together, just in silence, and occasionally, amazing. Really enjoyed it. The way the seasons work in Diablo 4 is that you create a new character. You can't access the season with a pre-existing character that you played through the campaign with. You have to finish the campaign, but you have to roll a new character. And I think that's just to encourage you to try different classes and different builds and stuff. And because there is a new system that changes the sort of the way builds work a little bit. And I think also just to balance out that element of like sort of build crafting that they've done, and also because I think they're constantly updating it and changing it and stuff.
Sure.
It's a good way because if you are going to start a new character, you would start a seasonal character because you do have to play through the campaign, but that's the best way to do XP anyway when you're leveling up, right?
Yeah.
So you could start a new character in the seasonal content, and then when the season is over, that character becomes an eternal character.
Yeah,
and
they
is back in
move
the main
across to
campaign.
the eternal
so like
realm.
It's a good way to
But one
try
thing
it
they-
on a class, like you say.
Yeah. And one thing they do in this that they don't do in Path of Exile, I believe, is that you can skip the campaign with your new character, which makes sense.
As long as you finished it.
As long as you
Because I
finish the
hadn't finished it
campaign
when I
already.
started the seasonal stuff.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, it's going to take me a while to get to the seasonal content.
Yeah.
I'll go as fast as I can.
But because this is my first experience with this kind of content, I was talking to people and people were like, yeah, in Path of Exile, you have to replay the campaign every single time you start a new seasonal character. And I was like, that's crazy.
So when you skip the campaign, what are you doing? You're just doing...
You've got a lot of side quests, but
All the side
there's
stuff
also a
and-
new campaign. There's a
of
new
course,
seasonal
yeah,
quest
the new
line that you can
storyline,
do.
yeah.
So
How
Cormond.
many hours of content is it? Like, is it the main story took
80.
how long?
From memory? Don't quote me.
Seasonal
80.
content,
This
80,
one,
No,
if
the
you
main-
do everything in the seasonal content, it's about 80 hours.
including the main campaign.
Not sure. Don't think
Okay.
so, because the main campaign on its own is like... I mean, you could do 300 hours in that campaign, I'm sure.
Crazy.
Do you mean
Maybe
like,
not 300.
Do you mean
but-
the main story campaign?
I can't remember how... No, I just remember reading this is 80 hours of,
Of
content
new
in the
season
seasonal.
content.
Yeah,
okay.
I'm
right.
pretty sure that's right. Does anyone know?
Wow.
That seems
Right,
like
just
a
on record.
Don't put me on record.
that seems like a lot. But
If
then
you
I
want
think
to, but you don't have to.
this
Skip it.
season is a few months. or
3
something?
months,
It's
yeah.
3 months. Yeah. So there would
Okay.
have to be a
Don't quote
decent
me.
amount.
Yeah.
But
But
Don't
this
already on
is,
the box.
is this
It's already on
Act
the box.
1 of Season 1? Or is it being called Act 1? That's what...
I don't think it's been called an act. No,
no, it's just
No,
it's
that's
just
what it says.
it's
Season
just
of the
a
Malignant.
season of the
Season of the
Malignant.
There's
Screen.
new boss,
It definitely
new
is.
storyline.
It is
new
called
Act
one.
mechanics.
It is called Act 1. It's
called
Oh,
Act
there
1.
you go. Okay.
Basically after you have, I mean, I don't know if it's a spoiler. There is a experience that you have in the end of the first game that sees you.
Diablo 1 or
Sorry, in Diablo 4 in the main
Diablo
in
4
the main
Act 0
campaign.
apparently.
Yeah. That sees you in a better place than you were before,
Well,
kind of.
yep.
And so you're now fighting a new threat.
That
And
was
that
all
is
vague
like,
enough for me to be like, you probably killed Diablo in the game. That's what you do in Diablo. Did it first 3 times.
we'll see.
I wonder if Diablo will be in the video game Diablo 4. I'm not sure. At some point.
Might turn up.
So some as a result of the chaos of the main campaign, these kind of malignant creatures have emerged, and
What makes them so malignant? Sorry to interrupt you. Why are they so malignant?
they just have really
just gross?
they just have really tentacly insides
that's
that
it.
want to get out.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Worms.
So these have spewed forth into the world.
You killed Diablo.
Yeah. And the kind of sort of nerdy way they change the game is that, like, typically in Diablo when gear drops, you pick up gear of various stats, then you pick up legendary gear, and some gear has slots in it for you to put gems and
with
stuff,
gems,
augmented
yep.
gems and
Yeah,
stuff.
aspects and stuff.
These, when you kill these kind of malignant sort of mini boss creatures, they will sort of drop a malignant heart, which you can then kind of activate. It'll spawn a bigger boss. You kill that, and then you will get one of the malignant hearts from it. And so when you kind of go collecting these, they're all kind of there's like 4 different types.
And these are this season only a different kind of augment to normal gems. Do normal gems exist, or is this
Normal gems still exist.
Yeah.
The malignant hearts can be crafted into things that you can slot into jewelry items only.
Right.
Yeah, okay, cool.
Do you think is it like different enough to be like, oh, this is cool?
I didn't think so at first, but the kind of like the hitch they've put on it is that you can only put I'm just going to call them colors, an orange malignant heart into an orange like gem slot jewelry item, and each one of them has is coded to a specific perk that means that you want to have one of each color. So like like 2 rings and a necklace, pink, orange, blue. And so
Blizzard are so good at doing their color coding and their
Yeah.
gem quality stuff.
yeah, and
whenever I get another one, that one's
it sounds
not green.
boring to talk about it, but like it really feeds into that kind of min-maxy obsession thing when you're looking at gear and trying to balance stats and stuff like that. So that when you get a piece that's really, really awesome, you're like, oh, I really want to keep this piece. But the next one that I picked up that's also quite awesome is like not going to fit with my things. So you're constantly trying to shuffle things around and balance and stuff like that. And then also, you can also craft them into kind of like keys that open up sort of tunnels that, that kind of stuff as well. So it feels like it's a significant enough change to want to be kind of pushing this, like, I guess, way of playing the game that feels separate enough from the main campaign to, like, I guess, progress in a different way. At the same time, trying a new build
Is
and
this all
balancing a
happening
new
in new
set of
areas
abilities.
or in the current game map world? Because I know it's a huge world,
It's
but
in
it's
the
just
it's in the current world.
Okay, yeah.
But like I didn't get through the whole world.
I was going to say,
even
people
finishing
finish the
campaign.
narrative and there's just still a massive.
Yeah, I would say I
world.
got through like 2/3 of it in terms of the fog of war that I unlocked.
Yeah, right.
I didn't do. I would say I didn't even do half of the dungeons. Like there was so much content in there.
Yeah,
If
right.
the
that I
dungeon wasn't
didn't-
for my class, I'm like, no, I'm not doing that.
yeah,
That's for the next
yeah.
class. I'm
So
busy.
there's-
Barbarian only.
Yeah, there was still so much like base content to do even outside of the seasonal
Sure.
stuff. It's just that with the seasonal stuff, I'm able to experience it in a different way, and this kind of new gear element makes it a bit more interesting. I did find it like for someone who's not great with numbers, it did break my brain a little bit.
Sure.
At some point, you just have to stop crunching the numbers and go, I'm going to go for the pretty one. And the one that has a high.
Yeah.
I always crunch the numbers. And then after a while, I get so sick of doing that where it's like, this is a high gear level. I'm just going to commit. I'll get a new pair of pants in an hour anyway.
Well, that's the thing, isn't it? Like you could spend so much time in town going, how do I just tweak my build to suit this legendary that just dropped, and then like you're gonna play
You
for
gotta
a few
draw a line
hours with it, and
somewhere.
you're just gonna get.
That's all the
something
fun though of it.
Yeah.
Totally.
Totally.
Especially,
That's the
I feel like
game.
with this
That's the
Diablo,
game.
I've enjoyed it so much just playing with the build and trying, when you get one of those aspects, one of those things that completely give a boost to leaps, for example. So I'm going to build everything around my leaps for a little while and enjoy that. And it's like, they've just got all the drip feed of everything so right, except... Sorry, this is a bit off track, but the final boss, which I beat without dying because I was got lucky. All I got was like a green ring, I think, or like a yellow ring.
No.
You trade that green ring in.
That ring wasn't yellow. Oh. That was a special one that you've not got before in the whole other game. What's it called,
You
Shark?
just leave it on the floor.
No, I took it, but
It's
like,
unique.
I probably
It's unique.
It's unique.
So that's the
It was
first
boring.
unique item that you get.
Is it really?
Yeah.
Oh, so is it unique in that no one else in the world has it, or is it unique in that
He
it's
sold
got
it?
different stats?
Mother's
Did you?
Embrace.
I don't know. No, you
Mother's
can't.
Embrace.
I tried to dismantle it, but you can't dismantle it.
I was going to say,
I did
dismantle
try.
for
Was
scrap.
that not a clue?
It was not useful to me.
back in town and go.
I don't think I'm whacking it.
Everyone comes back with their ring, and you're like, I've got 12 scrap.
I wanted a
Mother's
big
Embrace.
chest with I've enjoyed all the loot
It's
in
like-
this game. I
it's
want a
not
big chest
orange,
spewing stuff.
It's kind of like a peachy color because it's
Like
like
a Borderlands
it's like one
box.
above
Yeah, right.
legendary. It's like super special.
Didn't seem that special to me.
Yeah,
I like my
sure.
current rings. Thank you very much.
Sure.
I like the strategy of what they're doing with Diablo. Like, obviously, they want people to stay in the game. Most people still haven't finished the game, according to their data that I saw like a couple of weeks ago. Most people haven't finished the main story campaign yet. I mean, it is very long. I guess for the people who are like kind of grinding, the harder difficulties now, will this be enough for them to like, oh yeah, I'll roll another class, or I'll keep going, or are they just going to wait for more content? I don't know.
I think so. I think because
free, which is-
there is a seasonal quest, I think that kind of like pulls you into some story stuff, and the Malignant sort of the way it changes the build is enough to kind of.
You don't want to miss out on that gear. Is that what it is? Like,
yeah.
it's like, I bet I missed this season, or there might be a cool ring at the
And
end.
it's also got that
Yeah, that
thing
you
that
can
like
dismantle.
That I might
that I
like.
feel like Destiny hooks me in, where it gives you like seasonal challenges and things and a checklist of stuff, which
Yeah.
like again sounds so like lame MMOE stuff, and it is, but it really
Gets its hooks in.
It just gets its
they're
hooks
the
in,
masters. Blizzard
and
are
just like
mastered at like
Yeah.
dangling the
oh
carrot.
my
aren't
gosh,
they?
it's so, and it's so satisfying. I'm like, guys, I gotta go do like 5 more sellers, and then I can take this thing off, and then I get this thing, and then I move up to tier 3.
Yeah,
you know.
and while you do 100% of one thing, you've done 30% of another thing.
Yeah.
Then you're like, well, I'll do this because
Yeah,
I'm already
may as well.
already
halfway
got a
there.
good
May as
chunk
well.
of that.
And if I get 4 side quests on the way, then I'm basically like making money.
Exactly.
I'd like to know what the worst thing is you guys have ever ground in a game like that. For me, it was in World of Warcraft. In one of the expansions, there was this dragon, which you would have to, every day for about 2 months, go to this one spot and just kill like 5 of these things. And I did it every day for 2 months. And I got that
Yeah.
dragon, and it's incredible. And then I loaded the next expansion, and it can't fly in the new area. Of course, I got a train or whatever. And I was so
damn it.
mad. But Is there anything that you
God.
guys like really ground for?
Wasted our
it's-
time
it's
on?
just
It's that-
catalysts in Destiny, weapon catalysts in Destiny.
Oh, yeah.
It's like you have to queue and load into a certain area where just a bunch of enemies will spawn and just use the gun to get a percentage up
Yep,
to unlock
sure.
the catalyst, which then unlocks another thing where I have to use the gun for another percentage thing before the actual thing unlocks. And then it's like now the gun is slightly more powerful.
yeah.
Time to
I
click
hate
now.
that.
Now I've got it. I'm sorry, I took a tangent away from
No. It was
Diablo chat. I'm sorry.
I think ultimately it's like it's been a. I don't know if I was ready to just jump because a lot of people I think they finish the campaign they're like now I'm going to start with a new build or they had multiple characters going at once. I think once I'd finished the campaign I was like that was a pretty cool experience. I don't know that I felt like necessarily compelled to go and start a new build immediately, but when the season started I was like, oh, I did want to try Rogue. Now this is incentive.
Good incentive,
and I'm
yeah.
fucking loving Rogue.
Yeah,
Like,
Rogue's great. Are you doing like the arrows or are you doing up close with daggers?
I'm doing arrows.
Yeah, me too.
I'm doing
I
arrows
like the
and
triple shot.
I'm doing like shadow
Gatling
imbuement
gun.
and traps, poison traps.
Yeah,
'Cause
poison traps
I like
are
to
great.
diversify a little bit.
Yeah, I like putting a whole bunch of traps down, then jumping back and going, all right, lads, let's go.
It just makes more. I think this build makes more sense to me in terms of like the way you set up for a fight. Like I know exactly the order of things that I queue. Like I do, like a daze that kind of takes them out for a couple of seconds, which gives me time to set my trap.
Set your traps, yeah.
And then that gives me time to use a move that kind of dashes me out of the way. And then I can do my shadow imbuement. And it's like the whole thing, it just kind of like, it works.
I really like that because I think with the rogue, like with all the classes, there's multiple ways you can kind of play it, so you kind of find the one you like. And I kind of lent towards that as well. I would walk in an area, they're all coming for me, again, daze them, put down some traps, and then I'm just backflipping backwards, just destroying them, watching them all like crackle and pop and explode as I'm walking backwards.
Yeah.
Really satisfying.
I know there has been negativity online around like balancing and stuff like that, which there seems to always be with I feel like Diablo.
I mean, there's always going to be a class that's
the thing.
like
I don't
slightly.
understand.
Yeah.
But they have all those stats, they get all that
Yeah.
metadata, I think, of like who's doing the
It's
most
like-
damage and then
Yeah,
balance
well,
it.
that's
It's great
totally
they
it.
can do that
There's
now.
meta, and particularly with seasonal content, it's like it's an
Oh,
obvious
my
thing
rogue
in.
got nerfed. Sorry,
Yeah,
but
totally.
It is upsetting though. Like in WoW when they
It's a
nerfed
little
my
different
warrior,
too, because
I cried.
my point of my touchstone to that is Dota, which is a MOBA, and it's like, okay, this character's not particularly useful in this current patch.
Yeah.
They've nerfed it in a couple of ways, or they've made other
Yeah.
things powerful.
God, it must be so hard to balance. I reckon in
Totally.
fighting games it must be the hardest. Well, I mean,
Totally,
or in a game
yeah.
like Dota where you've got like a billion characters, that must be a nightmare.
But a
in like,
fighting game
oh,
or a MOBA, you adapt, you find other
Yeah.
characters to play, and it's a PvP thing, so you're just like
Yeah.
they're short bursts of a thing. When you've got
Something
1,000
Like, this
hours
is
in
my
a
guy.
WoW
Yeah,
character,
yeah.
and then the druid gets nerfed, and suddenly your bear sucks. It's like,
it's interesting seeing what happened with
I've wasted my life on this thing.
Multiverses, the
Yeah,
Warner
the
Brothers
Warner one.
fighting game, because that was like Wild West of balancing as they were kind of developing that game and bringing in new characters and there was so much sudden imbalance, and they got to the point where they just like said, okay, we're just going to stop making the game for we're going to stop the live service for the game, and we'll see you next year. And everyone's like, what the hell? It's like, it must be so hard to balance.
Especially as a developer too, because I imagine like you'd be working so hard on crafting builds that feel really fun to play, and you would get a good like a combination of things going that would just feel awesome, and you would put it in the game and you'd see people having fun with it, and then you'd see the bigger picture and that it wasn't working and it is too powerful, and I can imagine them just being like, it's got to go, and you'd be like, no, I understand why, but no.
With the seasons
Which
for
is
this,
how I felt when they got rid of the corpse explosion thing.
Oh,
Oh, the thing in the beta that everyone was,
Yeah.
With the next season, do you need to re-roll a new character? Like,
Yeah.
is that the idea? So with each
Is
of these
it
seasons?
going to be like that with every season?
Yeah,
Yeah.
right.
And will Malignant Heart stuff carry on, or is there a
don't-
base game and this season was about that thing and it gets reset, and there's so you played that season, you can reminisce about that
You
season. but
can't
it's gone.
trade
Yeah.
in your
That's
Disney
cool. I
bucks
think
or
that's-
your Malignant
I
Hearts when
believe
season
that's
3
how it's
starts.
gonna work.
But I got so many.
Otherwise,
They're useless now.
I imagine they'd end up stacking too many systems on top of each other.
Totally.
And it would just
Yeah,
become
yeah,
a
yeah.
mess.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You just have
It's an
one
interesting
weapon
way to do
full
it.
of, it's got more hilt and more crystals than weapon. You're like, what
and
even
hearts,
is this?
and it's got a vine growing off it and a magic crystal, and then
From a development point of view, it seems like quite an efficient way to skew the content that you've already created, reuse a lot of
Into
stuff,
different-
Yeah.
make it interesting enough for people to encourage people to jump back in.
With the re-rolling
they,
main,
they do have a battle pass, which is cosmetic. So they're like focusing on not being pay to win.
Yeah.
So they obviously want to make money from the battle pass. That's the whole reason they would be doing these updates to keep people playing and spending money on the game and that sort of thing, which is how they work, these kind of live service games. So it's an interesting way to, I can't think of, because normally like we're bringing out a new expansion. Like that's how a lot of these games usually work, new expansion, and your character keeps leveling up in that expansion.
That's why I asked new area. No. I was like, is it new area?
You gotta make a new one for this.
Just like reuse the area, what we have, and like, it's
really, it really makes sense for an action RPG.
And for longevity,
I didn't understand it until I kind of got in it, and I was like, okay. Yeah,
I think Path of Exile has had success with that kind of thing.
Yeah.
I mean, this Diablo's taken
they've
so
learned
much.
a lot from those guys.
It's interesting, isn't it? Because
it even looks more like Path of Exile, just aesthetically.
So many games took stuff from Diablo over the years, right? Became very successful. And the Diablo's like, hang on a sec, we're going to take some of that back.
You can have our auction house. We don't want that.
Anyone? Auction house? Anyone?
Cool. So that's Diablo for Season 1 or Act 1.
Season of the Malignant.
Season of the Malignant.
Yeah.
That's what you're playing. Stephen, you're playing Vaudeville.
Yeah, well, I played it once.
You played Vaudeville. You may play Vaudeville. You may Vaudeville again.
I probably won't play it.
Will you Vaudeville?
Will you Vaudeville again? Peter, the Expanse Episode 1.
A Telltale series.
And I checked out Venba. They were the games we were playing, and after this break, we're going to get into the games a little more physically. Stick around.
Oh, hello. Didn't see you there. Must be time for another. Doom, 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 doom. Peter subjecting every guest to one of his party games. Josh's laugh always there in the background. Oh no, yes, Gus is about to tell another story. The wonderful chaos that Ruby brings. Will, is that another costume? Ben making me laugh with every word he writes. Steph being a fount of joy for every RPG. Scardy being the absolute bestest. A place to let people's creativity run free. Maybe a bit too free. And finally, the community that has been made, the friends that have been formed, and the joy that they bring. This is why Papa Bmac recommends Back Pocket.
Bmac, ooh duck. I had my best babies with Bmac. You can quote me on that.
Every ninja knows that after a hard day at the dojo, there's only one place that can satisfy your hunger, and that's NinjaPyroo Native Barbecue. Nestled deep in the heart of the bustling Kakadu National Park, you might not see our signs, but you can smell us from a mile away. Enjoy our signature flame-grilled kangaroo burger. It may look like 2 juicy root patties with onion, tomato, pickles, and a dash of Pyro barbecue sauce on a toasted bun, but don't let your eyes fool you. This burger is 100% kangaroo. Check out our extensive menu of delicious native delicacies. Smile and throw back some of our plumptious balls of popcorn quokka. Introducing our saltwater crocodile croquettes. Take the bite back to those ancient monsters. And back for a limited time, from across the Tasman, try our exceptionally rare strips of stripy steak. Get it now before it vanishes for good. Our venue is now equipped with multiple function rooms, perfect for toddler birthday parties or CEO karaoke. So come on down to NinjaPyroo Native Barbecue today. NinjaPyroo Native Barbecue. From our backyard to your plate.
Did you know that August 1st marks the 25th anniversary of Pokemon Stadium? But it's not the Pokemon Stadium you might remember. On August 1st, 1998, Pokemon Stadium was released in Japan for the Nintendo 64. And you might be thinking, oh, I loved Pokemon Stadium as a kid. I remember playing the Clefairy minigame and breaking my controller in half. The thing is, that isn't the first Pokemon Stadium. The Pokemon Stadium that was released outside of Japan was actually Pokemon Stadium 2 in Japan, and that one released in Australia on March 23rd, 2000. Now that's the one that introduces minigames, as the first game in Japan, Pocket Monsters Stadium, was purely a battle simulator. And now you're probably thinking, oh, I loved Pokemon Stadium 2 as a kid. I played through the entire thing and I broke my controller in half. Well, the thing is, that wasn't Pokemon Stadium 2 in Japan, as that game already existed. It's our Pokemon Stadium. You're following? You're not following. Pokemon Stadium 2 in the West is actually called Pokemon Stadium Gold and Silver in Japan, as it's the Nintendo 64 title that would be released after Gold, Silver, and Crystal on the Game Boy Color. So to round up, Japan got Pokemon Stadium, then we got Pokemon Stadium, but that was Japan's Pokemon Stadium 2. But then we got Pokemon Stadium 2, but that was Japan's Pokemon Stadium Gold and Silver. Makes sense? No.
Welcome back. We have my famous RhysWild ramen noodles coming up.
And to breaking news now, authorities are on the lookout for South Australian man Bajo Pants Bajo after his involvement in the PSP giveaway scandal. Bajo was last seen at a local cafe with an employee from PSP Australia named Miranda, where it is alleged Bajo ordered banana bread, pushed over an old lady, and kicked a small child. If anyone has information about the whereabouts to Bajo, please contact the mods, but do not approach him, as it is believed that he sniffs the poopy and has worms. In lighter news, preparations for Brick Day next week are building up.
PSP was not even made PSP.
PSP was disconnected. Yeah, discontinued.
Welcome back to the show. We just saw a great little commercial there. We made an ad for NinjaPyroo
Sure did.
and features Pyro.
Sure does.
Confusing.
How lovely. We also had words from our sponsors, Bmac, that was great, and RhysWild. I don't know what that Miranda thing was about. That was weird.
It's a suburb in Adelaide.
Is it?
Yeah. They've got a cinema there. They've got a Vmax.
Okay.
Nice.
Oh, Adelaide really stepping
You know
up.
what?
No
the
movies
Miranda
yet.
in New South Wales would definitely have a VMAX as well.
Oh, would it really?
I'm almost certain that was a Greater Union, now an event cinema.
Ah.
Yeah.
Getting yes from the bleachers.
The local Shireling says yes.
Shiling.
PSP Australia. This is like, I can't even decipher what this is about.
Don't
I
care.
don't try.
Even close.
Why
Like, I
bother?
can't even get close.
I haven't got the.
There's no
Capacity.
PSP Australia. They don't make PSPs anymore.
Sure.
Why would there be a
Specifically for
department store at Sony
check-
in Australia?
Bmac was really lovely and heartwarming as well.
That was
He's
sweet.
damn delightful. He's the loveliest person I've ever made small rubber duck babies with.
Heart and soul. Heart and soul. A lot of time for Bmac. Bmac made a lovely thing from our trip as well.
He did. He made a map of our journey.
And put all the
Put little,
photos
like-
that I shared on the map from all the places that we went.
That's like a service you
Norway.
should hire for when you go on a trip. Like,
Well, now you can just hire Bmac.
Business venture. If
there you
want
go.
it.
It was really cool. It was
Bmac
just so lovely.
stalks your holiday.
Completely unprompted. Well, I mean, I've
The man loves
share
maps.
it to the world. The man loves
The
maps.
man loves maps.
Maps are pretty. Anyone got a cloth map? They don't make enough cloth maps anymore for games.
He,
Used to get
he
cloth
rated
maps
when
with-
he rated maps, and I think cloth maps were pretty low.
Oh, really?
When he
Really?
did his map rating.
I guess you
Yeah, which we all
can't.
disagree.
It's difficult to print detail onto cloth.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I have a few maps framed. I love maps.
Remember the old days? We had to pull out a map. Couldn't put that in your phone.
Mario.
Pull out a map. Where am I? Oh, I ripped out the page here. I don't know where I am.
Oh, you mean in real life?
yeah.
Is this your
Or
old
when
man
you
stand-up?
folded it, you folded
Why
it
not?
so
Sit
often
down.
that it then started to tear on the fold.
Yeah.
And the ink would go, so you're trying to get the street. You assume it crosses,
Can't work
but
it out.
something could happen in the middle of it.
I remember a specific
up in Logan.
transition when, like, I'd had a smartphone for a while, but they were still relatively new. And so I'd transitioned away from Street Directory, and it was like the 3G like towers went down, and I was like in the middle of navigating somewhere, and I was like, oh no,
I guess I live here now.
yeah. I was like,
I remember using
Don't know what to do.
GPS. I remember using GPS
lost
in my
our
car
ways.
early enough on my first iPhones when GPS wasn't fast enough to keep up with your car as much as it can now. I swear they've improved that. And it was a point where it would always be about a street behind.
You'd
You're
have to guess
and
it.
that's where I was meant to have turned. It happened on every street.
Yeah,
It almost does a
calculating.
bit now, but back then it happened every time.
Yeah,
so.
it's bad in anywhere that there's tall buildings and stuff now. It kind of messes up.
Also, I'm one of those people who never does the quick turnaround. I go, well, we missed it. We just keep going.
All the way around.
Just go around.
We're going
suddenly.
That is sensible.
Yeah. Peter said that I'm a very, what did you say the other day?
I don't know, but it's probably
Unpredictable.
accurate. Yeah, you're a fucking
Christ.
you're a
Yeah.
crazy driver.
Unpredictable.
Yeah.
Like when you're driving?
Yeah.
Oh, right. keeping everyone on their toes.
Well,
I think I'm too predictable.
We were
Yeah,
in
you
a
just-
quiet
You need to have a bit
street.
of crazy in there.
At the roundabout, do whatever you want.
I stopped to make a U-turn in a quiet street.
Yeah.
A car was coming the other way, and I had stopped in the middle of the road, not in the middle of the road, but on my side of the road.
Sure.
And then I indicated because I was letting them know that I was going to turn around.
Makes sense.
And Peter was like, "Why did you stop? And why are you indicating? Because you're in the middle of the road." And I was like, "Because this person will be wondering why I've stopped."
bet
and he's
they
like,
were.
"Then don't stop."
I
in the
bet
middle
they
of
were. And they're like, is she about to pull in front of me?
And Peter's going to the driver.
It made sense to me.
Yeah.
And that's all that matters.
It was odd. It was odd.
My favorite thing, as a side note, my favorite thing to see in dash cam videos is when people put their hands in the air. It's my favorite thing, just trying to pick, someone's done something, they're like,
Oh, I do that. I do that all the time.
and it just stays up
Yeah.
and it doesn't go down.
That's my favorite.
That's it.
Yeah.
There was a
Yeah.
great one in a recent dashcam video where a guy's driving down the road. Someone's parked on the side of the road, and there's a street running perpendicular. Pulls out of parallel parking across in front of this ute, and then drives up the road. And the driver's like, "What the fuck?" And guns it and races it around the corner
Yeah.
and follows the person who stops
That's
because
so-
he's
that's
realized
so
how close he
crazy.
was
Yeah.
to getting
Good, that's
fucking
not
killed.
Yeah.
And he pulls up beside me, winding the window down. I'm like, this guy's gonna scream like bloody hell at this guy. And the other guy winds the window down. He's like, "I'm so sorry." And he's like, "Mate, I could have killed you. Be safe." And I'm like,
It's almost like
I was like, that's so sweet.
yeah.
He was just angry that
Because
he
the
almost
other guy
killed someone.
de-escalated.
Yeah,
but I
yeah.
bet if that other
Yeah,
guy
yeah.
said,
Yeah,
"What are you
if the other
running?"
guy
then
was
it would
like,
have been
"Oh
like,
my God,
and then
wow.
you know what I hate most about I used to have a little bit of road rage, not a lot, but I have wound down my wife's window and leaned over her going, "What are you doing?" And that was the last time I've done anything like that. Now I have no road rage now because I've realized what it does is road rage forms a piece of meat in your brain. So memories are meat.
And you're a vegetarian.
It's offensive. Meat in your brain, right? That's what memories are. And so I don't like the idea of some dickhead who's cut me off becoming meat in my brain permanently. And then when you think about it,
That's
you
what
get
memories
mad.
are?
They're meat in your brain
Can he
forming.
come back
Yes,
every week?
connections,
It makes
neural
me seem
connections,
insane by
right? So
comparison.
now, instead of getting mad or upset at the idiots on the road, I just go, "Good one,"
Yeah.
and that's it. And it works. It's so good.
I'm
Just,
saving
"Good
my
one,
brain.
mate."
I'm saving my brain meat for
That's
something
good.
important.
Just another meat in the brain, that one.
Yeah.
Store it away.
That's good.
Good
yeah.
one.
I
See
don't-
that, Jenny?
I don't
Good
get
one.
road rage. And I
Lying down the window.
I have to say also, every now and again, I am the person who's like, but more often I'm the this person or as I'm turning. We also saw some socials. We've been putting stuff up on social media. I know we say this every week, but it's like we're doing more stuff. It's
good
and we're doing
stuff.
funny stuff. And we're doing cool creative stuff. So
Why
you
don't
should
you
check it
tap
out.
it? Why don't you see it, watch it, double click it, tap it? That's what you do, right? You tap the apps.
Yeah.
I believe
Tap
that.
it.
I
And then you
believe
long
that's
hold,
true.
but then you can
Long
release
hold.
once the new menu
I
pops
learned
up. You don't
that.
have to slide your thumb
Release.
around
I
on the
learned
phone on the TikTok.
But then they'll change
the
the menu
TikTok.
system and then they'll hide it within another thing. So then you
And
have
I'll
to go
look at my
into
TikTok and go,
yeah.
What are you doing?
what are you doing?
Every app I load now has things that pop up. That's my big old person thing.
Yeah.
Whole
I'm
episode
like,
is
I just got to load up my phone app, my phone company app, and I load it. Fucking 10 things pop
Yep.
up. I'm swiping them away. I just want to see what my usage is.
Yeah.
Fucking
It's buried
get
in
out
there.
of it. Just
Hey, we're going to play a game.
Matrix.
I had one
Minority
request
Report.
for the episode that you were going to join us for, and that was that we do something on a green screen.
Excellent.
Because I was like, Bajo will have fun on a green
I
screen.
like a good green screen.
And that's what we're going to do. We've
Takes
played
me
this
to another
game
place, another world of imagination.
another time.
Where I get farted
This is
on.
a game we've played before. It's called Celebrity Heads. I was just saying earlier, we have. I always complain that the segments that we have on this show have names that are too obscure because they've found some weird wordplay, clever in-joke thing that they've worked into it.
And now...
But this is just called Celebrity Heads. But you renamed it.
You got an idea?
Just
you got an
earlier.
idea?
What did I call it?
What did you call it?
Get head or something?
Because you have to understand what the head is.
Yeah.
So it's like get head.
Yeah. You're defining.
That was just a working title. It's just spitballing.
Totally, but it could be you're trying to ascertain what this character does based on their occupation. So it could be head jobs.
That makes more sense.
Oh.
Josh!
We got a fan of head jobs back
Josh
here.
is like,
Could be head
you've
jobs.
sold me.
All right, well, if we can redesign that and get it ingested in the system before the end of the segment,
He's
head
on it.
jobs.
He's on it.
everyone.
If you could ingest it as fast as possible.
Steph, how does
Okay,
one play?
so the way this game works, we've put our own twist on it. Like
Hang on,
we
who's
do,
it brought to us by first?
Is we've set up a green screen.
Who's it brought to us by?
Oh, I beg your pardon. It's brought to us by MiddleCee. Oh, I have a whole thing.
There's a whole thing.
MiddleCee, one of our lovely patrons. MiddleCee is so great. And MiddleCee,
They sound great.
every
Shame
time
we're
we...
festive.
Funny you should say that.
This is the band.
Because every time we introduce MiddleCee as one of our wonderful sponsors, we do a little thing where we like to read out the lyrics from a song in the key of C, as per MiddleCee. And you got to try and guess what song it is.
Pitch perfect.
Okay.
But they're just red lyrics, so it's
Right.
like, it doesn't have the harmony.
What
of
do
the
I have
C.
to do?
We all just
We're
see
all
if
gonna try and
first one to pick it.
See if we can recognize the song from the lyrics
Just real
alone.
quick, little game in honor of MiddleCee,
Yep.
our beloved patron.
Take it away, Stephanie.
And how you got me blind. Still a mystery. I can't get you out of my head. Don't care what is written
I know the
in your
artist.
history
Do you know
as
the
long
artist
as you're here with me.
You're
Don't look at chat. Don't look at chat.
Your up and down cadence feels so
Yeah,
off. for
yeah,
what the
because
song,
it would be super obvious, I think.
Yeah.
I know it.
All right.
You do?
Tell us, what is it?
It's Kylie Minogue.
It is not Kylie Minogue.
Can't get you out of my head.
You heard one lyric and went,
Yeah.
I'll
more
sing
time?
it in a little bit.
Yeah,
Not
yep,
sing
yep.
it. I'll read it with more cadence.
Yep.
Sure.
Yeah.
How you got me blind is still a mystery. I can't get you out of my head. Don't care what is written in your history
Oh,
as long as you're here with me.
I
don't
got
care
yeah. Backstreet
who
Boys.
you are,
Yeah.
who you are,
Yeah.
where
You're from
Very
As long as you love me.
you did as long as you love me. Yeah, nice.
Kylie's second album. I
Kylie's
think, that
second.
one.
I got a great boy band playlist. It's very short because I've just put the best songs on there. A lot of them are from 5.
I think we already
I have an issue
done
where
that. We've done a
Whoop,
Backstreet
there it
Boys
is.
song already.
Comes
We might
on
have done that
constantly.
one already.
I'm sorry.
But you still didn't
We were
get
all
it.
talking at the same time.
I know that's this show though.
We haven't done that one.
We haven't done
So I
that
have
one.
this
Thank
problem.
you,
But
Josh.
I think Steph has guessed it before. I
Well,
think that's
no, we
what you might
definitely
be
did a
thinking.
Backstreet Boys.
We've
song
done.
It wasn't that one.
We've
Wasn't
done
it?
I Want It That Way, I'm sure.
Oh,
we
okay.
must have done that. We
Yeah.
sang it. We sang it.
They're all the same.
Tag
how does
team,
someone-
back again.
Okay.
Get
so
head jobs.
This is
As a game.
I mean,
You wanted to change the name.
This is your fault.
Yep.
yeah. Okay.
Can't indicate your way out of this one.
So our spin on this game is that we've got a green screen set up. The person who is the celebrity is going to take the role of a video game character. Their head will be on the body of the video game character. Only that person will be able to see it along with chat. Everyone on the couch, no idea.
We see nothing.
We're going to ask you we're going to ask that person a series of questions
Who
to
are
try
you?
and ascertain who the character is. And you, the person on the green screen, will have a list of words that you cannot say. So obviously the name of the character and the name of the game that they're from. Obvious things that would give it away.
Luxton in chat says, "What? I did not pass that." And yeah, it is a complex thing to explain.
It makes sense
It's
after one round.
It's very clear as soon as someone's
Very
playing.
simple.
Very
Very
clear.
simple.
Yeah. I guess it's just like the traditional form of celebrity heads is we ask you questions and you
Don't explain another game on top of this one. It's going to break all of
Well,
our
it's like the
understanding of
reverse.
this.
It's like the reverse of traditional
Reverse
celebrity
celebrity
heads.
heads, which is
Everyone
why I
on the
call it
couch is trying
celebrity
to guess who
bodies.
the celebrity is.
Guess the person.
Yeah.
Sure.
But
The
don't
person
say
knows who
the
they
person
are,
is if
and
you
we
are the
don't know who
person.
they are. That you can see.
Yep.
Now, like
The
last
more
time.
I try to explain it,
yeah,
the
it gets
worse
harder.
it gets.
Like
Let's get
last
a rule book
time,
out.
I built all of these ones for you guys. So I'm out. I'm not playing as you guys are up there. Well, I can't. That's the thing, because I had to
No,
make them.
what are you talking about?
But I
Gus,
do get to play 2 that Will has made for me.
Okay, right.
So I can't
You have
guess.
just as many as everyone else.
Yeah, but I can't guess with them.
Yeah, if you're the person.
Oh, right, yes.
Josh has
that's
been
fair.
throwing
no,
things
no,
all week.
that-
He's
that's
like,
okay.
what about
that's
this? And
okay.
then
He's like, you're
"Nope,
not
I'm wrong."
special.
So for the majority that you guys do, I'm out, but then I've got a couple that I get to tag in on.
Yeah, cool.
Nice.
Okay, awesome. I'm very excited. So you can do the voice of the character unless it's a super obvious voice.
Yeah.
It's kind of the goal of the person up there not to get guessed, I think. Is that kind of a thing? Peter, you going to go up there and do it? Do you know what I mean? Let's work it out as we play it. Pete's going to go up
a
there.
red herring
Because,
voice.
like, they could go up there and be like...
the journey.
It's the
about
journey,
the
it's the
journey.
entertainment.
Yeah.
Peter's just sick of hearing rules, so he's gone up there.
Just do a French accent, no matter what.
Oh,
Bit of a red herring.
that's not bad.
Yeah. Unless your character's
Isn't
French.
he? I'd still do Italian hands, but I was trying to do... So it's... And the cape goes once around your shoulders, and then once across the neck like a very flamboyant-looking villain.
And chat, I know you wouldn't do this, but don't give it away. You can
Please.
Shut up, chat.
You
Shut
can
up.
just
Shut up.
keep it. You'll be able to obviously see what's happening. So
Two very
we
different
just
schools
wanna
of thought of talking
enjoy.
to chat there from two... Politely asking him, shut up.
Yeah, yeah.
The bricks.
I said earlier, I was like, don't look at chat in case, and
Look
he
at
was
each
just,
other,
and
look
he
at-
was like,
and we're gonna
I
look
never
at
do, never do.
Why,
Can I get
why
a confirmation
re-chat?
from the captains
It's
that you
confusing.
cannot see?
We can't see.
Excellent.
We've got chat and we've got back pocket logos, but
Yeah.
we cannot see.
We have no
the-
fold back.
You guys look great.
It'll be
Nice.
revealed to us.
I don't
as
know
well.
what I look like.
You look cozy.
You look like you look like you're a little bit chilly. You look like a white woman in a coffee ad who's just pulled a shawl around
And-
her
yeah,
because
need
it's
a
like
little mug.
Yeah,
ooh,
yeah,
there's
yeah.
a
Hands
slight
around
chill
the-
in the air.
If
And
only
on
I
the
could
beach,
find
and
a
on the
man-
beach, a hunky man in a
Yeah.
navy sweater is he's down there catching a fish.
No. She's like, if
that's
only I
porn.
could find
That's
a man
porn,
who could
Peter.
warm me like this. Blend 42.
Is there 43? Or is there a 42 as well? I guess they went 1 through 42 before they got to 43.
So
wouldn't start at
there are
43.
two of these for each of us as well. So I don't actually know which one is up on screen. at
Oh,
the moment.
okay,
I can't
cool.
play along, but I'm just.
I'll tell you what,
It's
there's
not.
none.
It's not up yet. Yeah.
Oh, well, there
Okay,
we go.
cool. Yeah,
Let's
yeah.
continue vamping, shall
Yeah,
we?
let's continue this sexy idea of Peter on the beach in the
I
sweatshirt.
like the idea of blend 1.
I'm staying so still.
You gotta try hard.
Blend one.
Chat does
That's
get to
hardcore,
see it.
Blend one.
I definitely find
I
like
see what chat sees.
I find that my like favorite thing is like men in adventure gear.
Oh yeah.
Oh, are we still on coffee or
Like
just
Uncharted.
I
kind
just
of
mean like that's
adventure gear,
like
or
sure. That's
like a hiver's vest or a puffer vest.
No,
you know,
that's
for
like-
the
What about
canoeing.
like spelunking?
Yeah.
Head safety
no,
helmets?
that's,
helmet,
that's too
goggles.
crazy.
That's too much.
I just want like
Okay, are we ready?
Lots of straps.
Peter's anniversary is
Yeah.
in a wingsuit.
I feel like I want the story of a person to be like we could spend time in nature together and it would be awesome.
Okay.
Not like spelunking.
Hang on, we have
Yeah,
one last
heavy
accessory,
boots.
Pete.
Yeah.
thought-
Thick wool knit.
Yeah.
Some leather accessory belts. You know, just a strap here or there.
Tax.
All right.
Yeah.
We can
All
start.
right.
All right.
Okay.
I'm ready.
Okay. Wow. So great to meet you. Can you tell us a little bit about your day?
I'm in the middle of something right now.
I'm trying to remember what I've done.
Have you got a cold?
I can't talk right now. I'm in the middle of something.
Oh, are you in a library or something that you can't?
Oh, not so much a library, but I'm on a bit of a mission.
A mission.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
I'm on a mission, and I don't want to. I can't say too much.
Is it a secret mission?
Yeah. It's a secret mission, but you've got my number, so I assume you know the mission because otherwise you wouldn't have my number.
Oh, is that how we're talking to you?
Yeah, you're calling me. I'm in the
Right.
middle of the mission. I
Yeah.
can't talk too loud right now.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
Yeah.
And is this mission of great importance? Are you looking for a specific object or a person?
Well, probably a person. I think I'm about to kill someone. If they just move a little bit further back, and I can get the prompt up, I might.
You're very
execute.
Australian.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, I don't want to do an accent, right? So I'm just
Have you
trying
tried
to
a
be
flame
quiet.
grilled whopper?
Did I say an illegal word? Oh, I did. I said illegal word number 8.
That's right. We didn't listen. I'm wondering, how's your back feeling right now? Do you have a sore back?
No, at the moment my back is extended and stretched out to the point. I'm hanging with my back stretched far enough out that it is separating my discs in a way that's quite comfortable.
Okay,
Interesting.
I assume he's sitting down. I don't understand that.
Well, he said,
Yeah,
he said
right.
hanging and
Hanging.
like you know how you can hyperextend a back.
Oh, hyperextended. Okay.
Yeah. In like a way you'd stretch it.
Yeah. And how are your
Hyperextend
hands
a
hurting
back?
right now? Out of curiosity, do you have your hands sore?
Are your hands busy?
My hands are free for duty.
Okay.
I'm wondering if you've had a haircut recently.
What a weird.
No, but I will get a haircut between this game and the next one. If
good.
what I'm looking
Very
at
good.
is the third one.
Do you have a brother called Luigi?
It's for me!
It's gonna be a long
Then I have
ride.
no idea.
Damn it. Okay.
Okay. I'm trying to play along as well.
Do you? I'm sorry. So are you a spy?
I wouldn't say that because I couldn't say that.
No,
Oh,
a spy
okay.
wouldn't reveal that they're a spy
Yeah.
unless they weren't a spy. in
Or
which
it's on
case
the
they
list of
also
banned
wouldn't
words
reveal.
potentially. It's probably that one.
Possibly.
Would you say you have a penchant for formal wear?
I don't believe I brought my formal wear on this mission.
Okay.
I do have a uniform, and it is black.
Okay. Is
do
it?
you? Oh,
Please.
I was just going to say, how do you feel about night vision goggles? Do you often wear goggles on your head?
I often do.
Ooh,
I often do.
okay.
You're seeing at night.
What noise do they make?
They go. Which I'm surprised the enemies never hear.
Yeah.
That's a good point.
It's quite loud.
Yeah.
It's quite loud.
Interesting. Do you?
And tell me a bit more. Do you always work alone?
I in the field I work alone, but obviously you guys are back at base at the business, calling me with business. I assume this is important business.
I'm surprised you're able to talk this long in your current setup.
Look, the pathing of the AI is pretty simple in these early games.
Well put.
Do you find a lot of your enemies, when you come across them, they're already facing away from you, perhaps near a ledge?
It's quite convenient. Yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
This guy's been standing here the whole time.
Right.
And maybe he's just distracted by.
I can probably hey, nothing.
Maybe it's another alley cat.
Probably another alley cat.
I've got a couple of theories. I have one or two more
Yeah,
follow-up
yeah.
questions.
Please,
Yeah.
go for it.
It could go either way here. Do you see a lot of what's the word? Punctuation around the world, floating in the air?
No. There's no sort of punctuation floating around.
No,
There's
okay.
just,
Well, then I'm pretty sure I know now.
Would you? Would I normally be viewing you from the top?
Okay.
No, you would normally be viewing me from the behind.
Oh, your voice is cleared up.
Well, this guy, it's raining, and it's raining. This guy,
raining right
hey,
now.
this guy
Yeah.
can't hear me.
So I have a feeling that you're not usually using boxes. I have a feeling boxes aren't your thing.
Boxes aren't my thing.
Yeah.
But I'll tell you what, I've been hanging here for a while, and my
Yeah.
face is starting to get red.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
The blood is moving up.
Because you're upside down?
Yeah.
That's confused her even more.
Yeah.
Around.
Because
You're upside down because you're a Batman?
with night
I
vision.
go.
With night vision goggles?
Let's put the goggles back on so I can kill this guy.
Oh, you're putting them on. Yeah, of course.
I'm so confused. I thought I've had it so many times, and then it's something else.
Night vision, murder, spy, hanging.
I think it's one of a few franchises, but I'm pretty sure I know it's.
Cell.
Yeah.
Who's
Yeah.
that?
The guy from Splinter Cell.
Samuel.
What the fuck are you doing, Peter? Get back in
Samuel
position.
Fisher.
It's so hard.
Sam Fisher.
Sam Fisher.
Can we see how you look normally with the? We didn't. There you go. There we go.
I look like this for most of it.
Wow, that PNG really did the job.
That's very good.
Very nice.
I went.
Well done.
Ding, ding, ding.
I went on such a ride there, and then I thought I had it, and then I moved away from that, and then for a while I thought it was like XCOM.
I thought you both had it entirely, and then you went for a
I
little
thought it
bit
was
of
Sam
a.
Fisher for quite some time, but I thought it's a
gotta
possibility. It might be
Mario.
It could
Metal
have been
Gear Solid
Mario.
or,
Metal Gear. Oh
or
yeah,
Mario.
sure. Yeah.
Could have been Mario.
I thought my first thought was Agent 47, and then you confirmed that it wasn't. But then I was like,
Yeah.
but it could still be.
Which
I don't
is
know
weird.
why.
I think because he doesn't wear a suit,
What a
right?
roller
That's why I was
coaster.
like, oh, it's probably not.
Yeah, but doesn't he
Hitman.
have disguises?
Sam Fisher? I mean, sometimes
No.
Sam Fisher.
No. No.
In
No.
Double Agent, he had
Double Agent.
disguises.
Yeah, he was almost a little Max Payne in
Little
Double
bit.
Agent.
Just a little
That's
bit,
true. He
yeah.
had his head shaved, and I feel like there's a scene maybe where you're wearing a fucking...
Yeah, but not much.
You
It's
just go
not
from
loose
wetsuit
shirt.
to different type of suit.
Yeah.
Steven, you want to jump up and hop in the chair and robe up accordingly?
Splinter Cell guy.
You're allowed to move that mic if it... I was doing the whisper thing, like you're trying to do loud whispering, but it just tore my voice
Splinter
apart.
Cell falls into a category of games that just meld into 10 other games.
Yeah,
I feel like I
guess
see the cover of it in my mind, and I'm like,
you're right. At that time, it was Metal Gear, Splinter Cell, and there was that other PlayStation one that wasn't as
Ghost.
good.
I feel
Siphon
like-
Filter.
yeah,
a couple of those
Deus
ones.
The guy with the arm.
Human Revolution.
Yeah, there was a bit of stealth in that kind of thing, but it was definitely like
It wasn't even what it was about. It was just more just like the idea.
Yeah, the
It
box
was like
art.
spy
The box
dude on a mission. There's like technology. There's
yeah.
You can never use all the gadgets in Splinter Cell. You have a billion gadgets.
That's
and you get
true.
to the end of the game, it's like, oh, I just shot everyone with my pistol. I didn't use it.
That's poor game design.
It did
It should either force you into it or it should make it so inviting you can't refuse.
Yeah.
It did always have the sticky shockers that did the like,
Yeah, they were
damn
amazing.
it,
Yeah.
Fisher. We
Yeah.
needed him alive. And you're like, oh, do it again.
Damn it, Fisher.
Every time.
There's always some
Middle-aged
Georgian...
white guy in a black outfit era. Exactly,
That's true,
Bullfrog.
There were a lot of those, for
All
sure.
right. So, Budge, are you in character?
Yes.
Excellent. Josh, we seeing audience has got it?
Audience is reacting like they can.
Excellent.
Nice.
What'd you do at work today?
What did I do at? What didn't I do at work today? It was a busy day. A lot of confrontation.
Wow.
Confrontation.
Interesting.
Okay. Would you say that you're quite antagonistic in confrontation?
Well, I mean, I work in a very antagonistic work environment.
Okay.
So confrontation is just kind of part of it.
Sure.
Yeah.
Do you work in a team environment or do you like to work alone?
Occasionally, I'll have a teammate. You know, occasionally I'll team up. But no, at the end of the day, it's really about what I do.
Helpful.
Cool.
Are you like a hands-on approach with your work?
I mean, yeah, very much so. They say, they do say many hands make light work.
Very cool.
But it's really still up to me how the day goes. Sometimes it goes good, sometimes it goes bad. Yeah.
Do you would you say you're you
Cold.
use
Sorry.
your hands mostly or do you have a weapon?
No, I don't think I've ever used a weapon, but potentially maybe once. I can't quite remember, to be honest. But no, generally, I am the weapon.
Sure. Yeah,
interesting,
right.
interesting.
Quite physical then.
I'm a physical guy. Yeah.
Yeah,
I work out.
Into conflict.
Yeah.
Nice.
I work
Okay.
out. And I'm also very good at cooking. Just by the way.
Are you?
Yeah, that's not really related.
That's
Is
good.
that
That's a good hand. Doesn't make sense at all.
That's
Let's
in the
just
canon?
say, if
Does
I'm
not-
making
that's why I'm here.
if I'm making
Sure.
a degustation, I got it all covered. Don't worry. I'm very,
Okay.
but it's not really related to me.
Sure,
Just a
okay.
side note. Don't read into that too much.
Or at
Okay.
all. Forget that.
Great.
So,
It's a personal hobby that's not related to what we're doing today.
have you been kind of in games lately, or are you kind of had a few seasons off, or what's going on? Are you working much lately?
I'm usually pulled for the game.
Yeah,
I'm usually I'm very good in my field, and
But you've been around since the start.
yeah,
okay.
right
Early
from the
days.
start, absolutely, and I think I have, I've gone on holiday for one or two, but most of the time I feel like I'm there.
Yeah,
Interesting.
Sometimes I'm a little hard to find.
Wow.
Ooh.
I
Okay.
think I might be remembering it wrong.
Would you say that? Would you say that most of the time you find yourself in like one-on-one battles, or you like fighting groups and stuff in your like?
Oh yeah, most of
work?
the time it's one-on-one.
One-on-one.
Yeah. Like I said before, I will team up occasionally, but it's brief. They kind of come and do their thing, and I got it from here. Don't worry.
Gotcha.
Is your line of work? You go to work. It's you're facing off against one other kind of adversary, and is it like to the death?
Yeah, usually.
Yeah,
Yeah.
interesting.
And it's a stressful, as I said, it's a stressful work environment. Many arguments. Sometimes it feels like we're just kind of coming up with reasons to have an argument with each other when really we don't need to. But someone will say something, and I'll be like, "Oh, I'm gonna take offense to that. Let's go."
Can I ask
common.
what your relationship is with like the muscular skeletal system of another person's body, and if that plays into your work at all?
Oh, well, let's just say I am ripped. I am a dish. I am well fit. And muscles
if, in terms of dishes, you've probably got a little more on to serve than other people do.
Yeah, we know
absolutely.
these are cool.
Like I said, I'm very, very good in the kitchen, but that's not really related to my job and who I am as a person. It's just another. But there's lots of things that I do very well compared to others.
Little extra on the sides, you might say.
Absolutely. You're very. It's. I'm. Let's just say I don't like. I like to show off my muscles because I have so many of them.
I would love to know if you grew up in Japan.
I don't think so. I mean, I can see the character in my head, but I don't know.
I was about to say,
it's a Mortal Kombat character.
There's potential that both people on the couch here don't know the name of this character.
I don't know the name of the character. I'm
But
going to
if you
say
can
it's
describe-
Krungo. He's the four-arm big orange dude from Mortal Kombat.
Orange, you say?
Is
Like,
it orange?
am I orange?
Is he orange? No.
No.
Survey says Krongo.
Krongo?
Not quite, but
That's
He's
not
orange.
But,
Goro, that was pretty fucking close.
Krongo to Goro. I'll pay that. I will pay that.
That was actually close.
Yeah, well done. All right.
Did you guess it?
I knew exactly who it was when you said how many hands have you got.
He can't help himself. He's like, I'm not playing, obviously, because I
say
can't
how
use
many
it.
hands have you got?
He said he gets hands on. You're like, how many hands on?
I know. Every single
that means
time.
more than two.
He can't help himself. This is your version of spoiling the ending or
I
something.
realised this one was-
you set up the game
I panicked
and
that
then
it was a
can't
hard one.
help yourself.
I panicked.
But give people the answer.
Get over here, Goro.
Every time.
I was so hoping.
Realm as well.
It's actually adorable. Did I say more than...
Oh.
Because I know that it comes from a place of you being so excited about the thing that you've made.
It's the panic of going, I made a hard one. They're never going to get it. We're going to be
No,
for
it's
hours.
fine. We'll get there eventually.
I was so waiting for someone to say, do you have 4 arms? And I was going, yes, of course I have 4 arms. Everybody does.
And then everyone goes, you must be Gronko.
Hello, I'm Krongo.
I arrived at Mortal Kombat, which is why I was asking about spines.
You guys did well to get there.
But then when you said,
I'm sorry about the cooking thing.
yeah, you took it
You
a
did
different
the opposite
direction.
of me. I spoil it and you derail it.
Then I went back to Street Fighter and I was like, oh, maybe he's a Honda.
Oh, right.
E-Honda.
E-Honda, yeah.
Because he has
Hondas.
many. Yeah, when he's moving quick, it looks
Got a lot
like
of
he's got many hands.
And
Yeah.
Totally.
Steph, do you want to jump up?
me.
Go for it.
I think Goro's in
I won't
most of
help
the
with this one.
games.
Goro's,
Yeah.
I think, in almost every game.
You have to
definitely know the
unlock him or
character.
DLC him
Yep.
in some of them, but you can play him for the first time in 3, I think.
I'm sorry. I didn't mean to
But
ruin
Goro,
it.
you could. You know what I should have brought up?
It's just so funny. Like you ask this question, and then you like sit back, like that was a good one.
I did say an illegal word. I said muscles, I think. At
I've
one
said an
point.
illegal word as well. So we're even.
Well, Steph's
That's
Duke Nukem,
illegal.
so fuck you all.
You know, you could beat Goro in Mortal Kombat 1 just by crouching and doing high kick.
Really?
He had no
The little,
defense
like,
against that.
chop,
Yeah, just
chop. That one?
Imagine seeing that in a fight. Come on, let's go.
Up, it was like,
In the end? No, that was a
No,
different
that
one?
it was when he was doing cancelled culture and it was
Oh, yeah.
StarCraft Ghosts and he's like.
he was like, and you said, I forget what you said, but you were like, because he was
Why are we
drawing,
doing
he was, as you're supposed to, kind of drawing it out.
And you're like, he's not got it.
And you said something like,
Getting crafted in the stars, maybe.
Yeah, yeah. And he was like, I know it's StarCraft, Gus.
He didn't call me out on it. I was like, well played, Raj. All right, good luck on this one, you chumps. I'm
Yeah.
sitting this one out.
Fuck
All
you.
right. You want to just get comfy, Steph,
Yeah, cool.
and try and stay
You're
still.
going to be in here for a
Sorry,
long
sorry. That
time.
was
We're
not
cooking.
helping
We're
you.
cooking.
What is Steph's one?
It'd be hard with 4 arms to there'd be a lot of things where the arms would get in the way, and
I
clothing
think he just
would be
does that
challenging.
thing you were in. He just crosses the
Just
top
cross
ones
the
for
top
most
one.
of it.
Yeah.
They did. He was in the first Mortal Kombat movie. Is that really horrible, like prosthetically?
Oh,
like,
that's right,
And it was
yeah.
Think of
terrible.
what you could do, though. Think of what you could do. Make a cup of tea and...
Yeah.
Toast.
Wank.
Butter your toast at the same time.
Gus.
You could be
You
wanking
do
24/7
surgery and
if you
wank.
wanted to.
Sorry.
You could play catch with your son and wank.
All right, we're ready.
Milk and sugar. All right.
Be good at the drums.
That's true.
Yeah.
Wanking.
While wanking.
You've always got that one free hand.
All right. Steph's good to go.
Yeah.
All right.
All right, you two, take it away.
All right, Steph. What's that smell?
Can you smell it?
It's the scent of the jungle.
Oh, earthy.
Yeah.
Do you
We can smell
often...
the
It
leaf
sounds
litter.
like some fresh jungle smells and cicadas in the air. It's a
Ooh.
fun place to be.
Cicadas.
Do you live in the jungle?
Yeah.
Oh, have you always lived in the jungle?
I don't know.
Yeah, cool. Yeah. But you spend most of your time in the jungle.
You're there now.
The plunge of interest being dropped.
You're there now, and that's what matters.
Sometimes, yeah, I would say yes. No, I would say like I spend time in the jungle here,
Yep.
but like my expected habitat would be less jungly.
Oh, interesting.
Expected habitat would be
Expected
less
habitat.
jungly. So you're a furry friend.
Yeah, I got some fur on me.
Oh, really?
Yeah, nice.
Yeah. Oh, that's cute.
Yeah. Are you the star of your own kind of game, or are you kind of just like you hang out with some people, or?
Yeah, I'm the main event, baby.
Oh,
right.
interesting. Yeah. What's your favorite food? What do you like to eat?
I love just like fruit mostly.
Yeah, okay.
I like to snack on fruit most of the time.
I'm pretty sure you can't say that.
Yeah,
Fruit?
can't.
We'll pretend you didn't say that.
Yeah.
Bam! Illegal word! Illegal word!
I'm like, the one thing she can't say is fruit. She's like, I eat fruit. I'm like, fuck this guy.
Have you ever been like completely flat, like 2D, as far as you're aware? Or did you really just kind of start things off being in the third dimension? If you can remember.
I've always been pretty round and fuzzy.
Yeah, okay.
Round
yeah,
and
nice.
fuzzy.
Yeah, okay.
And fruity. Eat fruit. You eat fruit.
Do you... Oh, you go.
No, please. No. You're in...
Have you got 4 arms?
Can you wank at all times?
I mean, I still don't know who you are. But I'd like to ask: are you on an island? Can you spend time on an island? It's kind of where you're.
Look, where I'm from, people don't like that as a term. We like to be part of the same. We like to be a part of the whole.
Checks out.
Part of the whole.
Yeah.
Okay, I thought I knew who this was,
Yeah,
but
we're just
part of the
we
whole
just-
has thrown me a little.
People just like people think that we're a small island community, but you know we're part of the bigger picture, man.
Small community of fuzzies that eat fruit.
Yep.
Part of the community.
Yeah.
Do you get into debt by any chance? Like, do you get loans and then have to earn stuff to pay
Paternity
them
loan
back?
at all, or-
Do you have a lot of loans to pay back?
No.
Okay.
Okay.
I'm actually confused now.
Yeah.
I'm going to go back to my original theory just in case. Do you often wear do you have a friend that's also a mask?
That's a very specific question. Why, yes, I do.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Yeah, well, the whole.
Yeah, we're back on it.
Yeah, I think we're back on it.
Yeah.
Do you like to spin on the spot a little bit down there? Kind of
When you're
having a
excited?
little spin.
I've spun around a few times.
Have you ever?
I'd say it's one of my favorite things to do, actually.
Nice. Have you ever run towards and jumped at the camera while something's rolling from behind you?
I do that sometimes. Yeah.
How often in a day does your head come in contact with a crate?
Oh man, I fucking love those.
Let's bring it up.
much, and I just love smashing them.
Crash
Sometimes I'll do a spin to smash them.
What's Crash Bandicoot's fucking? What's the community of the whole?
Tasmania.
He's from Tasmania.
Are you saying Tasmania's a whole?
Isn't Ty the Tasmanian tiger from Tasmania? Crash Bandicoot's not Tasmania.
Crash is technically from Tasmania. Well, the bandicoot.
He's a bandicoot.
Bandicoots, and
Yeah.
In the wiki,
Right,
it's
okay.
like from Tassie.
Oh,
So
you
it's
just
just
got another
referencing.
hand
There you
there
go.
from him.
They
and
like to be part of Australia, not Tasmania.
Yeah, I was trying to say that Tasmanians don't like being referred to as an island. They're part of the nation.
Oh no, Tasmania
Oh,
is.
you meant as a whole, not a
Yes.
physical hole in the
Yeah.
ground.
Well,
Yeah.
I was,
And
Yeah.
before Steph comes back, we should be doing this with all of them. If you could just green screen over your whole face, just so we can see the stump version of the character that we created.
Oh no.
Fair bit of Photoshop in that. All right, well done, Steph. Crash Bandicoot.
I thought it might be Animal Crossing at one point.
Yeah, no,
because
I
of
like
the
that
fuzzy
question.
creatures.
Am I gonna jump
and
up?
the island, but it's not an island, we're a community.
I was thinking,
I was
what
like-
game has a big hole?
Yeah.
What game has a big hole? Yeah,
Which technically Crash Bandicoot, you jump
I
over
wasn't
holes
sure.
all the time.
I wasn't sure if I said part of the country that it would
Oh,
be
yeah,
too
I see.
obvious, and so I was
Yeah.
trying to be
Yeah,
like.
I mean,
Yeah.
fruit
vague.
wasn't so, like, you know, if you're an animal in a video game, you're probably eating fruit to get healthy.
fruit's a big
Yeah,
part of it.
yeah,
It was
yeah.
not so, like,
Yeah.
I was like, immediately, I was like, oh, it's Donkey Kong and you're collecting bananas. And stuff.
Yeah, right,
When you
right,
asked 2D, I was like,
That's
yeah,
when I knew-
Donkey Kong
that's when I
Country.
knew, I
That's when it was
think.
Crash
Yeah.
area,
Yeah.
Yeah, it was good.
What was the debt question?
Animal Crossing.
Animal Crossing.
Animal Crossing, you know,
Oh,
all
of
the bells
course,
and everything.
the bells, yeah,
Tom
yeah,
Nook
yeah,
and his
yeah, 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 yeah.
mafia-like tactics.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Apparently, this one needs.
To set up for you, Joshy?
Oh, I'm just saying I'm worried.
Easy. And just a reminder that Gus made all the ones for us, but Will has made the ones for Gus, so he's got no clue what they are.
Great.
And we can all have a stab at it.
I liked being Goro. I like seeing all those muscles on me. I was like, this is what it's like. Have all these kinds of muscles.
Yeah, but think about how much time you must have to spend in the gym. I always think
Yeah.
that anytime I see someone who's just like really ripped, I'm like, that's a daily commitment.
Yeah, that's
You
your
know?
life.
That's
is-
such a
Not
big
every day,
part.
Steph.
That's a big percentage of your life. Oh yeah, tell me more.
How often?
I don't know who I am yet. Sorry.
And also, I think about how much you might have to eat.
All right,
As
we're
a
ready.
person, like how much more you have to eat just to maintain it.
I've got a friend who bulks. He's got a spine injury, and he bulks hardcore because that helps him protect his spine, so he doesn't need an operation. One day he's going to not be bulky enough, and he's probably going to have to really a risky, awful operation on his back. So he's been. Last time I saw him, he wasn't bulked, and now he's like so wide, and it's awesome. But yeah, he has to.
can't say
he used to be a
it.
vegetarian. He has to eat meat because he needs all that protein. He's like really. Yeah.
I know who you are. Fuck. I know exactly who he is.
How do you know?
Because of
That's fine.
the syllable that he said in that sound, and then he said, "Oh, I can't say it."
Oh,
which
fuck
means
you, Pete.
he
You're great at
can't
it.
say
Oh, well, we didn't hear
the
it, so you
thing.
can stay out of it.
Yeah.
Steve.
Are you bulky?
Huh?
Are you bulky?
No.
No,
what?
I know you're not. I
Have
know
we
you're not.
begun?
I know who you are.
Hi.
Hi.
So great to see you.
Hello.
I'd love to know a little bit more about.
Oh, fuck. G'day.
I'd love to know a little bit more about
Bad word.
this predicament you find yourself in right now.
I'm fine.
Are
Are you okay?
Yeah, I'm great. Why would you be concerned about me?
Because I'm here.
Where's here?
Oh, wherever you need me to be.
Okay.
Sound very helpful.
Are you
Shut up.
Are you clipping?
You say you clippy?
Well, could you help me with a WordPerfect document?
Nah.
Okay.
Something else. Totally could.
Yeah, okay. So can we just get help from you whenever we want, essentially? Oh, only certain times. Yeah.
Would you say you're like a sidekick or like a main? Do you have main character energy?
I like to think I have main character energy.
Yeah, okay.
But
You like to think you do?
Yeah,
you
you
do.
got main character energy, but you're not the main character, I reckon.
Right, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Would you call yourself annoying? Do people see you as annoying? Like, you're probably not, but
That's a
People
bad
see
word for
annoying?
sure. No.
yeah, I'm annoying.
you're well aware that you're annoying.
Oh, hell yeah.
Would you say that you like to kind of hover around for the
this is
moments
quick.
when you might be like useful?
You just kind of pop into existence and
Yeah.
harass and annoy.
Yeah.
but-
Okay.
Do we victimized? Fuck off.
Can you fly?
Yeah. I'm back to the baby voice.
Can you sing a melody that you may have heard? What was that? Is it Goro again? It's weird that they would do Goro twice.
Yeah.
Strange to do it twice.
Amazing. Well, I'm so glad to. I'm so glad that you've graced us with your presence. Next time I need to open a chest or find something.
Amazing.
I'll definitely.
Amazing.
I literally started like, you're like, hello. I'm like, hello.
I actually don't have a buzzer in the show at the
We need
moment,
one.
so I just vocally did the buzzer.
It was good. It was
Fantastic.
good.
That's very
That was
good.
good.
Very good.
Yeah.
Amazing.
That's a screen
You
grab
nailed the
for
Navi
sure.
voice.
Yeah, it was perfect.
Hello.
It was perfect.
Yeah, but on when you were like, I'm ready, you were like, I'm ready! And I was like, it's like a Navi. And then you're like, oh, I can't disrupt them by saying, hey, listen.
I didn't go too high. That's just my regular voice. But all right. Ha! All right.
I love it. I
Well
love it.
done.
That was great.
You
That
played
was great.
you played the weird thing in the ball well in this
Yeah,
game.
that's true.
I like you
Yeah,
wobbling
yeah.
around a lot. I'm like, isn't that going to look weird on a body? And then I was like,
I
have nobody.
The hover. The hover.
I have nobody. Alright, I'll go straight.
Peter, we got 2 each, so you get another one. Well done.
Oh,
this is fun.
He's ever
I
so
love
clever at it.
I love
Yeah.
it. It's a good.
nice.
If it wasn't so involved, it would be a great party game.
Yeah, if you didn't need cameras and
Pre-made Photoshop
Josh,
sequences and green screen. Yeah,
Yeah.
it'd be the perfect party game.
Whenever I've played Celebrity Head, it has always been like some politician or musician. I have no idea who they are. Pull it off.
It's Donald
is
Trump
Lizzo?
or Don Bradman. It's like it's
Oh, yeah.
always those two.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's always those two.
Yeah.
Now, yeah. Yeah.
Yes, sir.
I'm going to make a request for this one, Peter.
Yes, okay.
Oh yeah.
Can you... I just
Can you
need you in a
twist your-
specific...
Chat, how's it
I need you
going?
in a specific
How are you?
pose.
You can see
Ooh, a specific pose.
Other way, I think.
How exciting. We go 5 out of 5 on banned words. It's hard.
spin that shit.
It's hard to keep looking at the banned
All the way
words when you're
over
having a
here.
conversation and also
bring
trying to
your
think
right
about
shoulder. Yeah, like that, and then...
what did Gus say a banned word then? Surely not.
I think the first thing he said was banned. He said hello, I think, which was banned.
Hello was
I
banned?
think it might have been. Yeah.
It was, hey, hi, hello, listen. They're all banned.
Sure. Okay.
I avoided saying hey, but then I just said hello and looked down the list.
Have you
just
finished
Like fruit. There it was.
Tears of the Kingdom?
I have. I finished it the other weekend.
I believe
I
it's
raced to
Tears
the
of
end.
the Kingdom.
Tears of the Kingdom?
Yeah.
Okay.
Tears.
And did you enjoy it?
I liked it a lot, but I felt
Because
like
you're a huge fan of the first game.
Oh no, are you Lapras?
it's not Lapras.
Are you my dreams?
I did a podcast with Ruby where we both dissected what we liked and more
yeah.
importantly didn't like about it. And it was more to do with the fact that loved Breath of the Wild so much that just couldn't love this to the same amount. Meanwhile,
That's interesting. Do you feel like it's because it was like not the right time in your life to be approaching a game
Potentially.
that was so heavy on? I should listen to
first one
the
just about it.
podcast.
I saw one person say that their kids were playing this one and they were struggling a bit because he had to help them a lot more because of all the
told
building
me.
and stuff.
Can you tell me? We should talk to the character who's here.
Hi!
I'm here.
Oh my god.
You've arrived.
You have arrived.
Wow.
Oh my stars. You are gorgeous. Oh. Are you a sensual kind of person? Is this? I'm getting some sensual vibes. Would you say you're Yeah?
Are you Navi?
Yeah.
You got it.
Yeah, I'm pretty sensual.
Yeah, okay.
Cool.
Yeah.
I would love to know if what kind of line of work you're in.
Yeah.
I'm in the line of work of saving the planet
Oh, okay.
from all sorts of different attacking things. I haven't played any of these games, but I'll stop them. I'll stop them all.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Stop them all.
Do you have a particular style or weapon or like what's something you could tell me that would help
Isn't on
us
the
out with,
banned
like,
word
what do you-
list.
I've got all sorts of weapons at my disposal.
Oh.
But my real weapon comes from within.
Interesting. Would you say you're good with words?
I believe so. I believe I am. I sound good and I move well.
You sound good and you move well.
I really don't know what this game is about.
Challenge. Okay.
Would you say that you're involved in a lot of action?
Oh yeah, all the time. Action,
Nice.
action.
Yeah.
And would we mostly be like in a first-person perspective, or do we get to see you a lot?
You see a lot of me.
Right.
Interesting.
You see me a lot, and you see a lot of me.
Yeah.
And I'm just spamming away. I'm just spamming.
Spamming.
Yeah.
Do you are you like? Do you wear a lot of clothes, or are you like?
I am well clothed.
You're well clothed.
Are
So-
you?
Go.
I was gonna say, are you aware of having to avoid balls or orbs a lot? Is that something you're aware of? Lots of orbs or balls coming at you?
Look, I believe that there are slow projectiles that come at me that I can dodge.
Right.
Oh, wow.
Okay.
But I cannot confirm that there are orbs.
When you fight, you look good doing it, right?
I look great
You
doing
look great
it.
doing it.
I'm wearing a lot of
Yeah.
clothes, but they're tight.
Okay.
Would you say that hair is important to you?
Look, hair is me. I am nothing without my hair. Fuck. She said it first.
It's true. I did say it first.
Not how the band list works.
Well,
I'm still not sure.
I think it does.
Chat disagrees. Band.
It's a- he
number
can't-
one. Number one words
He
has been there.
can't bring it up, but once I brought it up, it's a
Pretend
discussion.
I didn't say hair because then I agree. Yes, it is important to me.
There we go.
Lots of characters have hair, so I'm still not sure.
Yeah. Okay. I would say, would you say your hair is so fabulous that you use it as a weapon?
Yes. I had to read the list again.
Hair is a weapon. I've probably got this wrong. Are you often in? No, I was gonna. When there's a cutscene and you're featured in it, is it like a little bit full on? Like, is it a bit?
It's crotchy.
It's crotchy. So we're seeing.
There's no denying it's crotchy.
We're
The
seeing
camera
some stuff
it doesn't
that,
need to be that low.
If you
Yeah.
if we were to describe a montage
Yeah.
of these
what I was thinking.
cutscenes, what's a way that we would describe that montage?
Vaginal.
Vaginal, right? Yeah.
And probably cheeky as well.
Not a banned word. Should we say hi?
Is that a banned word?
No, vaginal's fine.
No. That. Do you remember, chat? Do you remember?
Chat remembers.
We
Chat
remember. Do you
always
guys
remembers.
know?
Chat members.
Chat can see.
Yeah, that's true.
They can see the point. All right, let's have a look. Bring it up on the board and say hello to Bayonetta Peter.
Bayonetta.
Bayonetta Burns, everybody.
Oh my God, you're looking for Jesus Christ.
Oh.
It was Minge montage.
Yeah.
Minge montage.
That's
It was
right.
sweaty being that sexy.
Yeah.
Bayonetta.
Word number one, hair.
Did the latest Bayonetta was it also as gratuitous with the with that?
No,
They
the
pulled
latest,
it back, right?
I mean, the latest. It's
Yeah.
part of that character in terms of the hair. But the hair in the latest one, she projects into large like avatars that she fights with, and in the bottom, she just strips the hair off and stands at the bottom. It's like she's minuscule, just doing a little sexy dance, but you just can't see her. So you're like,
yeah.
cool. So the hair has made the big Godzilla you're fighting with, and at the bottom you just see a little like.
Yeah.
I thought it was
Nier
doing
for a
magic.
moment.
I thought it was Nier.
Yeah,
She would
a
always
little vibe, right? Like similar
create
kind
big
of-
things with her hair, but often, for a
At the
split
cost of
for
her
a split
clothes.
second, because her outfit was made from her hair.
But you're
as
also
well.
right. Just the general cutscenes when she was fully clothed, they were all just like legs akimbo and
Yeah.
camera zooming in places the camera shouldn't zoom.
Yeah.
Stephen, can I get up again?
Oh, my turn.
Yeah, she had
Dodge
like
that
a
mic.
she had like a Sailor Moon moment every time a battle started, and but instead of putting her hand up and holding a wand, it was just like crotch,
Turn
crotch,
around
crotch.
and
Yeah.
Three.
Yeah,
I
wow.
played like a third of three. I'd say like not quite half the game, and definitely didn't feel as gratuitous. It was off the fucking.
But it was
walls,
always
crazy.
very campy, so it was gratuitous, but it was like I don't know. I found it tongue in cheek
Yeah.
and more like.
Like if you released it now, you'd be like, no. But
Yeah,
maybe
but
for
at the time I remember
kind of-
I wasn't like super bothered by it in the way that I'd be bothered by like Quiet really annoyed me as a character.
Well,
Whereas this was more
guess who's
like,
up next?
Yeah.
Oh,
no,
great.
it's
Yeah.
not. It's not.
Do you
Quiet.
breathe through your skin?
I'm unsure who I am at the moment. I'm just kind of.
Sure.
All right,
yeah.
I'm still vamping.
Yeah,
All
yeah,
good.
yeah.
Fair
So
enough.
hang on. Do you remember with Nier, there was an achievement in the original game where you could look up if you angled the camera up the skirt of the character, you
God.
would get an achievement.
That's fine.
And they
That's
pulled
right.
it. They pulled it out. They removed it, and quite rightfully so, out of the remaster of the game.
And
people complained about it.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
The Steam reviews of that were like all negative because it was like
They
Oh, and the
reviewed
same
bombed
with
it,
the
didn't they?
fucking Resident Evil remake.
Resi 4, Ashley, it was like
That's
she
right,
always
yeah.
had, like, she'd crawl in tunnels ahead of you, and then if you looked up a ledge,
Oh,
she'd
but
do
there was
the
lollipop, there was lollipop chainsaw.
That's
yeah.
right.
But
Yeah,
they
yeah,
just
yeah.
stopped that, and
American
people like
McGee, right?
complained about it. It's like, for fuck's
What kind
sake.
of creepy fucker comes up
No,
with the
that's
idea of
Suda
like,
51.
you look up the
Suda
character's
51.
skirt, we'll give them an
Sorry,
achievement.
American
Yeah, that's
McGee.
good. Let's do that.
You want them to
Okay, Bajo.
That was just the
Right.
attitude back then, man. It was
Yeah.
just like,
Yeah.
All right, eyes off chat.
All right, take a second to adjust. And
Adjust yourself.
Find yourself.
Find
Find,
yourself.
find
in the
yourself.
character.
Find your banned words.
Who is he?
And just get ready.
It was that, and it was.
Hi there.
You happy?
A famous dragon.
I'm ready.
All right. How do you feel right now?
How do I feel?
Yeah.
Tired.
So, are you a bit sleepy?
sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you feel like you have a lot of responsibility on your shoulders?
Oh yeah. Yeah, I've got a lot of Yeah, there's a lot of things I need to save.
Yeah. And do you feel like
Right.
no one gives you the recognition you deserve?
I wouldn't say that. I think people know. The people know who I am, what I stand for. I think I'm pretty well known.
Yeah, right. So you're
Fair
quite
enough, yeah.
famous.
Oh yeah, I think I'm pretty famous.
You're famous on planet Earth.
As,
Yeah, to certain people, I think.
Sure. Okay.
Interesting. So you're a spacefaring adventurer, rogue.
Oh, I have been to space.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't live in space, but I'm pretty sure I've been there.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
A level or two.
Maybe. Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
Pretty sure.
Cool.
Tell if you're
I've been
flirting.
somewhere.
Are you human?
Am I human?
Mm.
No.
Are you robot?
No. No. I'm not a fan of robots.
You could be.
Interesting.
You have been?
Not a fan.
Never been?
You were be.
Oh,
Maybe.
maybe I had one robot friend.
One
at
special
point.
friend?
Maybe.
One
can't
robot
quite
friend.
remember.
What do you remember about that relationship?
I honestly can't remember.
Are you? Would you say you like to surround yourself with a team?
Oh yeah, I have people that help me. You know, I'm sometimes by myself. Sometimes I have a friend. It really depends on the game. But yeah, I'm more a solo act, I would say.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. Interesting.
Big space.
You've been to space.
Space isn't a big part of my life.
And you're
Yeah,
not
sure.
human.
No.
Do you use a special weapon, or do you like guns?
No. No. I am the weapon, I think.
Yeah, okay.
There may have been points where I have used particular weapons. I can't quite remember. I don't think so. Most of the time, I am the weapon.
How wide does your mouth open?
How wide? Not very wide.
Can you show me?
I got a cute little mouth.
Can you show me? Can you show me how wide your mouth opens?
He's doing it.
Okay, that's pretty small. It's not Kirby.
Good.
Yeah, cool. Okay. And do you wear a specific outfit typically for your work?
Yeah, I'm not really known for my outfit.
Yeah, okay.
I like to go easy breezy most of the time. You know.
Easy breezy.
Yeah, okay.
So
Yeah,
like
but you
a
know-
nude animal.
a
Well,
nude,
Well,
not
I'm not completely known.
yeah.
I
But
wouldn't
it's
go.
not Banjo wears shorts.
That's true.
I mean, I do wear some clothing.
Yeah, okay.
But I'm not. Yeah. You know, I just like to be free and easy.
Yeah,
Easy.
cool.
Yeah.
What is your main mode of transportation? Do you like to get around on foot? Do you have like a vehicle or something?
I do have a car.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but most of the time I get around on foot. Yeah, but I can drive.
You can drive.
Yeah.
Have you like raced?
Oh yeah, I've raced.
Do you
yeah.
like
course I've
kart
raced.
race and stuff?
Yeah.
Nice. Okay, interesting.
Yes,
you
well,
on
it's
foot?
not the main thing I do. But,
No,
it's
but
something
you
I do
have
from time-
kart raced
I have-
at some
yeah,
point.
yeah.
I'm just thinking animal.
Yeah.
Like usually, if it's an IP of one of those kinds of games, usually it's a kart racing one. So
But
like,
it's not Crash Bandicoot racing.
It's not Crash Bandicoot. It could be. It could be a. Are you a member of the ape family?
No.
Are you
Uh,
do you like to go fast?
Oh yeah, it's a pretty big part of my life.
Yeah.
As quick as possible.
Time to
Sure.
time. When you would you say that you like to become a ball sometimes? Like you know, you get into the ball. You know, how you get into like a ball shape.
I guess I resemble. I'm not an actual ball.
No, of course not.
I
Of
can
course
resemble a ball in many instances.
Are you?
Yeah.
Do you have a fear of commitment?
Do I have a fear of commitment? You know what?
If you-
I can't quite remember all
you collect
the
all these rings, but
intricacies
do you
of my
deliver them to anyone?
relationships.
Yeah, sure.
If you were to officiate a relationship, would you have anything on hand to do it?
Is Tails male or female?
Whatever he needs, they need to be.
It's not my place to answer that
I
question.
always thought Tails was like.
Put it on the
I
screen.
always thought Tails was like your bow.
Tails is a little boy.
Tails is
Tell us a little boy.
Yeah.
Uh, Miles Tails.
Yeah.
Miles, Tails, Prowl.
Look at that neck.
I'm starting to think you
There
guys
it
have got
We see. I love spin.
I love that it's too easy to be energetic, so he has to start with,
Yeah.
how are you?
Yeah.
Tired.
Yeah. That's great. That was great. That was awesome. I love
run
that.
so much. Of course I'm tired.
Yeah, of course.
Congrats.
Look away.
Sonic,
Look-
it's so great to have you here. Thank you so much.
That's when he's drowning.
Beauty.
Oh, yeah. With the bubbles, yeah.
Chili dogs.
Chili dogs.
I don't remember chili
I
dogs.
remember the Sonic racing game, and I remember they had one of those like egg basket ones that was super fun. Where you had to
basket ones?
yeah, like where you had to fill your nest with eggs, and it was like one of those.
It's like their version of a battle cart racer kind of
Yeah,
thing.
yeah.
Right.
It was
People
a-
often furious at the fact that they should just run, and they're like, no, we're getting carts now.
You Hedgehog
It's to
wasn't a
level the
bad
playing
word.
field because he's that was
Hedgehog
really
given,
hard
you're
not
not
to
allowed to
spoil.
say
They
a
had
character
little
name.
planes.
And
Yeah,
it's
yeah. I
Sonic,
can
that's
imagine.
really
That was
challenging
very,
to
that
not
was
spoil. I
very
had to keep my
restrained
answers
on
short.
your part.
You did well.
Yeah.
The moment I
Good
mentioned
job.
speed.
Steph,
Yeah.
Steph, you got another
Yeah.
one?
Steph, round two.
Well, no, I was going through all of the as soon as I was
No,
going
yes.
through all
Yeah.
the kart races of animals, I was like, it's got to be Donkey Kong, it's got to be Sonic, it's got to be one of those, and we knew it wasn't Crash Bandicoot.
Assumed.
Process of elimination.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Steph,
like
you've got
Crash
one more.
Tag games, actually.
I've got one more. And then Stephen has one more.
Ooh.
Oh, do I? I've done two already.
I know.
Oh.
A third one.
The third special one for Stephen.
Hey, special boy. You special boy.
Am I a special
You
boy?
special boy.
I get a third one. I'm a special guest. Hello.
Maybe it was too easy. All right, I'll make him harder next time.
You could go more obscure, but then you run the risk of the person not knowing who they are. But
Exactly.
then that could also be fun.
Like old mate Krogo.
Oh, mate. What was his name?
I don't know.
Gronko.
Krongo.
We all remember Krongo.
I feel like with this game, I need to kind of push my line of questions because I feel like I always come close, and then it's like if I don't have it 100% confirmed, I don't continue down that line, and then I pivot so hard in a different direction
Yeah.
that I confuse myself.
This could be a trickier one. I'm just putting it out there. No spoilers. I'll see how we go. Potentially.
All right.
Potentially.
I don't
Potato.
feel like
ready?
this shirt. I would call it marigold.
I would call it American cheese.
I would call it cat vomit, but in a good way.
Okay.
But in a good way. He said in a good way.
No, I'm more worried about your cat's health. I'm like, what has your cat been eating?
No, because he eats
Yellow.
I shouldn't
yellowy
ask.
kind of
Yellows.
triangle biscuits. Indigestion.
Straight
good
up
for the
yellows.
belly. Yeah.
Okay, are we ready?
I hope so, because otherwise we're going to talk about cat vomit for another 5 minutes.
It's not particularly musty.
It's a great shirt. I think you look nice.
Thank you.
It suits you that color.
It was on
I couldn't
sale.
pull that color off.
on
It
sale.
was, guess what it was next to? Denim. It's a Lee shirt. All the denim was on sale recently, and Peter didn't believe me.
I did not believe you.
Oh,
I bought the
hey.
shirt
hello.
today.
Hi
Talk about my
there.
shirt? I can
How you doing?
Hi.
Hi.
I love the attempt at
I
a
was
voice.
about to do a voice, and then I was like, maybe I shouldn't.
That's a good voice.
How
You
you
did.
feeling
That voice is
today?
good.
How you feeling? You feel good?
I'm feeling wild right now.
Whoa.
Yeah,
Wild.
adrenaline coursing through my veins.
Whoa, you're an intense
Adrenaline.
person.
Yeah.
Oh, interesting. Are you out to like win a race or something?
A race to. All those words I
A
can't
race
say.
war.
A race to be the best at doing what I do. Hell yeah, but not a specific running race or driving race. No.
Catch a Pokemon?
Nah.
Okay.
You can just say no when it's a complete.
yeah, you can say no. You can say no.
Not like a chat.
I'm not. Can you is that a wristwatch?
I might have one on. I don't know. I know what I'm not. I mean,
You are, aren't you?
It's not helpful.
You're covered in watches.
I don't know. I'm not. I wouldn't say that that's something that bothers me.
All right.
Right.
Well
Are
done,
you,
Stephanie.
Are you? How would you describe where you are right now? Like.
Oh man, it's I'm getting around the city, just doing what I do.
Wow. Wild in the city.
Wild in the city.
Some real interdimensional cable level of ad-libbing here. Just doing in the city.
Doing what I do in the city.
Are you human in the city?
Yeah.
Human in the city,
Human
being
in the
wild.
city, being
Of course I am.
wild.
What do I look like? Come on.
Are you? Was someone walking here?
Maybe.
Oh, okay.
Are you maybe the person in the crazy taxi? Are you a crazy taxi driver?
Are you a physical taxi?
I've probably been in a cab at some point.
Been in a cab.
Wild and crazy in the city in a cab. Are you losing your hair? Are you balding? Would you say you're balding?
I think so. Yeah.
Oh, I'm not sure.
Bring, bring. Can you answer the phone? Bring.
Hello?
Hey, Nico, do you want to go bowling?
I don't know who Nico is, sorry.
Wrong number.
Are you like would you how would you describe him?
like
Do you
he's
know
on
who
the scent.
I think I know who I'm talking
You're sniffing
about.
it out.
okay.
You're off.
Yeah,
So
okay.
I'm taking wild
go
stabs.
for it again. Have another swing.
Okay, you go.
No, I've got no wild
Okay.
stab right now.
Do you kind of like mostly kind of in like do you steal cars? Do you steal cars?
I don't need to. I've got a car that I can use whenever I want.
Oh, right, but have you stolen cars? And you could steal a car if you wanted to.
Like probably within my jurisdiction, I'm allowed to do whatever I want.
Jurisdiction, you say? Ah,
She's a cop.
Are you a member of the law enforcement?
Yeah, but like people don't really necessarily know that by looking at me.
Oh, so an
Undercover.
cop.
I actually don't know now. Undercover.
We've cracked this case.
You Goro. No, I actually am
In the
unsure.
city,
In the
has a
city,
car.
wild,
FBI?
law enforcement.
Law enforcement?
Law enforcement,
Someone
wild.
a little fan.
Do you use a gun?
Absolutely.
Whoa.
Can you show me your badge?
It's a terrible question.
I like game-breaking questions. Show me your badge, or I won't believe that you're a cop. And I'm not coming with you.
Do you work in a team?
No, it's mostly me. Mostly just me, like doing stuff in the city. And I have a very specific purpose for why I am motivated to do what I do.
Oh, you on a personal vendetta?
Yeah.
Okay.
Are you in Hong Kong?
I just don't want to talk about it.
Oh, you're
Very
sad.
upset.
You're sad.
Yeah.
Are you?
Oh, guys.
I got no idea.
I'd rather not just talk about it, please.
I'd rather not talk about it because you're sad.
You're wild. You're sad.
Yeah.
You're a cop or in law. Are you an actual police person?
Yeah, but I like fly fast and loose with the law, man. I kind of just like make up my own rules.
Are you in America?
Yeah.
Okay, so. God damn.
I honestly don't know. But we can keep asking questions.
Yeah.
But it's just it's hard. I've just got to keep doing what I'm doing because they have to pay, man. They have to pay.
Do you
They have to pay what happened.
Yeah,
to
okay.
for what happened.
Do you like slow? Do you often go in slow motion?
Why don't I know what it is?
Yeah, I have no respect for time and
Okay.
Blinks the time sleeper.
and that doesn't matter to me at all.
Right. Okay. Were you recently maybe a bit of an alcoholic as well?
Yeah, look, I sometimes you just gotta blow off steam, you know, and maybe sometimes I take things a little bit too far, and you know, booze, drugs, like whatever I can get my hands on, just to numb the pain of what happened, man. Just to numb the pain of what happened.
Max Payne?
Yeah.
At this point, I couldn't believe they kept asking questions.
What was that?
It is Max Payne.
I'm the Look at you on the side.
was
Amazing.
hard.
I was the narration in her head.
That was hard because I couldn't quite remember why Max Payne
I
did
don't
what he
remember why he
did.
was
Can we check the banned words quickly?
Don't know why he was sad.
Because that'll help. No, you
you're
didn't.
good.
But you asked any reasons why he was revengeful.
Revengeful? Look at that stump.
Look at that. That's a nice
dead
stump.
wife.
Dead wife.
Okay.
Dead
Yeah,
wife.
yeah.
Oh, his
Yeah,
wife
so you couldn't say dead wife. You just started crying.
How
Well
great.
done.
Yeah, I
good.
said
that
I
was
was
good.
I
That
was
was tough.
I was motivated by the thing that happened, and they had
Totally.
to pay.
Yeah.
couldn't remember.
No, that was good. That was well played.
Yeah.
We just didn't get to pain.
God, how good was that? I recently replayed, 4 years ago, Max Payne, the Rockstar one, and it's so good.
Yeah.
And I went and watched the review that we did for it, and I don't know if you guys remember, we had a montage, but you know the slow motion things don't always go to plan.
Yes,
And
I
so,
remember
we
that
had
montage.
We had a montage of like slow motion, like off into the water.
Yeah.
yeah.
And the final one was
That's
so long, he's
right.
turning to shoot, and then he just dogs his head on a pole.
And I don't know if Andy put it in post or if it was in the game, the dunk of the head colliding with the metal bar. It was so
I
fucking
totally
perfect.
forgot about
Didn't
that.
that have,
Yeah, totally.
3 had multiplayer, so we could all run around a little map doing funny dives everywhere? It wasn't slow-mo.
Was that
but
a
you-
mod? I can't
No,
remember.
no,
I don't
3
think
had
Did
multiplayer.
it really?
Yeah.
'Cause there are Matrix mods and stuff that
Yes.
I remember playing, but Max Payne 3 was so good. Oh, I wish they'd do another one. I really do.
3,
the
the
chromatic aberration, how do you say it?
Yeah.
That was
Three-
too
the
full
edit,
on though.
The
That
edit
did my
for
head
the
in,
review
but
of
everything
3
else was
used all,
amazing.
and he did all that as well. Like, did all that like, glitchy, like
Yeah,
flickering in and
that's
out
right,
of it.
yeah.
And, oh, it was good.
Really cool. I know Rockstar, I think they picked up that game, didn't they? Like it started development with someone else maybe, and maybe
Yes.
they picked it
Yeah.
up.
Yeah.
But much like LA Noire, but they just, it's so
They
good.
took 3.
It's still
1 and
so
2
good.
were done as like dark noir New York things, and then
Why
they
didn't
took
they do
3.
I think T to the G is under it as Remedy, who have gone on to make
Yeah.
Alan Wake and
I feel like I always want to do the voice, but then the voice always feels like it's too much of a giveaway.
Yeah.
The first
could
model.
have got us there.
The first Max Payne model for 1 and 2 was one of the developers who is the Remedy guy who's in Control.
All right.
Something is happening behind you
Oh,
that
is
is
it?
sounds.
I needed some extra time to set this one up, and trust me, it's worth the wait.
Amazing.
Okay. Will's gonna.
Sam Lake.
I was just wondering if anyone-
Sam
Sam
Lake,
Lake,
yeah, he was
yeah.
the guy who just did the face for it, the face mapping for Max Payne 1, and then they were like, oh, you're now this character.
He's a studio lead, yeah.
Just wondering if anyone
That's
chose
right.
Okay,
heard of
I think we're
Amazon
ready.
Prime
All right,
before.
ready when you are.
Sorry?
So
Anyone in
remember,
chat heard
Gus,
of
just
Amazon
take
Prime
a
before?
take a
Amazon
moment
Prime?
to really
Just
get
curious
into
about
character
Okay.
and take a look at your words. Make sure
anyone
you're
in
not,
chat
you
heard
know.
of Amazon Prime before.
Are you asking if they might chuck a little cheeky Prime sub this way?
They might have one. I'm not
yeah,
sure.
oh,
I
yeah.
saw someone did before.
Oh, we'll take it. We'll take it.
we'll
We'll take
take
your Prime
Amazon
sub.
Prime.
Give it
Why
to
not?
Hang
me.
on, didn't work. Hang on.
Give
I'm with you. Okay,
Give it
give
to
it a
me.
shot.
Amazon
All right,
Prime.
again. Technical difficulties, guys. Continue talking.
just
Give
keep
me
talking
the
about
Amazon Prime.
Or have you considered supporting us on Patreon? That's how this show exists.
Yeah, please do.
check a
Check
little
check us out on
Patreon
Patreon.
What a great time.
Patreon.com/back_pocket.
One of the fun things we like
On
to do here
underscore.
on Back Pocket is if you subscribe to a certain tier, we'll make you an ad. And we've made some crazy ads. We've made an ad that was a parody of a life insurance commercial. We've made an ad that was a parody of a 4 and 20 pie commercial.
Yep.
We've made an ad that was a parody of a
Here's who hasn't sued us so far.
medical
Yeah,
cream.
yeah, yeah.
Play
Don't
school.
come for us.
I did a pie ad once for Garlo's Pies.
You did a pie ad?
But
Amazing.
it was like a pitch. You know, we make the ad and we pitch it to Garlo's Pies. But in the ad, I'm running around. I'm in a club and I go, ooh, my stomach hurts.
you're
and
in
then
a club?
I'm in a club with dancing with
Yeah,
some
yeah,
girls. And then I go, oh, my stomach hurts. And I run like I'm actually about to shit myself. I go into Garlo's Pie and give me a pie. I go, 1 pie, please. I think from memory. They give me a pie and then I'm like, I come out and I'm all cool. And the ladies are like, hello,
Okay.
that guy doesn't have the shits after all. He just had a pie and he's pretty cool. Yeah.
Wow.
I don't think they thought through
Yeah.
the pain associated with
a
pie.
You were
kind
relieving
of-
pain. It was hunger pains.
Maybe. Was the director like,
no.
look like you're in pain?
Yeah, I think so.
Oh,
They kind
no.
of did a.
Excuse me!
Yeah.
Hello, Jesus Christ.
Hi.
What the
Hi.
fuck? How do you always end up with these characters?
Are you big or little? Oh, you can't say either of those things. You seem very little.
You seem like a chirpy fellow.
There's too much teeth. Maybe there's the right amount of teeth. I don't know.
Hello.
Hi.
Hi.
How are you feeling today?
Tell me about your day so far. You've been busy.
So busy! Working!
Busy bee.
So busy. Are you busy because you have to save the world, or are you?
Wouldn't know.
You wouldn't know.
Wouldn't know.
Okay, so you're just doing you're just doing your thing. You're not like a hero. You're a worker. You're doing your thing.
Wouldn't know.
You know nothing. You can't answer.
You
any
just
questions.
concept of your own existence is what you're saying.
Just happy.
Just a happy busy bee.
Happy and happy to be
busy.
working.
Happy.
Are you? Do you have a partner, or are you?
Heaps.
Work
You
as a
have
team.
heaps of partners.
Oh.
Yeah.
Gotta work hard.
Who do you work for?
That guy.
Hey, do you like your boss?
Think so. No.
Are they bossy? They boss you around?
Yes.
You have to do a lot of things for them?
Yes.
Do they do nothing? And you have to do everything, pretty much?
That's something. We do the rest.
Right.
Yeah. Will you say you're a member of a team?
Couple teams.
Couple of teams.
Teams.
All right. A couple teams.
Do you feel very small in a world that is big?
Size is relevant.
Do you do you get tossed around?
Yeah.
Are you red?
Sometimes.
Do you have a lot of Do you have a lot of people around you very similar? Like yeah.
Would you say you're willing to sacrifice yourself for the cause if necessary?
Would rather not. I'm actively getting sweaty.
Yay! Oh my gosh, so many!
Well done.
That's so good. I
Oh my
love
god, that voice was
We can do this. This is too much technology.
Amazing.
you guys did fantastic.
The band word list are Lil Guys and Ruby's fave.
Yeah.
Ruby's babe. Amazing.
Amazing.
Pikmin.
But
The Pikmin were brutally murdered.
Oh god. That's very good. Very good.
beautiful. Do we have one last one?
We have one fucking warm. We have one last one for Bajo,
All
if
right.
you'd be ever so inclined.
Nice.
William, wonderful work. Josh, amazing technical skills. Didn't know we could do that. If I knew that, we could have done other things.
Yeah, that's
I'll
why I
use it
don't
next
tell
time.
you.
Love it. That's a good voice. I didn't know what to do. Just went,
No, it was awesome. That was sick.
go with voice. Oh, Jesus. I always get small, cute things apparently now.
You do.
But you do them so well.
So far though, it's
you can
put Steph
contract your
in
voice.
Over masculine male character and put Peter in sexy female character, your Cortana and
Yeah.
Bayonetta, and you've been Duke Nukem.
Well, now you
and
got to
Max
change.
Payne.
Now you got to change the format.
Format's got to change up a
I
little
make
bit.
it work though, don't I?
Oh Jesus! All right,
Right,
you
give me a
have to-
sec to.
I was maybe
get
a
this
little
up.
beardy for Bayonetta.
Nah, it's all about the hair, right?
Yeah.
It's all about strokes.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Smoldering.
Yeah.
Smoldering.
And
I was just trying to see my own butt.
I felt like you sold it with sex appeal.
I
That's
think
what
you
was
nailed
going
it with vaginal. That's really the word.
Please, it's minge.
Sorry.
Minge montage.
Mingy.
Minge montage.
Mingy over
Minge
here.
montage.
Yeah.
Did we say the words minge montage on the ABC?
I believe yes. That was one of my first.
Couldn't get a star wipe, but could
Try and
that was
stay
one of the
still,
first things I
Bajo.
kind of got past. It was one of my first
Just try and
bold
stay
script
still.
moves.
Oh, sorry.
please say so.
Yeah, it was exciting. It was an exciting.
Okay,
project.
I think we're
Apparently
ready.
the lip bite is what made it for Pete.
All
Yeah,
right.
nice.
All right. So we can't see, but Stephen hopefully can. A minge wipe? That could be.
A
Yeah.
minge wipe. You could just a leg spread across the screen.
Yeah.
Minge wipe.
Minge wipe.
All right, no chat.
Hi, welcome. So great to have you here.
It's good to be here.
What a face.
I'm sorry that we had to interrupt you from
Whatever
what
smarminess
you're
you're
doing.
up
It
to.
looks very important.
Oh, I'm a big deal.
You're a big, yeah. Okay.
All right.
So many people must depend on you then.
I do have a team, but some would say I'm the apex. One of the apexes of the team.
Your
Multiple
car racer?
apexes.
Sure.
But at the top.
At
Some
the-
would say I'm at the top of the team.
At the top of the
The,
team.
the point of the spear. But there are multiple points of the spear. I'm just one of the points. I don't
The
want to
trident? Are we talking about a trident?
Yeah, part of it. Yeah, no, there's multiple points of the spear.
Yeah, okay.
But essentially, there's a big spear with multiple points at the end.
But everyone knows
You're one of the points.
You're
one of
you're the big shot.
Well, no, I'm equal importance, I would say, to the other points in the spear. But maybe the most handsome.
Interesting.
The handsomest point of the spear.
Okay. Would you
I've heard
say
that
that you're quite charismatic and you like to?
Oh yes.
Are you a bit flirtatious?
Oh, I can be.
Amazing. Cool.
Handsome my mood.
Are you a man?
Yes.
And are you popular with the ladies? Or do you like to think you are?
There's been moments, generally an awkward affair.
Okay.
Generally an awkward affair.
Yeah, okay.
Do you have the classic human appendage of the male of the species?
I do.
Got a dick?
You're flaunting that around?
I don't flaunt it around. No.
Okay.
No, but everybody knows.
Stays in the spacesuit?
Yeah. Not a spacesuit.
Pants?
Yeah.
Normal human
Normal
pants.
human
Inappropriate for me
Your
to
question
take
is
it
no.
out at
No
any
way.
particular
I
point.
went low.
What line of work are you in? Are you would you say that you spend most of your time boots on the ground?
I sit.
You sit. Are
big
you
sitter.
in a vehicle?
No.
Are you Bajo at your streaming desk?
No.
That would be amazing.
No. I do sit in a chair most of the time.
Okay.
In a chair.
Yeah.
Interesting.
You sit in a chair,
That's the
but
point
it's
of the
not.
spear.
But it's not a vehicle.
No. Metaphorically, you could say it's a vehicle.
Because you're hacking on the net.
No. No. I do spend a lot of time on the internet, though.
You spend time on the internet.
Interesting.
Not a hacker.
It is a
Are you are you a fictional character?
No.
You're a person that exists in real life that we all know?
I think you could say I am a more heightened version of myself.
A more heightened version of yourself. Are you a celebrity?
Oh yes.
Was a celebrity. What?
Heightened version. Oh.
Are you like, you know, and I know you said you were kind of like one of the most important heads of the spear. Equal. But like third most.
Some would say Some would say
third
that.
most equal.
That's not how I see it.
No. No.
It's not Gus?
No.
Equal trident, Peter. Equal trident.
I'm not Gus.
Not Gus. Okay, interesting.
So you are a person who exists in real life. You are a celebrity.
Yeah.
You're not Bajo. You're not Gus.
I'm not Bajo on the streaming desk, no, and I'm not Gus.
You're one of a trio though of equals.
Wait, you're not
One of
Bajo
the
on the
team.
streaming
A
desk.
team of equals.
Are you Bajo? Are you Bajo from TV's Good Game?
Is this your final thoughts, Hex?
Very good.
Amazing. Oh, the stumpy.
Oh, the stump.
Nice.
Very good.
So good.
You weren't streamers, Bajo. You were TVs.
You got so
Bajo.
close, and he was like,
TVs,
"Oh, you were
Bajo.
there. You were there." Oh, well
I'm the
done.
tip of the spear, but we're all equal. I'm just saying that it's like we're part of a team, and we're the front-facing part of the team.
Amazing.
All three
That's
heads
so
on a
good.
trident. All I
That's so good. That's so funny.
well done,
well
everyone.
done. Well done, everyone. That was
Good
great.
stuff.
That was a
Good time.
segment called Celebrity Head Jobs.
Head job.
Head jobs, I believe, is now the name.
You get your penis out?
It would be very inappropriate for me to get my
that
penis
wouldn't
out
be great.
at any point.
Where did that come from?
I thought it was like it's probably Leisure Suit Larry or something with the way you were making faces and stuff. So I was like,
right.
are you a sex game thing, you know? So
Are you a sex pest?
yeah.
It's funny when you get an idea in your head and you're like, this is like a very specific question, but if it's right, it'll be amazing.
But also, like, I'm going to ask pointed questions because they make you say ridiculous things to answer. And even if it's a boring answer, it's funny because your head is on something.
Technically, I wasn't Bajo at the streaming desk.
That's true.
No,
I
agree.
That was an important distinction.
I was almost going to say Nick Cage.
Yeah.
Because I was like, oh, it's a celebrity, it's a person. And when you said I'm a heightened version of myself, I was like, oh, totally. And then all of a sudden I was like, wait a minute.
Awesome. Well, that was good fun. And a little bit more fun after break.
After the break.
After the break.
Hello there, I'm Gus.
And I'm Steph.
And today we're playing a very special game from MaxxJazzGames.
Oh, there's a sort of cat thing.
He's holding a donut, I think.
Do you know what it is?
That's right, it's Kung Pooby.
Do you play Kung Pooby?
Maybe you play Kung Pooby with your parents.
And if you do you sing the Kung Pooby song?
Would you like to sing the Kung Pooby song with us? Come on.
Kung Pooby.
Kung Pooby. Pooby here, Pooby there, Pooby everywhere.
Do you know who else plays Kung Pooby? That's right, it's Pockety. I wonder which window the Pockety is in today.
Let's have a look.
Is it in the round window?
Or the foot window?
Or is it in the Angus shitting himself window?
That's right, it's in the severed foot window.
We've had a lot of fun today playing MaxxJazzGames, haven't we, Gus?
We sure have, Steph. Well, it's time to go now.
Goodbye, everyone.
Goodbye.
What do we want? Video games. When do we want them? Sometime in the next 7 days, please. Yeah, that's what the game plan is for. Guess what, guys? It's happening. Game of the Year 2023 Baldur's Gate 3 launches this week. Yeah, I'm calling it and I haven't played the game yet. Classic. Well, I played the open beta, but that was a while ago. But more importantly, it's on my video game fantasy league list, and at this point, I pretty much need a Metacritic score of 100 if I'm going to win. F1 Manager 2023 is your game if the one thing you like more than racing fast cars is micromanagement. Venba is a wholesome narrative game about an Indian family that migrates to Canada and finds comfort in cooking. Capybara nature exploration game
Flutter Away is here. Well, there are other animals in it too, but who cares? Capybara. Ultra-fast roguelike ninja or die Shadow of the Sun prides itself on using one button for everything. No walking, no running, just jumping. Eviscerate the enemy by jumping. Supercharge your attack so you can jump harder. Well, which game are you jumping into this week? And ask yourself this, can you jump harder?
Muso's Musical Musings. We talk about key every week in MiddleCee segment, but some people might not know what the heck it means. So I'm going to try and spell it out as quickly and concisely as I can. Melody and harmony. Problem solved. At this point, I'm sure some of you are thinking,
What the did you just say to me?
like a hungry dog has a pull towards crappy tasting meat pies. It's the "but we have dominant at home" chord. It's where we want to stay, where we want to come. But in our case, that's f***ing cheating. And that's an explanation of keys. Hope that makes sense. Muso's Musical Musings.
Welcome back to the show, everyone, and thank you to those words from our sponsors. We saw a word there from Muso for Hire, Fourth Reaper as well, but new one from Muso for Hire there explaining everything about keys. We all know what keys are now. Makes sense?
With that extensive essay.
Brain dump.
Absolutely.
Someone will slow that down and find that they're like to make fake. You have to have talked for that amount of time.
But you can't do that after the fact.
No, but he would have had to sit there and talk about something.
But you can't slow it down and get the original audio file.
Depends how fast it's sped up, I think.
Yeah, totally. You could just lift audio out of it.
Someone try now.
Someone try. Slow
Someone
that
say,
down.
join the Navy.
Join the Navy. Could have been saying anything. We also saw an ad there for MaxxJazzGames, a classic, a little ABC parody there, very ABC-esque for tonight's show.
I can see you guys doing that.
You reckon?
But as I said in the break, you've just said penis and vagina too many times, I think.
How else do you learn
I don't think we're going to get the call, man. I don't think it's going to happen.
Yeah.
Maybe for the birds and the bees special.
Yeah.
Sure. Which they are yet to do. We also saw an ad there for the podcast. We saw one last week as well. Ruby's podcast, Pocket Buds, has already gone out. One episode's out. There will be another episode out tomorrow at 10 a.m. Ruby talks to the guys from Thumb Cramps, another podcast, a couple of her buds, and they talk about Bob's Game. What is Bob's Game? I have no idea, but you got to listen to the podcast to find out. So you can find that on all those platforms. Great little podcast there. Also bonus content. There'll be bonus stuff going out if you're at the right tier on the Patreon. First one is the pilot episode will go out as bonus content. And following that, there are extra episodes that you can only get access to immediately if you're at the right tier on the Patreon.
Unpublished pilot.
And the unpublished pilot.
The test podcast.
Yeah, and it is a very good conversation between Nicrotex and Ruby.
Nice.
So, friend of the show, Nicrotex, came in to test out the pod mics, and it was so good, we made it bonus content. So that's how you can find that.
Amazing.
Very cool. We're going to round out the show with a quick little segment that we came up with because we thought, let's get Bajo to do something that we know he's very good at, that we know he's infamously famous at, creating some of the most wonderful characters that we've ever witnessed before in video games. We know Honeyman.
Oh, Honeyman.
Honeyman.
We know
John Waters, Mass Effect.
From Mass Effect. And we thought maybe you could take one of the most extensive character creators we've seen in the last couple of years and help create me a character in a game that I'm ready to start playing, which is Street Fighter 6, in a segment we're calling...
Oh, wow. I love it.
Honor, my pleasure.
Perfect. It's Bajo's messed up Street Fighter matchup. Bajo's going to grab the controller, jump into the character creator, and make me a character to take in. You've already done this once before.
I'm very proud of my Street Fighter 6 character. He's got a shelf, a front shelf, that is almost 90 degrees. And yet, the most amazing thing, like, he's so messed up. The most amazing thing is it works. Like, when you fight, even though his body is...
It's still anatomically
looks like it's gone through
a
combine harvester.
Yeah.
It doesn't really clip much. Like, it works.
Amazing.
They've done a great job with it.
Fair enough.
I can't wait to take them online and upset people.
I can't wait for you to find new and weird body proportions. How exciting.
Well, I was going to say, it's got some of the most extensive sliders. Do we need to hit the switch button up here, or are we... We will switch that
Am I
over so we
doing it
can
from
have a
here?
look.
I sit here and do it?
You've met a Monster Hunter character that was terrifying as well,
No,
apparently?
surely not.
Oh, I can't remember.
Because then we
Monster
realized
Hunter characters are hot.
some are
there we go.
some are too
Yeah.
sexy. Some game
Some of them don't
Ubisoft
let you
games,
create.
It's impossible.
Do you want to
Yeah.
go?
Yeah.
But Baldur's Gate, I've been through the character creator a few times, and every option is just bay after bay.
Yeah.
And then we were gonna do Baldur's Gate, Black Desert. Black Desert's where you
Black
made.
Desert was great.
You
Yeah,
made
that was
Honeyman
Honeyman
there.
and Black Desert.
Yeah, okay, right.
I'd say this is probably the most extensive character creator for making them hideous that I have come across. I think there are quite a few
Wrestling games, I think, have quite a few options and stuff.
and Korean MMOs. Korean MMOs usually you can do a lot with as well.
That's interesting. MMOs usually they just give you kind of a stock model and you can choose faces.
But I think Western MMOs are different to Eastern MMOs, right? Where there's a lot more style, a lot more about how the characters look and move. Whereas, like the JRPGs in general, I think are also a bit like that. You know?
Always a lot of great hair options in JRPGs.
Black Desert Online was a funny one because it was a great game.
Yeah.
And there were just so many hideous creatures walking around.
Covered in oil.
Yeah.
I always see Twitch Prime stuff for Black Desert Online. I don't know that I've spent a lot of time in it.
Yeah, it's still kicking for
All
sure.
right, there we go.
Yeah, that one's been gone a long time. Black Desert
Make
Online.
sure you don't continue.
Yep. So I dabbled in this and made a character that we might not see tonight, but I made basically Pockety, our mascot.
Oh, nice.
Oh,
in human
nice.
form. No, not nice.
No, scary,
No.
hideous.
But I thought you could do us one better because
It's just so impressive how well it works. I'm just so impressed with how they thought this would be a great idea, but then they've given you all these tools to go crazy with it.
keeping in mind, I'm going to be playing this game. And so this is going to be my character from now on. I'm stuck with this. I feel like you
Very
could offer a
exciting.
service to people where you get to create these characters because I do the boring thing, whereas I often try and make it look like myself.
Maybe if they lose a bet.
I mean, yeah.
Do you need the big TV?
Surely it has to be
I can
some
spin
kind
it
of
for you.
punishment to be saddled with a character that Bajo creates.
But then by the time you play halfway through a game, it becomes endearing and you become attached to that character. And I feel like in this case,
I don't know. I like to make my characters as hot as possible.
We're off to a great start.
Oh my god. Oh my god, that's like Slender Man.
Look at this little bum.
I like
That's such a long torso.
There's a vertical pan on the camera. It's crazy.
Look at that hyper back extension.
It's so long.
It's already brilliant.
Oh my god. I don't know what they were thinking when they did this in terms of you could have very easily just taken parts of famous Street Fighter fighters and been like, oh cool, I want. Oh my god.
Maybe they just
Tiny
wanted.
head.
Maybe they just wanted to watch the world burn and
I think that's what's happened. Because the best thing is you take them into the. Oh my god. You take them into the battle hub and run around with everyone else's camera. Holy shit. Oh my god, we killed Pete.
Yeah, skinny.
I think,
skinny.
it's too,
but he's
it's
got
too
great
obvious
lats.
that you want to make everyone ripped all the time.
You just gotta push every slider all the way out.
You just got to max out the sliders, but then sometimes you got to
that's amazing.
tweak them.
Fucking
Great
terrifying.
lats. I'm gonna get these looking too normal now.
Yeah, bring those shoulders right on in. Yeah, really get a
He looks like the dinosaur in
He's
Jurassic Park
T-Rexing.
3.
Holy
where they're
shit.
there's some new super raptor.
That's really scary.
Oh, wow.
Oh my gosh, no, it's weird. It's no.
I have a sunken chest, so I like it. Keep going. Keep going.
We're just
You
getting
make-
started.
The neck is so gross.
He's like a buff piece of paper at
It's
the
like someone
moment.
made this just for you. Look at that reach, though. That's some Dals and... Oh, my reach is so
I'm a big fan of big
forearms.
Oh, that's some Popeye shit.
Yeah, big
Yeah.
Holy crap. Little hands, tiny hands.
and
Your hands are clipping into your body.
Oh my god.
I think we'll keep him skinny.
I think
Yeah,
there's something
yeah.
about the prowess of the the skinny torso and the
Yeah.
giant legs. There's something very flat
It's
about.
about the choices you make. You can't just go all out on the slider.
That's
What
true.
happens
You've
if
gotta
you give
have
him
an
a really
artistic-
big butt?
I think we're getting to the butt.
not
butts
even
now. Yeah.
Low body.
Waist width.
We'll see what
Okay.
happens.
Low
Magic
body.
happens.
My arms keep getting tighter and tighter into the body.
He's like he's from Roger Rabbit. He's been run over by a
I look like
steamroller.
roadkill. Holy shit.
The amount of damage you've done so quickly.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Haven't even got to the head yet.
And it's just like a beautiful face up on this body.
Is that abdomen depth? What did that do the other? It went the other way. Was that all crotch bulge?
It feels
buttock.
Yes.
Got a big bum.
That's a pockety butt.
That's
Yeah.
oh my god.
What happens if we just go the other way?
Yeah, there's no
that'll
end.
be
That's
too
a
flat.
That's
a clench. That's a clench.
Yeah.
We'll
Yeah,
go
give it some
powdered toast man
bit of
vibes
airbag.
on this.
I like that. I like
Powdered
that.
toast man. What a reference.
You need to have like because
not
you're so
bad.
tall. You need to have a good center of
I
gravity.
don't know. I like skinny. I think
Yeah.
there's something
Skinny's funny.
I feel
terrifying.
like he's
Skinny
been-
with a
he's
wide
been
waist
flattened.
is just not a combo. Oh my god.
Flares are back in.
He rides.
I can't wait to go and meet all the main Street Fighter characters dressed like this.
We gotta see him fight. We gotta see him
Oh, we will see him fight. Don't worry.
Oh my
We
god.
got The best thing is you get to see a
Big feet were good.
Yeah.
that's
you get
good.
to see a
Big
quick
feet are
couple of
great.
cutscenes as
You
well.
got a
He
solid
is
landing.
Shredded.
I can't wait to see. I can't wait to see him do.
Look at that washboard.
Yeah, I think shredded's the way to go.
Shredded's it.
Shredded.
Let's
Shredded's
go
Yeah.
meth chic with this guy.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh my god.
That's so crazy.
There I am with my moon tan.
It's like a creature you would encounter on on No Man's Sky, but like worse. You know?
I'm always a big fan of
no.
Shane.
Oh,
big
it's so
fan.
Why do you
slimy.
always make them so wet?
Because they're,
Yeah, make me wet,
They're
but it's
busy.
also metallic wet.
Yeah.
Shut up, Josh.
the metallic, I think, was a bit too much from memory.
Oh god.
They go, yeah, no, it just kind of
Yeah,
takes
you're
away
now
too much
copper, yeah.
detail. A little bit of luminescence. Just a little.
It's Smithers. In the Simpsons.
bring
I am here to
peace.
tell you of my adventures in space. Would you like to ascend with me? Hang on, let me turn off my torch.
Jesus, those thighs now.
Yeah, if you luminance, you lose the hair detail.
Yeah.
Oh hell yeah.
Oh, he's
Yeah,
so
get that
hairy.
Just a
hair
little
quality.
hair.
What's the
just
quality of the
a little
hair?
bit.
What's the quality of the time?
Oh, like density.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
I think you can only do so much.
Time for Gus Mangus to show his quality.
Yeah, and there's a bit of color. You can do some color tweaking.
Yeah,
as well.
I'm going to go the standard color for this.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, yeah. No, I'm feeling it. I'm feeling it. I mean, yeah.
Leg hair.
Oh my god.
Just a lot of leg hair might be on the cards here.
Yeah. Look at those grubby
That's
thighs.
Maybe we'll change the color.
White hair.
I don't like
White
it. I
hair.
don't like it.
I don't like it.
Oh no.
Yeah, that's the. Stuff.
Wouldn't white look dandruffy?
Yeah,
Kind of
try
like.
white. Yeah, that's nice.
Oh.
Yeah, it's like you've knocked over a can of paint
He's got psoriasis on his thighs.
with your big
Can you
calves.
if you got a head, you can go randomize, or is that? Oh no, don't. Oh, that's or randomize face.
We could try a few different faces to start.
Oh, long hair. What?
He's
That's
made
a
me
nice
a coffee in
place to
Melbourne, I
start.
tell you what.
That's what I'm aiming for. Oh my god.
He's made me.
Oh.
Wait.
Wait.
This is-
When
Can
there's
you
like-
go back? Can
when
you go
there's
back?
like
I don't think you
Let
can,
me
so we
zoom
gotta
in.
slow down
No,
on
This
these.
is random.
Oh my god.
That's
That's amazing. Oh, he's lost now to time.
But they somehow are each all better than the last.
Always
Double
wise.
eyebrows.
We don't want a beard to cover up his beautiful neck. That one.
Okay,
Hello?
this will be the start.
Yeah, that's a good
This
place.
is just the
Oh
start.
my god, the
Oh my
start.
god. We have to watch. What? Yeah, he's got to fight.
He's got to
Okay,
fight.
there's just so many. We've got a hair first because hair really sets the tone.
I
Yeah.
love that
Alright.
hairstyle. I
And
love that
hairstyle was great. We
hairstyle.
might go back to that hairstyle. I just want to see what other options we have.
Beautiful.
Let Bajo cook.
Yeah, this is
He's cooking with a lot of oil on this character.
What was it? I think it was there's some. Was it that one? I think maybe. Or,
No, that
it
one.
was that one.
That's-
It is.
Also,
actually-
no, it wasn't that one. It was stringier.
Dreadlocks.
Oh wait, the bob.
The bob.
The bob is
Bob's
quite
always
funny
good.
too.
It was
Oh,
this one.
That's what we
that
have.
was
Yeah,
the
that's
one.
good.
Yeah.
I like 34 a lot. Very much. Let's just a lot of hairstyle options. Ooh,
Can we go back to the
That's pretty
The
good.
pigtails
pigtails
is
are
funny
pretty
too.
good.
Now 34. We were onto a winner.
Yeah,
I
right,
think.
there it
Yeah,
is.
that's
He's
good.
got
That's
it.
good.
Um,
It's kind of mullety.
Oh, bang! That's what bangs
Bangs,
are.
bang
Yeah.
length.
There's your bang length.
Oh, I can't
Full
go too
fringe.
far high. No,
That's what
let's go
bangs
down.
are.
Yeah, color setting. This just
Sorry, he's beautiful
so
winding
many.
over there.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm blue.
Yeah, an artist is at work.
Yeah.
Leo Matt says he looks very erect.
Yeah.
Oh my
Yeah.
word.
There's definitely something about.
Phallus Dress Up Simulator 2023.
Yeah, these little sleep-
Oh my god.
How wide and bulgy can you make these eyes? That might
Yeah,
be fun.
yeah.
Is that a personal dig? Or?
No.
Okay.
No, not at all. This
Now this often
this character
changes the
barely
whole
looks like
look
you.
when you start.
Eye spacing. Yeah,
and then
right.
where the eyes are. And,
Oh,
Yeah.
it's those jowls and cheeks which are doing it.
yeah.
Oh god.
Eye size.
The eyelid thickness is already thick and it's at 0.
Tricky. This is gonna be tricky.
Yeah.
This is where the masters are at work.
Yeah. Well, he's surprised.
Yeah, now they're bulging.
His cheeks remind me of one of those terrifying like
he looks
antique
so
baby
peaceful like
dolls,
that.
you know?
The what?
Those terrifying like antique baby dolls that
Yeah.
have the puffy cheeks.
And the ones that had eyelids that if you rocked them back and forth, they
Yeah.
would close and go
Oh,
like,
terrifying.
oh my god.
Yeah.
Double eyelid? Oh, it's like a
like
crease.
a
The
solid
nose
side.
does seem especially wet, Miss Silver. I was thinking that. I keep thinking he has a piercing or something, but it's just his wet nose.
It's also has a mouthful of marbles.
He's definitely got an allergy to peanuts or something.
Oh fuck! I don't think
He's swelling.
These don't matter because his eyes are pretty. Yeah, he's pretty much no eyebrows. Dot eyebrows.
Dot eyebrows.
We got any Johnny Howards in here?
A
Let's
big
have a
bushy.
look.
I think that's like
That's Bob. That's Bob
I
Hawke.
reckon.
Yeah.
I reckon. Oh, that's cute.
They're
They're like
drawn.
upside down.
Yeah, let's keep those.
Yeah.
Why?
So broad.
And connect them.
Why?
Nose time. I am speeding through this.
No, we can tell.
We can
But you're
tell
doing-
where
but-
the artistry is. It's like that meme of like getting an artist to draw a horse with 30 seconds and 5 minutes, and it's like the first one is like a child's drawing, and the 5
This is
minute
beautiful.
There's moments of inspiration that are striking. so I'm just-
skinny nose. Skinny nose.
Skinny nose. I like the noses when they turn up like a little piggy.
Little piggy.
They make me
No, it's
happy.
angle. That'd be angle. You didn't touch
Yeah,
angle.
just
like a little piggy.
That's down.
Yeah,
That's your
yeah, yeah.
Roman.
Down's
You hit 0.
That's your Roman Ringo, and that's your.
He's a pig man. I often end up with pig men though, so I try not to.
Okay, try something different.
Try not to build
Branch
a pig
out.
man if I can. Nostril height's always a
Oh,
fun.
I've suddenly it's developed quite normal, and now it's going the other way.
We'll get there. Don't worry. It's just so
It's
many
tightening up
options
every
for this
element of
one.
the nose.
It's
Yeah.
incredible.
You have to find the voice. It sounds like this.
I feel like the body just outshines the face. It just doesn't even matter. You know?
Jeez.
Oh, yeah.
We all
It's
forgot
like
what the body
no
was
one's-
like for a
No
moment
one's even
there.
gonna look at his face.
The best thing is after we finish this, we hit go, and it does a quick thing with an introduction cutscene with that
Oh,
super
yeah.
handsome like
Yeah,
main
yeah,
guy. It's
yeah.
like, I'm
Yeah.
Jason. I'm gonna
Yeah,
train
yeah,
you, and
yeah.
it's like this thing just stands
Yeah,
there.
yeah. I can't
and
wait.
he takes a photo of
I
their
can't
ID.
wait.
This guy works at KFC.
Oh my god.
One really thick lip, one not so thick lip. What would that do?
Oh yeah, we could go.
But bottom lip really thin.
Yeah.
I like the mouth pursed open just a touch.
Yeah,
though.
nice and heavy. Yeah.
He looks like he needs an EpiPen. Like he's just like
Yeah,
does.
he's very swollen. He's very swollen. He's now starting to look like what's the Star Wars character?
Oh god.
Do you know?
I mean,
Jar Jar Binks.
Or maybe like a.
You know who I'm talking about.
What's that guy's name?
Admiral Akbar?
Not Akbar. Nien Num, yeah.
Oh yeah, Nub Nub? No, that's one of the fucking Ewoks, isn't it? That's Yub Nub is the song.
Yeah.
I'll just let him.
Hello,
Is that
can
my
I take-
expression?
Can I take your order, sir?
Oh, you can only put one of these all
So
the full
happy.
way up.
Make him so
no, but you
fucking
have to take
stoked.
surprise
Yeah,
down to put
yeah.
happy up.
Yeah.
So you can only be 100, or like it's a
He's
points.
100 happy, this guy. He's
Oh,
so
he's
chill.
trying.
He's chill. I
He's
can't change
chill.
anything else
You can't
there.
change the others once that one's up.
I just want to try sad.
Yeah, okay.
Feels like that's where he needs to be. Oh, there it is. Melty
There it
face.
is.
He's a wet melty man.
Fantastic.
I found those ones took forever to do, the scars and
Yeah.
stuff. They didn't do too
I'll just-
much.
I'll just have a quick.
Okay,
quick-
why do I stop him? Why do I have him?
You just gotta have that
Oh yeah,
quick
because you got to
look.
move them all around. and
Yeah.
You can put
Yeah,
them
yeah.
anywhere on the body?
No, they don't.
Yeah, I
They
think
kind of.
I think you can.
Impressive,
I
man.
think
This is
I
sick.
think he looks great. I think he looks great.
Got to add mole, skin color. We've done those. We've done those.
I can't hear the
Do you
voices.
choose his outfit?
If we hit one, is it X? X to
Oh,
listen.
thank you.
Press X. Ah, choose it.
I am pressing
Yeah, he's
X.
pressing it.
Young and high, like a sweet, long, sweaty drip man.
Juvenile and high.
Done.
That's
Oh,
good.
what do I? Must be good.
That's you save it as he's saving it. My God.
Save that recipe.
if anybody-
If anyone wants to download the recipe,
we'll just
if we can
upload
upload this recipe for everyone
this guy.
He's
to
doing
work
it.
with.
He's
Upload and
doing
share,
it.
Yeah, we'll upload and share that. Okay, just take a screenshot of that.
There you
if
go,
you'd
everyone.
like to,
Oh yeah,
Everyone
You
take
can fight
note.
with your very own.
You can create your own content with. What are we calling this person?
Well, his
I mean,
name's
cool,
Gus.
but that's who I'm going to
Oh,
play
I
with.
accidentally did it.
Now you press A and then take the phone. Wait, what?
I'm not ready.
Oh my god! Put it back in.
What do we name him? Can't be Bajo. Oh, that's fine. Camera ID.
So you press A.
I wanted.
Can you spin
I was
him at all?
hoping to zoom or do something.
I
but
don't think
no.
you can for this
That's
bit.
okay. That's pretty good.
There you go.
Okay, he can be. Bajo.
Now when you do yes, we get the cutscene, but then we'll
Cool.
skip the training,
Okay.
and then we can have a quick fight.
I'm not sure if we
can pull him in.
Yeah, we
take
got to
him
see him
off?
in
Here we go.
action.
Yeah, we're about to see him in action.
Oh my god, that was terrifying when he came into focus from the background.
Oh my god!
It's a long neck, but it's a thick neck. You're not breaking that neck.
I think
When
voices.
can
I think
all
voices.
Voices
off
must
or
be
something,
off,
yeah.
This guy is comically out of proportion in his own way.
Yeah,
Look at his
totally.
forearms.
I'm not actually sure I love the hyper-realism of the model designs in this game. But
Yeah.
I appreciate
my
that they've
God,
tried to
that
do a new
butt.
style with it. You know?
So
Look
if
at
you
the
go
way-
no
I love the way
to
his
this, you still
clothes-
have to do a fight.
His tracksuit pants fit his body.
Skip to skip. No, and then you'll still do a fight.
Which one is highlighted?
Oh yeah.
Bad UI design. If you
Yeah,
can't figure it out.
yeah.
That covers the basics. Jesus Christ.
Kind of boring, right?
You can start
font?
Oh yeah, we want to watch this.
He's so basic.
Oh my god, the height.
It's amazing that you can build that character though with the same,
Yeah.
like with the same tools.
Yeah.
Like you can
Yeah.
build someone that looks that
Yeah.
fucking good.
It does look horror film.
Yeah. Oh no.
Oh, rude.
Yeah, I'm still not sure if I like the art style of
Yeah,
this
sure.
Street
It's fun.
Fighter.
Oh,
because
you
it
gotta
is-
fight.
It is so hyper realistic and almost like it's almost like you don't want that kind of definition. You know,
Yeah.
you want it to be
Get
a
your
little.
get your little claws up.
Oh my
Oh,
god.
you're gonna win.
But surely with those like bomby knocker arms, you can do some damage.
Oh my god, it's all leg, right? Go grab him.
He just tried to do a Hadouken, I think. But
Oh my
he's got
god,
the power,
he's so long.
You're right though. The game still works.
I know.
Yeah.
Oh god.
Nice.
The throws are a bit fun. Oh
The
dear.
blocks are good.
Oh man, he's like, it's like kind of like
His grab isn't very good for his reach. He's like, come here, come here.
Yeah.
Oh damn.
he's like Gumby.
He is.
Like the human version of Gumby.
Yeah. Slam.
I'm
Come
gonna
on,
take this
Island.
and
Oh.
then.
What's he doing? I would do this thing.
Look at your forearm.
I win. Can I take your order, sir?
So I think if you skip this and jump out briefly.
If we jump out now, can we take him online?
Yes.
Yeah.
Can,
you want to
okay.
quickly run
Yeah,
through
yeah.
that
If
then?
you just make
Yeah.
sure you go to the.
I'll jump into.
Oh, we're gonna
So I
fight
can
together, are
imagine
we?
some random
Wow.
spawning into a game
I know,
and
it's
coming up
fantastic.
against that.
Look at this cutscene though.
Oh
like,
my god.
Just gonna watch for a second. Okay, it might just take me a moment to get out of this.
You got to check your
standby.
phone and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. Did you get that text message?
I don't like it when you have phones in games. Like, I don't like that in GTA either. It's just, I know it's...
I think it totally made sense to begin with, but now I think I find like it's annoying because I look at a
You gotta
phone so
choose
much in
messages
real
and
life.
then- Do you want me to?
Yeah.
I powered through this earlier today.
And
yeah,
it's-
how do you get out of this section?
And it's navigating a UI within a UI as well, which I find annoying.
You just got to interact with this
Oh, right, yeah.
because it gives you your missions and stuff.
What kind of voice would this character have, do you think?
Yeah, just like Gus's Navi. One of the Pikmin. I feel like he'd have a slow voice, like, hey, how's it going?
Yeah. I think
You
his
know,
voice
hey.
would be kind of like sleepy.
He's a sleepy guy. But I also think Gus's Pikmin works really well. I should find some montages of the best characters people have made like this. 'Cause I bet there's,
He's so
bet there's
chill.
plenty.
What a
he is
chill, happening
ready.
dude.
Quick join.
Yeah, yeah.
You say 19?
Ready for action. Ready to go with those big old feet.
Here we go. I like the idea of you go around the campaign meeting masters and learning their moves, and then you can take that online, like evolve your character.
Yeah.
It's a cool idea.
The avatars they're not the like ranked PvP.
Yeah.
But this is the battle hub.
There's Pockety!
Oh dear.
No way! That's so funny. He's so blue.
It's amazing.
I was like, the light in this room is very blue, but no, it's you blue.
Dolphin pants.
Amazing.
Dance battle?
All right, Steven.
That's so funny.
Kick his
That's
ass,
so
Seabass.
funny.
Here we go.
Engage.
Do people get to one?
Is that Dolphin Pants doing the dance battle?
I fight him the way of Chun-Li.
Oh, okay. I don't know how I'm fighting. Basic.
You got Luke or whatever it is.
Basic moves.
Yeah.
Whoa!
Wow, Pockety.
Pockety fucking going off.
I wasn't joking when I said Gus has blue thumbs because he played hours of this today to get the denim pants to put on. Pockety.
Oh, very nice throw. Oh wow! I died so quick.
Oh.
Destroyed
Wow.
me. Yeah.
Pockety with the
Those
denim power.
legs.
The upper muscle strength that I lack.
Yeah. He's got a lower center of gravity, so. Gosh, he's wily, isn't he?
He's wily. Oh dear, I forget all the buttons.
I was surprised that the last Street Fighter game that I played, the bumper and triggers were kind of the heavy attacks, but it's all face buttons now.
Battle hug.
Yeah, they've got a whole new system.
Which makes
They've got
sense.
like a classic system and a. I just can't remember it. I've always been more of a Mortal Kombat guy. Stop trying to throw me! Oh, very nice. Livid. I can't remember how to do the power moves. I think you hold right bumper or something. Yeah, I'll take a rematch. Let's go again. No, we're going straight in.
Oh, the punish counter! What is that? Yeah, nice slam.
We can throw each other. Oh, you've got more health
Body
than
slam.
me. Oh no, you don't.
Yeah.
Oh no, more
Do
of the
some
throw.
sweeps.
He
if you
might
can.
actually. He might actually have more health than
I
you.
think he does.
Yeah.
Oh wow. Wow.
Yeah. So
I'm
as a
level
level
1, he's
11
level 11.
character,
Yeah,
more
okay.
moves, more yeah.
Just gotta
Yeah,
think.
Pockety's boots are pretty sexy.
Just gotta keep my distance, I think, because he keeps trying to grab me.
Yeah.
Oh,
Battle hub.
what's he doing? I'm doing a taunt. I'm sorry. I don't know how I
I
did
was about
that.
to say, did you just punch the air like in a chill, hip, happening dude way? Yeah. Wow. Get wrecked.
No, not the throws. I can throw too, mate. What are you doing?
You should have the reach. Oh,
Good
that
job.
fly kick is solid.
Yes.
Oh, needed the
I
fly.
found your
yes,
weakness.
Bajo. Nice
Range.
one. Oh my
Range
gosh,
is
he's
my
got victory. He's so
Oh, he's so
He's so
scary. I don't like him happy.
Neither do I.
I like him sad.
No, what a kick!
Keep him
Amazing
sad.
combo. We're both just trying to grab each other because it does so much damage.
I will say that it's actually
I'm doing a
hard
taunt.
to see the hitboxes and like
Yeah.
get your frames right.
Nice. Smash.
I found my zone.
Every now and again, you
Massive.
get a very specific view of his super weird butt, and it's just horrifying.
Best of 3? Oh no! I win by default.
Oh my
Win
God,
by
look
default.
at the pose that he's frozen in.
Win by
That's
default.
so good. That's so funny.
There you go.
I love him so much.
That was
Wonderful.
That
I'm
was
so glad I got to
wonderful.
show off that character. I spent so
Yeah,
long
yeah,
running
that's
around.
so
It's like
worth it.
tell
you
you
need
what,
more
that
zennies.
is
so worth it.
You need more of the currency to get the blue denim pants. I'm like, I'll do it. I'll bloody do it.
Oh man, you got to take that character online just so that the world can see
World
him.
can see.
Oh.
You should
Yeah.
upload. You definitely should upload Pockety.
I'll put the recipe for Pockety up there as well. Because that was a segment with a card that we'll only use once when you're here called Bajo's Messed Up Street Fighter.
Have to wait for the next Street Fighter game. Make some more.
Perfect. Perfect game, perfect other game, perfect show. I'm going to put it out there.
What a
Well
perfect
done.
experience
Well
for all
done.
of us
Yeah.
involved.
So glad to
entertained.
finally have you on the show.
It's so nice to be
been
here.
such a long time. We get a lot of
has,
every now and
yeah.
again when people jump into chat. I'm like, oh, like check out our show we do on Twitch. They're like, is Bajo on it?
Oh no.
And I'm like, nah,
Yeah.
man, he lives in Adelaide. I'm sorry,
I'm
but
sorry I
we're gonna
moved
get
to
him on.
Adelaide. Good internet
Should be.
beaches and houses there.
Good internet
true,
beaches
actually.
and houses.
Fair.
Yep.
Fair.
Yeah.
The trident is broken.
Maybe we'll Loki will get big enough. We'll build a studio in Adelaide.
That'd be
and
great.
You can go and
We need something in Adelaide.
Yeah.
Please do. All we've got is Miranda Shopping Centre, and that's it. And a big pigeon, a big metal pigeon, who I actually love. It's beautiful. Don't know if you've seen Polly the pigeon.
I haven't.
There was a lot of controversy about this big metal polygonal pigeon that we have in the middle of Rundle Street because it cost like $120,000 or something.
Art always
But
does.
Art does, and it employed people for the job. If you can't appreciate Polly, well, I don't know what to say. Polly's beautiful.
Our controversial art that we had recently is bullets.
Oh.
Yeah, they put some big bullets in.
Yeah, that's right. In
big
the park in the
Wasn't the
city.
best.
No, but in terms of appreciating art and appreciating you, I want to say thank you really for coming down and being on the show.
Oh, thank you so much for having me.
We got you a little something. To say
I
thank
got
you
a
for the treat.
present.
But it is in the vein of appreciating art.
Okay.
So we got you that. It's not really wrapped, but we thought you could enjoy.
Should I open
Is
it
this
now?
Yeah, open it now. Just to finish up the.
Thank you so much.
It's all right,
Oh,
dude.
wow.
We just thought it was really special.
What a joy. You know, when I see your show all the way from Adelaide, it just oozes with good game vibes, and it's such a it's a beautiful thing to see, but also makes me sad that I can't be a part of it.
I
You
know,
know,
I
it's
wish
like a
you could
mix
be
of
here. I wish you
a
could
mix
be
of both of it.
But it makes it extra special when you do arrive.
Oh yes.
This was a.
Take it the fuck home this time, all right?
I forget what happened to the original.
That is the original.
This is the
This
original.
is
This is the body pillow that
was
they
given this
made
body pillow.
of Gus and Peter connected at the waist
the
like
belly- there's-
cat dog.
Yeah, beautiful.
And it was a gift to you. And for
was.
some reason, you decided not to keep it.
You didn't want it in your
It's
house?
so
I don't know
weird.
what happened. It
You-
mustn't have fit in my carry-on
No.
or something.
I don't know
I
why.
thought this was gone.
You
didn't wanna
lived. I
have
think
this
you
in
lived in
your
Sydney when you got it, so the
home.
carry-on
Yeah.
thing doesn't carry.
Yeah. It's,
You definitely lived in
Oh,
Sydney
it's
when you
so beautiful.
It's
I've
so
got the perfect
it's so
spot for
special.
it too.
It's
I
so
remember,
special.
I remember having that body.
Yeah.
This is gorgeous. Thank you so much. I don't know how I'm gonna take it home.
Well, you could take the slip and leave the pillow.
That's
and then,
true. Take the limp
well,
slip.
I could give it my own stuffing.
Yeah, we could send you some stuffing,
great,
or you
yeah.
could give it your own
Well,
stuffing.
that's worst case scenario. Best case scenario, I'll see if I
You'll
can
be
just
able to
take it on
squeeze
the
it
Take the
plane
slip
with
and just
me.
put 2 pillows
Yeah.
in.
It's beautiful. Thank you so much. I will cherish
Cherish
this
you on the
until I
plane with
forget where I
that.
put it. I will cherish it. Thank you so much. You guys look so good too. Look at that. Look at those
Yeah.
young.
Look at those young lads.
black and white.
The
Black and white
faces.
does everyone favors.
Yeah, it does, doesn't it?
Were
it
you just
again.
making them kiss?
Oh, hi there. Oh, you look great.
That's not real.
Sorry, I shouldn't be carried away.
Stop this.
I'll always be able to remember you from the top up.
Oh god.
Thank you so much. I thought this was gone. I'm actually chuffed.
What a joy.
And
What a
absolutely
joy.
chuffed to have been here. Thank you so much for having me.
Yeah.
Well
I'm
done.
sad it took so long. It's been hard to get to Sydney a little bit.
Not really.
I get it.
Not the last 2 years.
3 years hard, yeah.
Yeah.
Plane, COVID.
Nah,
Mate,
fair enough.
that was pretty rough.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's been awesome having you.
Thank you for having me.
but-
Thanks for preparing such a fun show. Thank you, chat, for watching.
Well, speaking of thanking chat, we've got some thanks for you to deliver out with the credits.
Oh, yes,
Yeah.
let's do the credits.
You gotta roll us out.
Yeah. Thanks to the mods. Gart. Syntax confirmed.
Oh no.
Liz Balbalaba. Sith Dog. Phoenix O Dog. Disturbed 777. And Hex.
That's me.
We've got Bum. What the Fish. Slug with a House. The Lord of All Shadows in March. Poo Sight. Honey. Covered in rabbits. It's going too fast. We are not human. Dusty Wings leader. Oreos. Babylon in a coffin.
It's like with House again.
Snail. Happiness.
Best Pikmin voice?
Golwadone. Dome my eyes. Johnny Depp. Evil mystery person, child. Stuck in a box. Byproduct of the Pharaohs. Super 2 DOS. In the middle of the Electronic Entertainment Expo. Wally.
Used to be on TV, folks.
Tim Ant Man. Nicrotex. Rex. City at the beach. Sassy place to get a cheap shirt. Muso 5 higher. Phil. And Loki.
Dog.
Gosh, well done.
Classic. Still got it, folks.
Still got it.
1.5 levels of improv.
A master.
Year and a half
a
of
master
improv.
Yeah. Perfect. It's a craft, really. It's a craft.
It's a craft.
Yeah.
It's a craft.
Yeah.
We've still
Amazing.
got a short post show coming up, so make sure you stick around for that. And that is sponsored by Loki Cat. Thank you so much, Loki Cat, for your generous donation to the show through Patreon. Support us on Patreon if you can. Loki Cat offers a fresh and aromatic experience with a subtle whiff of smoke. The taste starts with a light fruit and nut appeal that leads to a spectacular malty sweetness. The finish develops into a lingering and beautifully rich, full-bodied experience and is from, in my best Scottish, Bannahabhain.
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 That's actually the name of the scotch. It's my favorite. Go check it out.
Bannahabhain.
Bannahabhain.
Thanks everyone for watching the show, and especially to those of you who support us on Patreon. We just shouted you out, but if you, and you're all on the bottom of the screen right now, if you can support us on Patreon, it is how we afford to make this show every week. So please check it out. There's some we've made some changes to the Patreon recently, and we're going to have a big celebration at the start of September for you to kind of see how you can support us over the next 12 months. So look out for that. Head to backpocket.gg for our Discord, which is going off all the time, and check out our socials on there as well, and our Redbubble store, which is pretty much dead. We'll put something on there at some point.
Redbubble's dead. You were on Discord doing Wednesday Halo night.
Hump Day Halo,
Hump
yeah.
Day Halo.
So every Wednesday is Halo, and it goes off even without me because everyone's super keen on it. So please join in if you're keen. Install Halo Infinite. Let's get a star wipe happening. Stephen, when can we star wipe to your next appearance?
Here?
No,
in Sydney, I haven't planned that far ahead.
Yeah, no, but what are you up to?
I stream on the website twitch.tv/Bajo, and I'm back on Tuesday.
This is a short holiday. You
a
deserve
short
more
little
time.
Holiday. Yeah. Well, I'm doing a little thing with the ABC next week.
Nice.
Which is nice.
Did you say you were in a movie recently?
I was. I signed an
Post-show?
NDA. I can't tell you which movie it is, but I am playing a known character in a known universe.
Thor.
It is a non-speaking part.
Oh. We'll be back at the same time next Thursday, everyone. We'll see you later. Good night.
Good night, everybody.
Chat smells.
I think you make a great Thor.